the lows. Regular streamer is back with insane prediction. आज सेंटिनल्स जीतेगा. हेलो यार, लाइफ में दर्द काहे खत्म नहीं हो रहा पता नहीं यार. हाँ, लाइफ में दर्द काहे खत्म नहीं हो रहा भाई. भाई आज तो डीआरएक्स है भाई, आज तो डीआरएक्स है. आज मैं ना भाई, आज अगर फ्रिंग लेफ्ट राइट किया ना मान जाऊंगा भाई. हर बार कंसिस्टेंटली लड़ा है वो. इस बार मेरी नजर सिर्फ उस पे है, सिर्फ उस पे. फ्रीइंग बाय गोट ऑफ द गोटर्स, डीआरएक्स 2-0. समझ रहे? T-Bone said not interested with Binks to watch party and said this night was this कौन T-Bone? नाट्स गोट्स ऑफ गोट्सर्स. पहला गेम नाट्स का नहीं है. हेलो किरण पाजी. नाट्स सेंस को बाहर तो नहीं कर देगा ना. मत करो यार भाई, कुछ गलत लेवल परफॉर्म किया बे उसने, लेकिन हाँ गलत लेवल ही परफॉर्म किया बे कल. मैंने उसका 2 राउंड देखा वापस जाके भाई. वो 1v4 और वाइपर वाला क्या खेला है बे. मतलब मेरे जैसा बंदा एक फाइनली आ ही गया ऐसा लग रहा है. सीजन का मैच चल रहा है. यस सर, यस सर. अपडेट शायद डिस्कॉर्ड में मिल जाएंगे. टी सीजन का मैच ऑलरेडी चल रहा है. इट्स अ बेस्ट ऑफ 3. बेस्ट ऑफ 3 मैन. इट्स बेस्ट ऑफ 3 मैन. ब्रो मत बोल, सुनाई नहीं दे रहा. तेरा भाई नहीं मेरा. ब्रो मत बोल, सुनाई नहीं दे रहा. तेरा भाई नहीं मेरा. हेलो 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 हेलो. चलो.
Korean teams have been a main stage at global events, but we have never
आगे है
seen this inter-regional
गोल.
clash on stage. The stakes are very simple. You win, you're going to playoffs, and if you lose, you're going home.
Yeah, and this is a matchup that we've seen before. The last time, of course, was the regional final there in Pacific. But of course, DRX is not going to have those double bans, and the maps are looking very different for the teams.
Yeah, a lot has changed since them too. New comps,
भाई कॉलिंग
new
बढ़ाओ भाई,
players
इससे ज्यादा
coming
नहीं
in,
बढ़ा सकता
and
भाई.
It really makes you question where T1 wants to go with this one. Will they have the opportunity
इससे
to
ज्यादा
fly
नहीं
into
बढ़ा
the
सकता.
comfort of the Lotus
हेलो
that even we
भाई,
were
फुल
seeing
है
from
बे.
them yesterday? Or does DRX want to target that Lotus out?
We will see it in just a second as the map vetoes come out. But of course, to remind you
Hello.
guys that T1 will be coming
Full
in here as the upper seed as a result of the draw.
It's full.
And this veto is going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, DRX has decided to
गोडी के
not
हैं
play the Lotus in
दिए.
the past. We had seen
Give
them
it to the guys
ban
who
the
don't have
Pearl,
sexy.
ban the
Thank
Haven,
you.
but apparently, after what they saw yesterday and about the results that they couldn't find against T1, they decide to ban, and T1 is going to go for the Pearl.
It's
Okay, I
very
like that.
interesting here. We've already seen 5 maps from DRX.
Mike
This is
नजदीक
2
लाओ.
more that they have not played yet here at Masters Bangkok to start the series. But for both these teams, choosing to ban away their
अभी ठीक है?
opponent's strongest maps does put us in quite even territory.
Exactly, and the Haven was open. We were
भाई
speaking
फ्रैक्चर
about
में
the
तो बहुत मारा था.
scenario for T1 playing that double duelist, but still
हाँ?
they leave it for a decider, thinking that
एपेक वर्सेस एपेक क्यों है. हाँ ना यार,
like a trap, you know, a little
लेकिन
bit
चलेगा
of
अगर
strategy
एपेक
for us to speak in the
अच्छा
right.
है तो
But
वैसे
I
भी
was very
लोअर
excited
ब्रैकेट
to
से आ
watch
जाएगा
T1's
ऊपर. समझ
Pearl.
रहे हो?
If they're playing Neon Yoru again,
At least
that
अपने
would
में
be
से एक
so
तो आगे
sick to
जाएगा.
watch on a global stage.
I mean, speaking of traps, I also feel like a tiny bit of a trap here for DRX because even though T1 lost that fracture against Vitality, they didn't look
ये
back
जो
at
हारा
it. They
उसको
still
वापस लोअर
won
ब्रैकेट
that
में
fracture
चांस है.
against
One for
Vitality.
Durka's off on
कल
the
सेन
defensive
बाहर हो
side.
गई या कोई
They
चांस है
would've
उसके
won
बाद नहीं.
that.
कल सेन बाहर हो
Don't,
गई.
don't get me wrong.
Yeah, so this is why I feel
Send
like
bahar.
it's a bit of an even map. It's more even than I expected.
Yeah, exactly. And probably they decided to pick onto that because they saw the Vice. Maybe they want to bring a Som or Yoru. They feel that it could be a weakness. So if T1 is to stick to the same plan, if DRX is going to
Score
stick on
update
the
मेरे हिसाब से Discord में चल रहा है मेरी
Last time
जान.
DRX played, it was a mirror comp to T1's Breach Teo Vice comp.
इस सीजन हारेगा बोलो obviously हारेगा
I would
भाई.
honestly be shocked if they didn't bring out a new composition. They're 5 for 5.
Send घर पे yes sir.
They could go 7 for 7 with new comps.
आज जो हारा वो घर नहीं, आज जो हारा वो lower bracket.
The last time we saw DRX
Top 4 है ना, तो ये लोग के पास एक और life है, वैसा type है.
2023
तो
against
upper
EG.
bracket और
They
lower
lost
bracket
it,
वापस
but
है.
Mako has always been good on this map, and now he's calling on it. I can't wait to see what they're gonna bring out here as we take.
क्या
a
score
look
चल
at
रहा है?
the
9-3 चल रहा है अभी,
Oh,
9-3.
yes, and Hyungmin is
We are
going to
up
be
by
back
9-3.
onto that Euro flashback. Steering away from that Vice, just going back on the Cypher. Absolutely love it and definitely intentional.
थोड़ा
Every
token
single
कम आया
map
लगता
DRX
है.
has played this tournament has been a new comp.
Elimination है,
with
नहीं
Teo,
है यार
Cypher, Yoru, An
elimination.
initiator and a smoke stage. And I love
भाई अभी 4 ही टीम्स बची है, एलिमिनेशन नहीं है बे. क्या बात कर रहे हो भाई, मैं नहीं मान सकता. तो DRX के पास क्या एडवांटेज था 2-0 करने के बाद? कुछ नहीं, सिर्फ ब्रैकेट्स में. इधर देख सकते हैं, इधर तो मैचेस दिखाई दे रहा था. एक सेकंड रुको. आज के बाद सीधा 27th को है, बराबर 27th को 2 मैचेस है. अपर सेमीफाइनल्स 2 है, लोअर फाइनल्स. अबे नहीं है एलिमिनेशन, पागल हो गए हो क्या?
Against DRX, finally find that first win.
Well, for now, decent north side push coming through here from T1.
अभी प्लेऑफ नहीं है ये, 4 टीम नहीं बचा. कितने टीम्स बाहर हो गए अभी तक? भाई मेरा मेमोरी लॉस हो रहा है क्या?
Starting to bring things forward. Situated here, drop meteor, the one to try to hold
Oh,
Classic in hand for the moment.
एलिमिनेशन है बे, what the fuck?
Go freeing, pushing in through halls. Looks like it's going to be a relatively
Elimination
big take here
है.
on the site. A little bit of a reroute there as the sheer wall does come up. But
Shit.
Spike does get planted.
Fuck
One
बे,
out.
तो एपिक वर्सेस
Trying
एपिक
to
नहीं
rotate
होना था.
around, get themselves into position, try to go for a retake.
Oh, that Cypher util there. It's going to give some early identification for DRX. Plus this
ये
late
देखो Nats.
lurk from Flashback. It's got one.
That's one. Sylvan able to go ahead and avoid that, but it's going to be Meteor taken down off the rip. The rest of the players now starting to storm their way forward here in towards halls. Pain Shell up and over the top. No one there really to receive the damage, however, is freeing here on the stairs. Swing out from Buzzo, finds the headshot. Bane!
अरे बाप रे, बाप रे.
Sylvan Buzz, Izu, all going to be taken down. It's a 4K for Bane. The most recent addition. Gets things started as DRX claim the pistol.
And a lot to prove here for Bane. Bit of a
Playoffs
rough
नहीं है ये,
outing the
playoffs
last
नहीं है.
time against Vitality. But a hot start for him. The emotional leader for DRX getting involved early. See if that can keep them fired up. But this is a map that DRX has been very, very good on. T1 has struggled.
DRX किससे हारा बे
Part of
अभी
the
तक?
problem for T1 on this map has been map awareness. They're not always fully reading
मेरे
what's
को एक
going
बात
on
बताओ,
around them.
अभी 4 ही टीम्स बची है ना मास्टर्स में. T1, DRX, लिक्विड और G2. नहीं पागल हो गए क्या? EDG वाइटलिटी भी तो पागल हो गए बे. एलिमिनेशन
That
मैच है.
Yoru, really curious to see how that's going to play out.
Trap set up though.
Hey,
Flashback
बच्चे
about to
यार.
walk into this, but Meteor going to be taken down in flashback.
4 बंदों में प्लेऑफ
Very
होएगा.
good sense of
बराबर
this
बराबर
tunnels the camera.
बराबर.
Now
ब्रेन
it's
लैग
just
ब्रेन
sprinting.
लैग
That
ब्रेन
will
लैग
be
ब्रेन
hurt, but
लैग
he has
ब्रेन
the
लैग
tripwire behind.
ब्रेन लैग.
The early alert system is in place. 2 rounds in a row now. Meteor picked off the rip. See how he fares going into the next one. But for now, DRX firmly in control. Buzz is going to take the rope across for that north side, joined by Izu.
यस 2-0 वाले आ गए अभी.
Split pressure here.
Yeah, I really like this idea from T1 because ideally you don't want to hand over any more orbs.
जो लोग का स्कोर
You can
1-1
find
है
exit
वो लोग
frag.
का एलिमिनेशन मैच है बेसिक.
Just trying to find ways
Basic.
to die to the spike. You tripped the tripwire. So now you know you don't want to go through tree. Try to find a different direction to get in there and find a way to die.
सारे spikes से फटेंगे.
Let's see if DRX gives them the option. Who stacks?
T1 identifying that it's fairly unassailable here. So will wisely go down 4 remaining players here to the spike. Freeing just going to go ahead, drift away. And that is going to be a flawless here for the side of
Yes,
DRX.
finally, हाँ 1-1 आज जिनका 1-1 है ना
Yeah,
उनका
so for
मैच
what it's
है.
worth, T1 plays that pretty well.
आज
One
दो
thing I'm
टीम
going to
बचेगी.
be also really keen on in this matchup is flashback for DRX.
Sure.
And so far he's doing a good job. Like you were talking about, identifying that he was going to potentially be under pressure coming out of A main, backs off. This was something he had a really tough time with against Vitality. They're really tricky in the way that they'll make
किसान
contact
के
and
मैचेस
back
स्ट्रीम
off or
के
make
लिए अरे
contact and keep pushing.
क्योंकि बहुत
Keep
सारे
guessing
मैचेस हैं वहाँ
as
पे.
that lone flank player, as that sentinel
तो
player.
लोग सिर्फ
So,
30
you know,
का
maybe you'll
मैचेस
clear
क्यों
the
करेंगे
can
और
and
सारा
then
मैचेस
kind of wait
साइमल्टेनियसली
it out
चल
and
रहा है.
take a pause and then rotate somewhere where flashback isn't able to keep track of you, where he's not really clearing space. Something he needs to be very keenly aware of. A good start for him in that second round.
चलो भाई हमारी नजर किस पे फ्रींग पे. ठीक है.
One, but yep, jump across there. Hyunmin taking space.
युनमिन तो मारेगा ही मारेगा लेकिन मेन नजर
Tuck back from
फ्रींग
E2.
पे.
That allows for the orb to
ये
be
रहा.
snatched up. Bane now just one away from that rolling thunder.
But you're not taking any contact
Hello
anywhere
Bunks
else on the map,
hello.
and that's going to force a bit of a push out from T1.
Double stack, swing coming through. A little bit of a delayed reaction there, but Freeing still able to find
मारता
it.
तो
Sylvan
है
couldn't take it down.
बेगूटर अपना.
Grim now out of the equation, stun across onto Meteors. He tries to stay tucked in behind the boxes. Stealth drone looks to flush him out and will be able to do so. Now he's going to be suppressed for the next few seconds. Goss flying his way, the pressure coming in off the flank.
बाप
Is theirs.
रे क्या हो गया उसके
Salvo getting on
साथ.
the floor and Freeing able to find him. Second kill in the round. And for T1. In a bad position now as flashback comes in with a backstab and Stack's clearly not getting word of it.
ए हेलो
Fast
नाट्स.
enough.
Spike planted.
Buzz now on his lone
भाई
side.
कोई भी बैकस्टैप करेगा नाट्स से बुलाएंगे अभी. हो गया मेरा.
DRX looking for yet another flawless. So he's just going to stay tucked. Try to see if he can find any exit frags here. We'll go across through sewers. An opportunity perhaps
नहीं
to
उमेश.
find maybe Hyunmin, who's still there at arcade, but moment staying here on this side. DRX at the same time. Blood in the water.
फ्री किल बस को.
Swirling. Buzz will be able to find one.
एक बार
A lot more would
आई
need to
नहीं
be
दिख
done.
पाया.
And Bane swinging out. Go ahead and be able to take him down. 2 more charges.
Clean
with
match
that
लग रहा है ये वाला.
and a bonus
भाई
conversion
DRX
for DRX.
कितना improve हो
This
गया
is just a
बे.
timing thing. T1 thinks they're going to be
Huh?
able to push a little bit of space with that contact towards Dish. They're assuming
Last
maybe
year
it's an
क्या
arcade
था?
push. Actually, there's a 2-man stack coming at
साउंड
them
इंक्रीज करो. कौन सा
from the
वाला?
tree side. They pay the price there. Sylvan caught unawares, and that's Rolling Thunder in play as well that round. Very
डिसेंस
early
का
for
रोस्टर पता
Bane.
बंक्स पे व्हीलर पे
And
है
they just
सबको जानता
smother
हूँ मेरी
Meteor out of there.
जान.
And a big sigh from Stacks, the IGL of T1, as they're going to be on an eco. Sheriffs abound, a few half armors. Stacks able to
Util देखने
avoid
में
the
मजा आता है
salvos
वेलो
for
का.
now. Smoke going to come down. Certainly not much ambiguity to this hit so far for DRX.
Quickly forced out of halls though.
दो बंदे सुने
Sheriffs
दिया.
in hand will demand a degree of respect here. I mean, T1, the show just yesterday versus Trace. Get them in an eco position. They absolutely can claw their way back into a round.
You've got some nasty, nasty Sheriff players.
Look at this clear from flashback. Getting through sewers, just sniffing
फ्लैशबैक
around,
को
not
दो
seeing
बंदे
anything,
तो
not hearing
सुनाई
anything.
दिया जो ए चले
Just
गए.
for rotation to come back over. And right now, DRX are gambling on the correct side of the map.
Yeah, this is a great read. And this is the part of the map where a lot of teams are going to try to punish T1 because Meteor has a tough
Hello,
time on the
Falak
vice
G.
locking this site down. It's been a real struggle for him and Sylvan or him and Carpe, whoever, are typically locking this site down in their defaults.
Trying to go for the push up here. Fault line to hold him in place for the moment. As rotations can now begin. Buzz watching for that late lurk. Not wanting to get backstabbed by flashback this time around.
आई आओ ओ ओ.
Nasty blind shot. Hopes of having that impact here from Meteor with the Sheriff in hand. Less and less likely. Looking up from the stealth drone, able to find one. Fault line going to be going through. Players here in tower going to be stunned up for the moment.
10 नेट कॉम्बो क्यों नहीं
One
किया?
still trying to encroach. Looking for
दोनों
players here,
अलग-अलग
looking for
utils
targets,
डाला.
but it's just going to be Freeing, mowing down two. Meteor does manage to find one, but swift cleanup here.
Like,
for the side
clean
of
दिख रहा है,
DRX.
bro.
One casualty. Gunman
It's
happy to get his
looking
life to the
clean, bro.
cause. DRX get a 4-0 start.
T1 just really
Nice bandit
looks
decision
lost
का
right
आप
now,
जाके
trying to
good
figure
for
out
the guy,
exactly
actually.
how they can play for these
कल
retakes, trying to
खेलूंगा मैं
figure out
शायद.
how they can get a read on
देखते हैं.
DRX. But it's just great map control, great map awareness, and great calling from Mako here. They're avoiding any of the traps that T1 is trying to set up. That's something that T1 is very, very good at. You saw it yesterday on that Lotus with, you know, the combination sometimes.
Sound, kya sound badao?
Anything like that, but they'll combo their utility very, very well. That's something that T1 has done in spades throughout this year. And if you can avoid that contact with
Bhai,
them,
ho gaya na.
take
Fring
sometimes
is the best Teo player na
look too
abhi.
strong, and this one never even got started.
Huh?
It was dead on arrival.
Abhi ke liye I think
Let's
Fring
see what
is
T1
the
wants to talk about.
best Teo player.
Kind of curious. Right now, they're playing very
दूसरा नाम भी
mostly
नहीं है.
patiently, other than the push out at tree. It's just kind of trying to rotate through their spawn, trying to figure out timing, see if they can catch a lurk.
Your
play or
fun
something
है
like
settle
that, but
video.
so far
Thank
they have been
you.
completely bamboozled.
Game sound
Here's
increase
C
कर.
Plus
Game
coming
sound
into
तो
the
full
round,
है.
5,400 credits
Oh my
behind.
God.
Does he just go for that operator? Something that was giving, you know, quite a bit of frustrations to themselves
Hello.
when they're playing against, you know, Durka on that opposite side. Could not get that access over towards Halls.
It's a good shout.
Curious, it looks like he is in fact going to be picking that
Language,
up.
Mr. Deep.
We saw what he can do
Language.
with it on Haven.
Just yesterday.
Yep, absolutely incredible. Just kind of looking to see if maybe Buzz can repeat some of that magic with the operator. Big part of his
Christian
game.
कहाँ दिखेगा
Playing
match?
towards
अभी
Tish,
नहीं
so
दिखेगा,
might
बाद
have
में
that early
दिखेगा.
contact here alongside against
ऐसा ऋषभ
Flashback.
भाई.
There's the peek out, and there's the kill.
Finally
Eric's now going to be well
clear
aware
कर
that
गया.
this is in play, but T1 get
4
themselves
round
a
बाद.
nice early advantage.
And that's huge, because now you can play a little bit more contact-based. You can react to the information you get. That's huge. Stealth Drone sees a bunch.
Try to flash him off the angle. He's able to turn from it. Continues to swing out wider and wider, but he's just eating damage. And eventually, Bane is able to find that kill. All of a sudden,
बेचारा
nullified.
बे.
In Death Plus will find the showstopper, but cannot bring it out until round 6. Flash coming out. The Armageddon paves the way. Izu here up top. Jumps into it.
हाँ?
I think he missed the timing on that one
Missed
either
it,
way.
yeah.
Ends up falling to the wayside. Stacks is able to find one meteor. Still here, freeing. Trying to get him over the line. It's
Close
so damn
था
close.
बे,
but
30
T1
HP
will barely
बे.
be able to scrape by with a round win. Up recovered, carried
आई
forward.
उसने क्या किया?
That was a hell of a lot bloodier than it looked like it was going to be.
I mean, the firepower for DRX still very strong. And the support there for
Compliment
Buzz,
भी तो क्या बात तो I
non-existent.
love you.
A good read here by DRX that he'd be playing behind that box. Maybe they saw pixel out of place or something like that.
Oh,
the
उधर
salvos in the
नेड
corner scared him
था.
off. There were some right next to him. And that kind of left him in a bad spot. Opted to try to find the timing to get through the Armageddon, did freeing.
उधर नेड था.
Huge win though. 14-1.
न्यू है तुम न्यू और देखो.
Bulldog for Sylvan.
New
Otherwise, they
UI.
still had enough to scrape together a bye, but credit situation very dire for T1. Nice opening pick for Buzz.
Another solid shot there off the
Arami
rip.
Pro
Flashback.
Max.
Same time. Pick off Sylvan over at Arcade.
Back to back first blood बोलते.
Stealth Drone going to be able to identify 3 players. Doesn't necessarily tell them which way this is going to swing, though. So it looks like everybody just going to be taking the rope across to that north side, join in with Flashback. See if they can play off his opening. The Buzz is repositioned. He's tucking back over towards the spawn side, however, for a moment had an angle in towards Arcade.
Right there. Now kind of gearing up for more of a retake situation. They don't
Tenet
have much
मत
info
करो
on the
यार.
map.
हार
All
गए
they
क्या हम
know is
लोग?
that A main
Comeback कर दिया वो लोग
left
ने.
undefended. So that's going to let Meteor slide back over. Worried that they might already be in tower. That's how late they are on finding anything on this side. Stealth Drone obviously going to give this away.
Gets it cleared out, but there's a showstopper in play. Slaps it down.
कैसे?
A hell of a lot of damage, but cannot find the kill on the Mako. Still alive with 3 HP to spare. No margins here for him. Let's push up into tower at that range. Shorty not going to be doing too much. Freeing.
कैसे नहीं मरा?
Swing able to find one. Meteor puts him down. Ult available. Does he send it? Looks like he's just going to challenge in for the fight and is able to find one more. Flashback dead. Bane on the floor. And Easy's got the cover to finish off Mako.
बिना अल्टी के मारा भी घुस के.
Themselves back-to-back round wins.
That's that coordination you need as T1. Really good util coming out from Stax and Izu. The salvos there to flush out the angle for Meteor.
भाई
Set him
है
up
भी
nicely
मीटर
on
भी.
that ramp.
इधर तो देखा हुआ लग रहा है.
Really good coordinated play. Even though that showstopper doesn't do a ton of damage,
अरे यार.
Mako trying to accelerate his way through. But Meteor holding the line there. Has the Razor Vines to protect him, to isolate that angle. And that coordinated util combo from your
हमारे
initiators.
साथ ही होता है.
Very
ऐसा.
nicely done by T1. Now they're starting to get the wind underneath them. See if they can soar a little bit more. T1. Stealth drone again. This looks like a crunch from DRX.
Flashback just jiggling forward. Breaks that shear wall. Just some spam damage. Actually, does manage to take Gummin down quite low. Meteor gummed up. Still has the setup. He's able to take him out. Mako able to find two.
फिर भी मारा.
One back on the Bane. 3v2. The rotation still coming through. Buzz trying to get
फिर
in
भी
position.
मारा.
Izo, if he can find one, would give him.
कोई बोलेगा क्या 11-8 मेरा टीम का मैच चल रहा
Some
है.
of these angles.
मेरा टीम का मैच चल रहा है.
Here, this is going to prove to be pretty damn difficult to get themselves back in. Final smoke from Mako dropped here to block off Gen.
And Flashback going on a bit of a walkabout underneath the sewers. Salvos. Mako has to back off a bit.
Forced away, is able to escape.
ये नर्फ होने वाला है बे एजेंट इसका हो गया बे.
Time starting to tick. Izu on the chase, swings the corner, finds one for the Molly. He's going to burn him down. Buzz now alone here on the site. Sends to the flashback, swings back in. Snappy finds the readjustment, tries to get a weapon swap in, but flashback is here to
अच्छा तो
cover.
गेला बस ने भी. भाई हो गया बे
Sprays
तेओ
down the
का.
corpse of his previous teammate,
तेओ का सीन खत्म है.
DRX.
इससे मास्टर
Himself
खत्म
back
होगा
into the
बड़ा सा
driver's seat,
नर्फ
not
आने वाला
allowing
है.
for T1 to get ever closer.
अच्छा प्लीज thank you for the membership मेरी जान के
Great
टोटे.
That's going to be the hallmark of both of these teams. These attacker side setups that they're able to come through with. Great coordination. Mako able to swing in, find a bunch of big kills. 3 on the round off the back of that Molly. Desk was talking about it. Mako has always been so fearsome on that Brimstone on this map.
मेरे हिसाब
It
से
doesn't
दो
matter
की
which
जगह
side
पे
he's
एक
on,
मॉली
attacker
करेंगे
defense. He's got tremendous mechanics, and already T1's economy after winning 2 in a row. Back to broken. Good shot by
Meteor with this
Meteor.
Marshall looking for some impact here. Sylvan's going to be the one able to find it, though. He's just got to trade out on these brims. Flashback, however,
अरे
holding down Halls.
यार
Stops
ये
the
क्लीन
push.
मिल जाता था ना
Continues
निकाल
to be
सकते
lurking
थे.
so damn well.
फ्लैशबैक ना मान रहा बे आज.
Buzz and Meteor, however, are in the right spot. They're in a decent position. Shot into the chest there on a flashback. Paint shells considered. Shots continue to fly. Just trying to stop the flood here. The swing out. Gunman able to find the headshot. Now it is all down to Meteor. That's the fake out.
सबको
The
टैग
fire
दिया हुआ
finds
है.
one, forced out into the open.
मारा
Gets
लेकिन
screamed
दो.
through that box.
Good damage.
Cannot find
Good
the follow-up.
damage. Double
DRX
damage.
Not allowing these thrifty wins to come through.
This is just great stuff from Flashback again. And when I was VOD reviewing
get
DRX's
39?
last match, this was one of the biggest pain points
Good
for
बोलते.
them against Vitality, was Flashback not being able to control those angles by himself. He was often, you know, getting overwhelmed in 1v2s. Vitality was doing a great job in those situations, or in a lot of cases,
चलो
just
देखते
1v1s.
कौन
Yeah, you're going up
हगासता.
against Durka, maybe the best player in this tournament at times, and he was diffing him pretty hard, if I'm being honest. But today, looking a lot sharper, a lot more in control. And the way he's using his util,
भाई
playing
थोड़ा
off of it, or just
और
understanding the
जितना तो
timings,
kills मारो
all
अच्छा
that
ऐसे
seems to be
सुनना है,
much
ठीक है.
more in sync. Obviously, there's a
अच्छा
lot
खेला,
more
अच्छा खेला.
experience here as well, playing against T1 a couple different times. So definitely a lot more comfort for him in DRX. And another big thing is,
अरे भाई के पास और जितना assist था.
T1 still a world away. Have to break the trip. Flashback there, try to shut this down, but 3-player approach coming through that north side over towards Dish at the moment.
भाई मेरे को एक बात बताओ.
Double up.
ये लोग सीधा सेव क्यों नहीं कर रहे T1? हाँ? मॉली है, अल्ट है, नेड्स है. क्या करेंगे T1 मेरे को जानना है.
Play advantage now here. Forced
तुम
away.
कुछ भी करो.
Now we got to shut them back in towards Hall. The door opened up, and Meteor guns down 2. Mako out wide, just trying to play delay
राउंड हार गया.
as much as he can. Final smoke tries to drop it down. Swaps back over onto the Vandal.
मॉली मिस हुआ है क्या?
Cannot hold his ground. The defuse comes through.
मॉली किधर गया?
T1 persevering, getting themselves a flawless round win and multiple ultimates out of DRX's hands.
finally, T1 is able to find some space on the map with these early lurks. And this time around, it's just too much for Flashback to deal with. Singing his praises at the beginning. Has an unfortunate situation there, a 3v1 to try to hold down. Freeing then, trying to make a play off the back of his Armageddon.
भाई ये
Not
लोग के
gonna do
पास
anything.
पोस्ट पॉइंट के लिए क्या-क्या था
Meteor
पता
getting
है?
some good value there out of the
Huh?
Steel Garden, something that I felt like had been lacking from his Vice
Brim
play
मॉली, Brim
so far this
ult,
year.
breach
Was
ult,
finding good opportunities
freeing
to use
nade,
that
freeing
ultimate.
ulti.
That one right there, very,
हाँ
very
जी.
good. Secured him the end of that round. So tip of the cap to T1.
पता है ऋषभ.
Now it's going to be a weaker buy for the side of DRX.
He's
Hero
sick.
rifle in Hyunmin's
Oh,
hands.
Flashback needs to run, needs to get onto that rope ASAP. Okay, just pops, swings out. He's still gonna fall, just not fast enough. Rocco now almost goes for the peek there into Halls. Bane just strafing into the site. Meteor's tucked away. Looks for the second. Hyunmin able to find one. Goes to the corner, avoids the suppress. The narrow relocate is now Rolling Thunder. Crashed across from Stacks. Buzz, another showstopper in hand. He's looking for a target. Doesn't exactly know where Hyunmin's at. Even with the sun. He's able to find a headshot. Coming back in from Sylvan, but now it'll just be too much pressure coming their way. DRX
भाई T1 is T1ing, huh?
Continue clawing back into this now, looking for a 6.
Who is looking like the strongest player in Masters 3?
Going to be thought about by DRX here. It's just these three-man pushes from
I'm
T1.
a
They're
big,
just saying,
big
let's just
Spring
group up,
fan now.
let's just swing a direction.
Run him down.
Let's just run him down, exactly, because if we have the numbers, if we're able to catch Flashback in particular on his own, if we can guess where he's going to be, that's going to give us a huge advantage in the round, because we're knocking the Lurker out, we're setting ourselves up for these 5v4 retakes. You know, both these teams, again, very execute heavy. See, you want to be the one that's in position earlier to set up for that retake, for that fight, because if you let DRX plant their feet, they're going to have very, very difficult post plants to root out.
कैसे बोचा भाई?
Glow chatting with the team, figure out what exactly is going on.
बंस भाई जोर दुनिया के लिए आप जिंक्स हो, लेकिन मेरे लिए दिन तो अच्छा जाता है स्ट्रीम देखकर. मैं लाइक करता हूँ स्ट्रीम. लव यू चैट. आप भी लाइक करो, समझ रहे हो, वरना पावर्स यूज करना पड़ेगा. स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो पट से.
I mean, to me, this is just CHUMMI calling a timeout because of what was going on in the map, not necessarily
like
that particular round result, but 2 rounds in a row where, you know, T1 is doing the same thing, and they get caught doing it twice.
All good Mumbai आ रहा परसों. क्या बात है, काम से ऐसे आ रहा है.
Focus on the south side of the map. Simplify the game plan a little bit. Just have Flashback watching tree. You try to make a push towards A main, see if you can get it to go. It's a 4-man push for T1 in response to that. They're going to continue, try to just take space, try to double down on what was working. Meteor on an island though, on A.
Line set up. Not ready yet. A glimpse there, Hyunmin. Able to find him with a couple shots, but once again, this crunch getting ready to come through. Flashback. This time not going to be pressured out.
But that was enough to divert. Just Meteor's presence was enough to divert DRX. It's so unorthodox to have Meteor on A by himself. They can't imagine that that's the case. They have to try something different. See what Stacks can do here. Fault line at the ready.
Now just Jiggle peeking, spots him out. Freeing not able to find that headshot there. Flashes wide. All of T1 nearby. Media at the same time, lurking forward in case this wraparound comes back his way. Figures that he's going to be good for one, if not two of them. It is team advantage. Shoving back. Snacks are in tower. Push comes through. They here for the moment though. Pressure continuing to keep DRX contained as Meteor gets closer and closer. Flashback watching the angle, will have to hit the shot. Rolling Thunder now going to come crashing through. I think Stacks able to avoid that one. Meteor striking, finds one, finds a second. The rescue. The wheels now starting to come off. As T1.
ये T1 का round था बे, heavy.
One round away from tying things up in the half.
10 seconds left.
What a gutsy call.
यार एमएन मिल गया था, क्यों नहीं गए? 3 बंदे दिख गए थे ना वो लोग को नीचे.
Just enough presence shown by Meteor to send DRX into the stack of T1, into their strong side. DRX now, after such a good read early on, 4 rounds in a row, may end up splitting this half. And Meteor there finding great timing, great patience there to wait until for sure that Rolling Thunder kicks off, and that's when he slams in. Phenomenal patience. I was a bit worried he might press the go button a little too early.
ये सब के आगे 16 क्यों आ रहा है? क्योंकि वो लोग चैनल का मेंबरशिप लिया है.
Allows DRX to rotate back the other way, but instead he waits till they commit. And that's something that I think both of these teams
जिस बिना हो गया हेल्थ काली वगैरह हमारा प्लान है. बोचा भाई थोड़ा
wait out executes a little bit too long.
मेरे को कभी बता. और फ्री रहूंगा तो आऊंगा, लेकिन मोस्टली चांस फ्लैशबैक कहां से आ गया अभी? चलेगा 7-5 not bad.
Still going to be thrown, but it's a
It's
shallow
a very
one.
decent half.
Doesn't catch the players here on the site.
टीम प्रैक्टिस जैसे टीम प्रैक्टिस नहीं करते, सब लोग सोलो
earlier than he had anticipated. Has everything to do
टीम प्रैक्टिस नहीं करते
1v4 with free
सारे
and
सोलो
16 health.
ग्राइंड और बाद में एक साथ खेलते बस
Malco
लाइक
just not
रैंकर्स
giving him
और
a
किसको
wide enough
पता है
angle to try to get some damage through. Flashback tucked at arcade. This is a nigh impossible situation here for Meteor. Salvos gets a chunk. Now down to 41.
We will met you know
Flashback.
वाह
Should
बोचा
have the
क्या है
cleanup
इंग्लिश
here.
पहला
Oh
है
no, Meteor does win that.
Headshot coming through, but there's so much more to try to grind through, and Pain will go ahead and put
Decent
an end
half.
to it. DRX 7-5 at the
आप
half.
किसको support
Secure
कर रहे हो?
themselves a
DRX,
lead,
baby.
but This is a fantastic run back from T1.
Some
Ring
really
का
good
fan हो गया हूँ
adjustments
मैं।
made by T1 in terms of just countering how DRX was trying to play, especially Flashback.
Well, this map is contentious to say the least. Let's see what happens in the second half when we come back.
अच्छा रिकवर किया अबे लेकिन कुछ भी बोलो T1 ने सेक्सी रिकवर किया रैंकर्स ने बंकर्स ने रैंकर
Had it with your old phone.
तुम लोग को रैंकर्स का नहीं
We
मालूम
got you. At Verizon, trade in
भाई रैंकर्स का नहीं मालूम ना तुम लोग को रैंकर्स की टीम है जहाँ पे सारे 5 प्लेयर रैंकर्स है जो लोग रैंक ग्राइंड करते हैं बस टाइम पास के लिए ठीक है और वो लोग बहुत सारी टीम्स को हरा रहे पॉपिन वाली हाँ पॉपिन का टीम सारे उसमें दो या 3 स्ट्रीमर्स है शायद या शायद 5 स्ट्रीमर्स है ऐसा कुछ तो है लेकिन 5 सिर्फ ऐसे रेडियंट ऐसे टाइम पास रैंकर्स मेरे को नहीं लगता कि वो लोग टीम प्रैक्टिस सब करते हैं बस साथ में मिलके खेल के बकचोदी करते करते सारे ऑर्ग वाले लोगों को मार रहे हैं वहाँ का ट्विस्ट लाइन बेसिकली समझ रहे हो वैसा एक टीम है और वो लोग का कुछ तो हेवी स्ट्रीक भी चल रहा था एकदम ऐसा क्रेजी लेकिन क्रेजी चीजें हो रही है दुनिया में 5 रैंक स्ट्रीमर्स हाँ 5 रैंक स्ट्रीमर्स क्रेजी स्टोरी लाइन हाँ
Alrighty, we are about to dive into the second half here on Fracture. First map of this series with elimination on the line. T1, after a very rocky start, have done well to rally back, make this a 7-5 scoreline.
And a big part of it has been the way Meteor has been playing. He's been stepping up. He's been finding some of those timings. His side
ये कैमरामैन गायब है
a little bit.
सब जगह से घूम घूम के आ रहा है यहाँ पे क्या है वो
Martin getting caught off guard there.
But his lurks have been really good, is where I'm going with that. So let's see
Ranker
if
17
on this
and 0
attacker
loss.
side, Meteor can find some more of that
Crazy
space,
seven.
find some more of that value for DRX, shutting those things down. Sight holds on B with Flashback and Mako going to be very, very crucial. Hyunmin being able to spread the map with those Yoru TPs as well.
मस्त है
See
लेकिन
how that
स्टोरी
new
लाइन
duelist change-up will work for DRX coming into this
5
half.
लोग रैंक खेलते खेलते
I was
टीम
pretty
बना लिया
surprised they changed on this map as well. I thought this might be the one where maybe they just stick with the
Blues.
Rays. But, you know, really went all in on Yoru for this event.
Seems like they have adopted the
भाई
same,
बाकी लोग के
same
लिए
thought
कितना बड़ा
process
वो
around
रहेगा
Freedom
सोचो
Flight.
ना
I think
5
the
टीमर्स
Taeho
लोग
Yeah,
मिलके
why not?
खेल के
on the
जीत रहे
Yoru,
हैं
but so far that impact hasn't really
बाकी
been
लोग के लिए
seen
क्या
even
लेवल
in the
का
rounds that
motivation
DRX were
रहेगा
able to win to get themselves this advantage. I mean, Hyunmin, he creates some space, he opens things up, but he hasn't been fragging the way that we've seen him in the last 2 series.
It's, especially on this map, it's really tough for yours.
एजेंट गए भी
Entry coming through, Buzz.
Agent
Go
guy.
ahead, 6 a landing, and
एक्चुअली में 2 कैसे मार पाया
both going to be taken out. Hyunmin now noted here on the flank. Mako slowly creeping his way in from the spawn. 2-player advantage.
कमबैक है क्या
Monstrous here for the side of T1 as they look to get themselves another pistol win.
Look at Sylvan. He's out Narnia.
There he is. He's going to rope across the back. They want to
अगर रोडी अच्छा खेला आज नहीं हमेशा खेलना पड़ेगा यार
An immense amount of damage. Hyunmin finding one, but I don't think this flank is going to be noted whatsoever. Not anticipated as Sylvan gets
बनने
closer
का है
and
तो
closer to the
आसपास
call
से
here.
बनने का
Send him back across the rope. Could it be absolutely devastating? Or it won't even come to fruition as Mako now.
नंगा
Last one
नाचूंगा
standing
माको
with just
बहन
12
नंगा
HP.
नाचूंगा क्लच किया तो
The win, not in his sights. Some charges, perhaps towards that orbital, his goal, but cannot find any more. T1
Bro,
win the pistol, tied up 1-1 here in the map.
सच बोलो तुम लोग को.
Just a great entry
Such.
here by Buzz from the drop.
सच बोलूं.
It's a couple banger shots with the Ghost. Really breaks things open there.
थोड़ा सा लग रहा है कि T1 जीतेगा.
Snappy stuff from Stacks.
मजाक से हटकर.
Definitely has been Meteor's map so far. And a big time pistol win for DRX. And you got to start to worry, you know, or excuse me, for big time pistol win for T1. You got to start to worry about DRX. One thing that I noticed just kind of watching them on stage was they looked a little nervous. They looked a little shaky against Vitality. Whereas on that T1 squad, a ton of experience and a big opening kill.
Was finding Henman off the rip, up and over the top he goes, lands on the box,
बाप रे, ये भी spot किया बस
turns
ने.
back, keeps his teammate protected, grabs the orb.
Showstopper.
This round is all Buzz all day long. Like you said, Showstopper now online. It is just freeing. And given the way that he's just sprinting around, well, we'll be able to find a kill. Oh, almost a second. It seemed like he just wanted to get this round over with. Get into T1's
क्या
bonus.
T1 क्यों गया भाई?
Tied up at 7-7.
अच्छा खेल रहा है. चलो अभी बाय राउंड है, ठीक है? अभी बाय राउंड है.
For T1 has
ऐसा
been
कोई
working
टीम
so
से
far.
भरोसा नहीं तोड़ते.
Really get past that utility.
Defense है
gap in that
DRX
box.
का full buy
Really
है.
nice blast packing from Buzz.
चलो.
He's going to be rewarded with a
ठीक है
showstopper
भाई,
in the
सपोर्ट
bonus.
करेंगे DRX
So
को.
this
ठीक
is
है.
scary for DRX. Have to be very aware of the positionings that T1 is going to be taking. Don't want to lose a player early.
T1 अच्छा खेल रहा है,
Showstopper if
लेकिन
you can
मेरे
help
सपोर्ट
it.
के वजह से ही DRX जीतेगी. ये कौन सा ट्रैप है अभी?
Interesting setup there with that tripwire right at the edge of tower. Trying to catch players, setting up, I believe, Mako.
ए भैया जी, कैमरा देखो, आपका ट्रिप टूट गया है.
Did.
Ends up getting cleared out.
नया एजेंट आया
Still
मार्केट में.
situated. Deltron not identifying Flashback's position there on the site. In the meantime, though, double push up through Halls. Meteor goes in to challenge this. Young man on the counter swing will be able to take him down. Showstopper now, however, going to be drawn out. No one here to receive it. In the end, going to be a bit of a dud, but still space open up for T1 to get the plant going.
They're going to have so much control. I mean, they've got Dish and main control. DRX only has one option, and that's to brute force their way through. They might try and clear main first. This is going to be challenging no matter what.
Get Sylvan escorted back. He's going to be in position for the volley lineup. Realizes that's a fake out, but the real thing comes in.
काहे नहीं डाला उसने?
Stacks in the face. The molly now sent through. Bounces down for the delaying. DRX realizes they can't even try to go for the tap here on the spike quite just yet. They still need to open up some space. They need to clear all these angles. And now the salvos are ready. Can hold the half. Hyunmin trying to scale forward, finds one. Half held. Half hold is there as Hyunmin looks for an ace for himself, but cannot make it happen.
Oh, क्या बच्चे हैं भगवान.
Oh,
बाप
on a nice
रे,
edge there.
0.11
Izu playing that really nicely.
second.
But
नहीं
the fact
था,
that
लेकिन
DRX
एक
commits
second
to that half
भाई.
hold, sacrifices Mako,
बाप
allows them to get that round win, but
रे.
just barely. And they are going to be hurting economically going into this next round.
इससे ना
Meteor running out on a
भाई दोनों टीम
1v1.
सेक्सी खेल
Quite
रहा
a
है.
bit of damage. It's a pretty easy cleanup. I thought Sylvan might have the jump on Hyunmin there. He got ahead of the flash.
भाई सिल्वन को
Swung
लेकिन
wide.
वहाँ पे नहीं मारना
Hyunmin
था
with a
फ्रेंक को
nice
यार.
reaction.
ऐसे निकल के
Take him
मार
down.
के चला गया वो.
Let's see what now T1 wants to do. Looks like an arcade push. Flashback here. Trip this time hasn't been cleared just yet by the salvos. Stealth drone out.
देखो कैमरा देखो,
A
ट्रिप
little
टूट
bit of
गया वापस.
information. They're going to know that at the box it's clear, but Mako with the shotgun.
Lingering here inside the smoke, but the timing Buzz able to find it. That's devastating. He would have been absolutely dead to rights. Flashback does well to find the headshot. They lose out on Hyunmin at the same time. Spam across through the smoke past the Jen Bane. Gets taken down and freeing, locked in position here by these thorns. That smoke only going to last for so long. Dissipates, he breaks the line of sight.
इसलिए लैन पे व्हाट्सएप
How
नहीं
do you try to get a jump on somebody? Frenzy at this range.
They're using that Teo utility to smother him out of the round. It's going to be difficult for him to find the opportunities. Trying to be as patient as he
भाई
can.
हाउ अबाउट सैफर का ऐसा अपडेट
Stacks
जहाँ
of
पे
meteor
ट्रिप
on the
तोड़
way
ही नहीं
out.
सकते.
Re-wraps back towards the ramp. No,
What are your thoughts?
he's just going to die to the spike.
Seems like they have a well-assessed idea of where freeing is going to be coming from. Able to avoid him, so freeing will just go down to the spike, but that means a T1. Not allowing for that threat to come in. Got to sprint it there. Okay. Gets in, dies. That means a T1 tie us up. Still
ना,
neck
मजा
and
तो
neck,
आएगा.
8-8.
obviously a weaker buy, but a few things go
TikTok
pretty
बहुत
awry
clips
here.
बनेंगे क्या
On the
बोलते
side of DRX, just the timing there. Mako thought he could read the smokes. Yeah, you can see it. He knew the timing was just a bit off. Sure, flashback. Got the one and done. Beyond that, just some smoke spam for T1, anticipating the flood retake attempt by DRX,
Then
just
Baraga,
shutting it down
yes,
before it even
sir.
starts. This is a very important round for DRX. Their money is in the bin.
One just have coffers up at the moment here as there's a trade up. Mako Hyunmin on the floor, just stacks lost here. In transit over towards the site. Flashback going to be noted, the spray coming his way. Swings back out of the cage, but Buzz is good for it.
भाई मारता ही है बे
And already, it's the backpedaling coming through. The call to save has to be made. DRX not
Fine,
finding
Mary, तो
purchase.
मेरा हो
This
गया?
aggression out from
अरे
T1
यार,
off the
जान दो।
rip, just too much, overwhelming them. T1 will now gain the lead.
This is pretty wild. I mean, this execute style of Valorant that both of these teams play, you know, who was going to be able kind of coordinate and outguess the other better? And so far, T1 has been making the better reads, the better adjustments throughout. First half in particular, I thought those were some really good calls by Stax and Autumn to change things up as this one went on. But here on this attacker side, they're just in cruise control. Send Buzz in, Buzz go kill, break open the site, easy money. You know, obviously there's some good util behind it. Izu's doing a great job on that Tejo, finding a ton of value. Meteor's just Meteor, man. Looking much more like himself these last couple of days.
Oh, for sure. I think this is the best performance we've seen from him
There
on
is
this
playing
Binks
the
in
first
particular.
person जरा उनका
But it
ऐसे
has
नहीं
just
रहे
been
attacking map पे रहे
electric
very
here
hard to
today.
play side
Look, I'll be honest. I was saying a couple days ago, take Meteor off Vice. He's not ready for it. He's proving me wrong right now. He looks way better, much more comfortable.
इसलिए
Much
बोलने का
better
नहीं
reads on the
players
map.
को खेलने
I
देने
talked
का
to him right before the match. I just asked him, how you doing? He goes, napunji ana. Not bad.
Yeah, I'm all right.
jokes मारो ना नाम पे
Under the economy here for DRX.
ओ पीर
Spear in
टोकला
hand. Scout out onto freeing. As Hyunmin goes into the dimensional drift, spotting out Meteor. Primary target. See if he's going to be able to take him down though. Jumps out
I would
around
like
the
to
back. Stun does
apologize.
come through. He's able to find one, but freeing Mako going to be taken out at the same time, and now T1 sees control of the site. Just one rifle left in play here in the hands of Bane. Flashback with a classic. Maybe could pick up Meteor's gun.
You'd love to see if you could find a way to get that rolling thunder out of Stacks here. If you could put a little bit more pressure, maybe find one pick. Force that ult out.
Flash in. Bane just getting team flash though. Coordination starting to break down, you can see. Slow creep up,
Cute
getting ready.
moment.
Aftershock clear off one angle. Swoop back through. Bane able to find Izu, but not before Hyunmin gets taken down. Gets himself a second. His Buzz will fall, and suddenly the ground back in towards their hands. Rolling Thunder, however, gets the Suns across, but Stacks himself. Fault lined, stunned up, swings in, finds one. The time is just not going to be there.
बाप रे
Bane realizes that it's a lost
भाई
cause.
T1 को क्या हो गया
Take a
है
kill, get another ult orb. But he cannot stop T1. Red Bull
Hello?
clutch goes their way. They now move up 10-8.
They're absolutely frying on this attacker side. I mean, credit to DRX. They're able to force out that big.
चैट कुछ लोगों को चैट में इग्नोर करो ठीक है बिजनेसमैन होके ना सुपर चैट लिया जा रहा है ना मेंबरशिप लिया जा रहा है समझ लो कुछ लोगों को इग्नोर कर दो बड़े आदमी बन जाते हैं ना लोग भूल जाते हैं याद रखना गाइस याद रखना
T1 needs to be accounted for. You've got to find a way to maintain arcade control.
मेरा अगर
Being
बिजनेस रहता
sending
ना
players down
10,000
into
क्यू
sewers to
VPN
create
डाल
some
के
crunches. That's been the one
दिनार
round
देता
that
था मैं
worked
दिनार
for DRX in this half.
बराबर है कि नहीं चैट
Late when they were able to set up a crunch from multiple directions to really just smother T1 out of that round. This is starting to look dire. T1 is in much better form than we've seen the first two times against DRX, especially on a map that has plagued T1
Binks
throughout this year.
GEELI
This has been
ये
one of their
क्या
pain
नाम है
points.
सुशी
And it seems like they're finally starting to find that
I mean,
confidence,
क्या नाम है, क्या
finally
language
starting
है
to
ये?
find that groove. Can DRX punch
बंदा
back?
किसकी बात कर रहे हैं झुलेट
We absolutely need to. Last time out.
Odin is high elo is not
Translate
effective
into a round win was a
एक तो
eco
तेरा
attempt,
नाम
but
देख क्या है हाँ
see how they fare now.
यहाँ पे ओडिन प्रो सीन में यूज किया जाता है
Full weaponry back
effectively
into their hands.
और हाई इलो में तो बोल रहे effective
Orbital, a
नहीं है
neural at their disposal, but Similarly impactful ultimates there for
get it.
T1 as well.
You can see they're stacking heavy on the B
आज
side.
तक एक स्किन गिव अवे किया है, शर्म आती है?
It's going to be a four-man
आज
push.
तक मैंने कितना गिव
for
अवे किया
T1
पता है?
from
कम
the
से कम
southern
2-3
end.
पेटी.
Meanwhile, yep, arcade control going to be attempted to establish by DRX. Just Meteor there on his lonesome.
And Meteor does well. Be able to find the one, turns for the flash, turns back. Gets with Gunman. Tip of the retake spear now going to be eliminated, but orbital strike coming through as things get chaotic here on the B site. Similarly, Armageddon trying to escort them forward, drop down off the rope. See aftershock forces them away. Sights opened up now.
उन्होंने देखा है यहाँ से नेट वहाँ से आफ्टरशॉक में डैमेज का है वो लोग heavy.
Sylvan still has his own orbital strike available for the post plant, and he's in a disconnected position back out over towards tree. Back not quite finding the kill. Saddles trying to flush him into the open. Buzz still here on site, able to find one, but Mako swings in, finds two, takes down his former cohorts. Right of the rope, easy to eliminated now when it all falls down to Sylvan. The orbital will buy some space, but the Armageddon looks to shove him back, and he cannot escape it. Freeing with a 3K. We'll get DRX back in this. One round separating as they look to go 10-10, but T1 have so much cash behind right now.
This is a great adjustment, great identification by DRX. Re-establishing control of arcade. Giving up a little bit of space. Sure, Meteor gets one. You're able to trade it quickly. Not that big of a deal. Because you're able to use that when T1 wants to plant to force them into tower. Then you've got the Tejo utility to force them out into the open, and you're crunching at the same time. Freeing catches his opposite Tejo, completely napping. But that was just really good execution and coordination. Waited out the timing on T1's Armageddon as well to send that orbital strike of their own. Very nice change up from DRX.
See, now they're starting to just do what T1 was doing before. They're trying to find flashback. They're trying to find Meteor now on this attack. Showstopper, however, built up that orb take. Meteor calls. Yep, they're over towards this side. That's going to be freeing, taken down. The crunch here from T1, working a treat as Bane narrowly escapes. Flashback considering a swing out. Here's the Thorns paint shells, forcing him further away, allowing for Meteor. Get set up. Get those popped. Meteor DRX held at Bane.
Sandwich type
towards them.
situation.
They're available here towards Bane, but can they send it? Sylvan flashed up. Needs a little bit of damage. Just a lick there from the Molly. Looks like DRX are calling this off. The 4v5, T1 far too entrenched. No one on that north side.
11-9 DRX?
That extra bit of crunch. They have to back away. They have to allow for T1 to get up to 11.
And it's just a great counter call here by Stacks for T1. He says, all right, they want arcade. Okay, there's a big kill for Meteor on the back end. Another gun dropped for DRX, but it's a simple adjustment. We're just going to go ditch this time. Meteor, you hold the line at main. We've got the showstopper. If we can get through the site easily, you're going to have backup. And it's right there. Lickety split. So the counter calls here so good on this attacker side have been highly favoring T1. Now what does Mako have in response? Because he's got a Rolling Thunder. The Neural Theft available as well. Some tools to work with, but a couple Bulldogs had to be bought down.
भाई क्या घुसरे बे लेकिन इन्फो लेके T1 सीधा W बे.
To arcade and DRX.
मेरी दोस्त की टीम याद दिला रहा है.
Really reading this.
सीधा W ना फेक पुक तो दिखा भी नहीं अभी तक बे.
A lot of info gained. They know they're going to have the space. You can see Bane sliding over, try to provide a little bit of support. Be able to fault line there.
Fault lines out, catches a little spot out, but definitely has to back away. Rope's going to be taken, sits at the volley. Rolling Thunder coming through. Stacks just looking to try to storm him, but it's going to be Buzz actually swinging around from the opposite side here on the site. Comes away with that kill. Shots just unable to connect. He's out at safety. Spike does get dropped. His Freeing's able to find one. Kevin trying to scale forward, trying to take some space, but cannot.
Freeing bolte!
Bleeding, stem the tide.
Freeing bolte! कैसे जीते राउंड पता नहीं.
Just one round away.
4v5 क्या निकाला?
But it's chaotic. It's messy. It's a scramble. The one that DRX narrowly come out on top of.
And this is the IGL calling for himself here. He's saying, Bane, get over here. Help me with that util. Send that ult out. Buy some time. And then the quick retake before T1 can really plant their feet. Find the ability to get the plant down. Great stuff. Great counter call again. Already showing how
Love
well
you,
these
bye.
two teams know each other, how familiar they are with each other. This time T1 thinking about more of a tree push, but I'd like to see
Messi बोला
T1 slow
फुटबॉल
down
तो
the
डे
pace
तू
a
गया
little bit.
बे
I'd like to see them work the map, see if they can bait
Yeah.
out some rotations, some util from DRX. Looks like
करने
the Drones are
आइडिया
gonna
नहीं यार
say
मॉड्स
hello
को
to each
पूछो
other over there over in A main, but Meteor here able to jump the wire. Oh, that's so bad.
And that could be absolutely devastating.
TP will be there underneath sight.
Crash drifting across, but Meteor, he's gonna spot them both, and he's gonna be able to nail him. Bane freeing, not sure what just hit him. The Meteor to the back of the head, they get devastated. And now for that gate crash, you can't take it.
There was an immediate ping onto that tripwire.
And there's an immediate call to go for the save. DRX just do not have the funds.
Yep.
And this is a tough pill to swallow, knowing that you have to let the opposing team get to map point on your map pick and then try to win it out in OT.
Wouldn't be the
DRX.
first time they've done it to T1.
Very true, but DRX looking very frazzled. Mako
बड़ा आदमी है
needing to
भाई
hold on
3
to
लाख
this weapon.
सब्सक्राइबर कर दी ना बिजनेसमैन वाली
Backs
बात
away.
बुलेट भाई कर दी ना यार
You're similarly on the
कर
prowl,
दी ना
working
इसी
his
बात
way through that defender
हाँ?
spawn.
अबे क्या बड़ा
Closer
बिजनेसमैन
and
होके
closer.
खरीद लेगा मेरे को बता
Mako just
कर
tucks
दी
here
ना
for the
बात तूने
moment.
ये वाली ठीक है यार
But eventually the pinch is going to come through. Cam cleared out. Mako asleep at the wheel. Meteor collects one. The cage basically giving away their
वो
positions.
ट्रिप क्या था
T1
एक्चुअल में
wanting to
शायद
hound them
किसी
down.
इन्फो ट्रिप था
Shot onto one, but Meteor finds the other. A 4K4.
Yeah.
One rifle surviving the round. Cash
भाई
gone.
पैसा है नहीं
T1
ये DRX का
get
मैप
up to
है
that point.
It's 26 kills now for
है
Meteor.
जी
And this is just expert awareness on his part. I mean, obviously, Flashback probably getting a little bit of a talking to about that tripwire placement. And grabbing these guns at the end of the round is so devastating because that's going to only
और
be
तो
2
भाई
stingers that
मेंबरशिप
Bane and
ज्वाइन
Flame can
बटन
afford to buy.
रहेगा या
A
फिर
hold on
मॉड्स
for
लिंक
Mako.
देंगे वो लिंक पे क्लिक करो
No ults to speak of other than the neural theft.
सब्सक्राइब बटन
Got
के
the
बाजू में
Rolling
रहेगा
Thunder
देखो।
for stacks. He can send it right here.
They're looking for a clutch, but now the Rolling Thunder looks to
सब
shove that
वाले
back.
भी वैल्यू पॉइंट गिवअवे करते हैं
Able to dip
पीसी
out
गिवअवे
free. Looks back through the
करने
door. Salvo's now
चाहिए
starting
शर्म
to
आते
fly.
शौर्य भाई
Damage not suffered here on the side of DRX quite just yet, but all 5
का
players
पीसी
from
अपग्रेड
T1
नहीं हो रहा है मेरा
roped up here in halls.
It's a grab of the orb, and I think this is a good idea. Maybe back off of this, try a different direction. You have made it very readable what you're doing here. Maybe if you can find a pick.
4 जन का स्टैक है लेकिन
Insane.
ये लोग के पास घुसने के यूटिल्स है और वो लोग के पास बाई नहीं है
Flash out, come in, looking for the play. Gun down, Izu, able to find one freeing here.
One enemy
Covering
remaining.
fire to go ahead and stem
Down
this
A.
push coming through. Somehow, some way, DRX. They managed to win it out. They can scoop up these weapons. The 2 dead. Minor amounts of cash. Still going to be a bit of a weaker buy as they try to push this into overtime,
So-
but they are persevering. And that's going to be a timeout called here from T1.
That's a
तो
good idea
क्या
from both teams. DRX there, just knowing that they can bait that Rolling Thunder out and just fall back.
तो क्या
T1 so committed
ये
to this A
क्वेश्चन
hit.
खुद को पूछो
They weren't changing their mind no matter what. Come hell or high water, they were going to try to break through.
समझ
Buzz
रहे हो?
goes in all on his own to try to create space. Gets shut down at the point of attack. The rest of the team
क्या
fumbled
4000
behind.
लोग देख कर स्ट्रीम लाइक
Here,
करो
X
वरना
there,
तुम्हारा
able
कल
to
का
just
दिन अच्छा जा
get an
सकता
early
है
read
और
on
अगर
T1's
एग्जाम है तो
positioning and
रिजल्ट्स
lock
भी
down the
अच्छे
A
से
side.
आ सकते हैं समझ रहे हो
T1 here. A little bit concerning. We saw this on Haven when they played their very first time, where T1 had a lead and fumbled it, sent it into OT, had another lead in OT, had a 3v1 against Flashback, where he was able to clutch out.
कैसे बंस भाई मैं
Send it
एकदम बढ़िया
to
मेरी
another
जान के
set of OT
टूटे
rounds. And then DRX ended up winning that Haven. So T1 looking to avoid that again here on Fracture, a map that has looked much improved today. This is a much
Vasil
better
bhai?
version so far, but I need to see T1 a
शर्म शर्म शर्म
bit more active on the map, and it looks like they're going to try
Sharam.
and set up a B crunch.
ऑफ तो है देखो 2 के लेग्स
3
पार
up
हो
top, 2 down below. Whereas DRX, they're looking to get aggressive out of dish.
2 के लेग्स पार हो गए गाइस
Curious, how quickly do they try to go for this? I mean, you see the pings covering that
इधर
north
मैच कहाँ
side.
देखने मिलेगा अभी तो देखने नहीं मिलेगा
Yeah, they're gonna
हो
call
सकता है
for a
कि बाद
full
में कभी
crunch.
जाके देखने मिले
Solid enough understanding of where T1 is going to be. they actually shut them down. As that's just going to be ult invested here. Steel Garden taking away their weapons. Space given up. Tripwire going to be cleared out here on the site. Meteor able to find one. Bane dead.
Uh-oh.
Over towards that spawn side.
कोई ना माका के पास अल्ट है.
Now set up. Retake needing to get started here, but Flashback already going to be taken down 3v5 as DRX desperately try to get this over into overtime. Hyunmin down low. Flash connect. Stack's going to be eliminated, but with the shorty able to find Hyunmin freeing, taking down Buzz.
2v3.
The trade's coming back through, but still the disadvantage here for DRX. Salvos clears some space, freeing to try to disrespect the damage. Pushes forward, but gets cut down. 13-11. T1 take down DRX on DRX's map. Pick a fracture.
That is a statement win for this T1 team. Unbelievable that they're able to take this map from DRX.
And with Pearl on the horizon, the pressure's got to be mounting DRX so they have something prepped. We're going to find out, but first the analyst as will break down all the action here from Fracture.
भाई आज क्या है? आज कौन सा दिन है भाई? 224 भाई, सारे बड़े लोग आ रहे भाई चैट में. देख रहे हो, पहला बोचा भाई आए, फिर बुलेट द बिजनेसमैन आया, फिर एक्स ऑर्ग से सनक भाई आए, अब मयंक भाई आए. भाई आज कुछ तो है, आज कुछ तो है, आज कुछ तो है बे. हाँ, कुछ तो है आज मेरे हिसाब से. क्या लगता है? देयर इज समथिंग्स. मंडे इसलिए मंडे है बोलता है बेंच. कॉमेडी करता है साल. कब आ रहा है फिर कैफे पे? फ्री का चैट में पढ़ता नहीं हो बुलेट. रेस हार गए तो ट्विटर डिलीट कर दम प्लीज. लैंग्वेज हेट ना फैलाए. और महंग भाई कैसे हो यार? हाउस लाइफ? ग्रेट पीपल हैव कम इन चैट. मयंक भाई आफ्टर 15 years. मयंक मिश्रा.
ओ भाई,
ओ भाई देखा, बड़े लोग भाई, बड़े लोग.
किधर है वो?
हाँ पता
किधर
नहीं,
है?
बहुत बदल गया है वो. अपना मयंक की कितनी मालूम नहीं अभी.
हाँ,
बदल
तो
गया है.
बड़ा 18+ हो गया ना अभी.
अभी 18+ हो गया, बदल गई है, आदतें बदल गई है. हैवी हैवी दोस्त लोग है, पार्टी वार्टी चालू रहती है, समझ रहे हो, बड़ी बड़ी गाड़ियां हैं. बड़ा आदमी बन गया. अभी अपना क्या मतलब, अपना हम तो स्ट्रीमर्स है ना यार. हाँ हम तो सेम ही रहते हैं. वो क्या कर सकते हैं यार, है ऐसा है.
आदतें बदल गए, अच्छी या बुरी?
अच्छी तो मेरे को दिखी नहीं काफी टाइम से. कुछ कुछ न्यूज भी सुना था. भर नहीं सकता ऑन स्ट्रीम इसको, तो बच गया. हाँ क्या? Oh, I'm giving you. I'll make tea and give you. You want paper now? You have to write the date also. क्या है चिल्ला रहे? Just write the date and scan. Hey, where is my mobile? I want my updates.
Hey guys,
Let's
Mika
go!
and Jen here with Autumn of T1. Congratulations on that first map. Now, this rivalry, this T1 and DRX rivalry again and again. Do you feel that the victory against Trace Esports gave T1 some clarity, and do you feel that T1 finally gets that victory today?
감독님, DRX 상대로 상당히 좋은 모습을 보여주고 있는 T1인데요. 경기력이 아무래도 트레이스 e스포츠전 이후부터 확 살아난 것 같거든요. 직전 경기 승리가 이번에 있어서 도움이 많이 된 것 같은지, 그리고 DRX 상대로 오늘 드디어 승리를 가져갈 것 같다고 생각하시는지 궁금합니다.
네, 일단 트레이스 e스포츠전 때 승리한 거 덕분에 저희가 이제 패승하고 나서 이 흐름을 이어갈 수 있다는 선수들이 믿음이 있기 때문에 다들 자신감 있게 플레이하고 있어서 그런 게 확실히 오늘에도 이어져 있는 것 같고요. DRX가 잘하는 팀이어서 분명히 두 번째 목표 힘들 거라 생각을 하기 때문에 그냥 잘해가지고 진짜 이번엔 이겼으면 좋겠습니다.
Yeah, after that win against Trace, we went from 0-1 to 1-1, and it really helped us create that winning momentum. But we can't really keep our guards down because DRX is a strong team, so we really need to keep our heads in the game and stay focused for the second map.
Thank you very much. 감사합니다 and good luck.
अबे पापा तूने घोड़ा बना दिया
but it just wasn't strong enough for T1. I'm your hosting, so I'm back here with Kakuka and Mimi. That came down to the wire, but why did you think that it was T1 that closed it out?
I think T1 did a lot of things really well there. DRX is a team that is going to go for a lot of these early forward plays on defense with the Yoru comp. They were consistently punishing that, getting the first kill over and over again. It was 19-5 in first kills by the end, and then winning in these late round executes.
Yeah, exactly. It's not only the individuals showing, I think that also the macro and the understanding on how to play with your opponent in the map and how to work with the space, how to react in position against the ultimates. There was a lot of things. It was a very toe-to-toe match. It might be built onto either of the teams, but I think that the T1 deserves the win.
Yeah, especially after the start that they had as well, because it was all about DRX. We can't forget our HyperX reflex moment of the day, this 4K from Bane, Mimi, to kick things off.
Yeah, it was such a nice start for DRX. You thought this was going to be them running away with the game, and this guy, he's been really good this tournament for DRX. One of those players who's not a rookie, not a new addition, but I think both Bane and Flashback got a little underrated after DRX's rough year last year, but they've definitely been having their impact here at Masters Bangkok.
And also, because we're speaking about the Teco, Hyungmin going on the Yoru, that there's so many other questions, but this play, even with just the classic, is beautiful to see. It wasn't enough though, but it was a good start for them in the map. Actually, at some point, what was it, like 5-6-1?
Yeah, Ben was really good individually, but I did take issue with some of the macro on their defensive side, with oftentimes playing the initiators away from the Yoru on one side of the map, trying to hard anchor. This to me felt like a DRX. It was a little out of sorts and didn't look super practiced on this fracture.
Yeah, but T1, they had to bounce back, like you said, 6-2 down. There was some timeouts called as well, but eventually, just before the side switch, they found their groove.
So this one is actually right after the timeout, and we're going deeper into the round because we want to talk about the proactivity coming from the defense on the side of T1. DRX is playing with the Rolling Thunder, as we see in available right now, so they decide to leave the side empty, to just work for the retake that was working for them and just trying to stop them when they were already coming. So a great movement and understanding for them. Also, Bus just breaking the tripwire to just create a lot of chaos and put in question what DRX is doing. Not only that, at some point when the execute starts, that's the cue for Meteor to go on the push from the back. This was literally perfectly played from T1.
And this is showing a really high-level understanding of how your opponent likes to be played. They have never seen this comp before, but across all of DRX's matches, they have a tendency to go for an early idea with the first wave of util, then reset, and they're very often re-hitting into that same site late, honestly, across all of their maps. T1 did a great job of being proactive on pushing through flanks, figuring out where DRX was going to be executing, and having fast flanks exactly like that round, ready to go.
And Meteor is the guy that we spoke about, you know, the experience, the veterancy, knowing what to do on this stage. Kakuga, I think he showed it all.
Yeah, absolutely. In the round that we just saw, also when he plays on the attack, I feel like he was a little bit exposed when playing against Vitality, and he has fixed so many of those small mistakes. But on the other side, we also need to speak about Free and how he was using his utility very, very well, and the impact that he was having in most of the rounds.
For T1, though, it's great to see the veterans get going. Both Meteor and Buzz stepping up to massive proportions in that game. Buzz against his former team, and Meteor trying to come back to a global and win another trophy for Korea.
The question is, can they close this out as we head to Pearl? Because we haven't seen DRX's Pearl, and out of all the times they played against each other this year in that final as well, we never saw it. So what can we expect out of this Pearl?
I'd expect like the same comp that they've been running, right? With the Yoru, with the Teo, with the Cypher. But it is weird because this this is now the 7th and final map of the pool that DRX is going to be showing at Bangkok.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same
exactly.
jam.
And the fracture didn't go that well, but hey, it was very close up at the end. And I want to see if they can also manage to pull that composition or maybe even something different.
But now let's hear from Coach Termi and see what he had to say ahead of map 2.
Oh my god, badass Ravi Kumar in the chat.
Hey guys, Mika and Jen here, back now with Termi of DRX. Now Termi, you've mentioned in previous press conferences how nerves did affect the team in the previous matchup. I'm wondering, is that a factor now, especially since it's T1 and this is a team that you're very familiar with?
감독님 지난번 경기 이후에
Vishal bhai, thank you for the membership.
얘기를 하셨는데 오늘 선수들이 어느 정도 긴장한 것 같으신가요?
यार कब जाऊंगा बाहर, कब मैं मेंबर्स का जूता पहनूंगा बताओ.
저번 경기 때 조금 긴장한 모습들이 몇 번
कब वो
있었어서 오늘
यूज करेंगे वो स्पेशल जूता.
사실 1맵 같은 경우는 굉장히 선수들이 지금 뭐 스크림 하듯이 편하게 하고 있고요. 뭐 결과에 상관없이 편하게 하고 있는데 뭐 몇 번의 실수가 있었다고 생각하기 때문에 그런 거에서는 훨씬 더 많은 발전을 했다고 생각하고 있습니다.
You really talked about coming into today's matchup, how to be comfortable on stage and not feel the jitters. And I don't think there was a lot of nerves that affected how map 1 played out. They've been playing it really well, and they've been playing their game as we do in scrims. So yeah, going into the second map even, I'm pretty sure that there won't be nerves affecting the
क्या 2-0 होने वाला है हमारा, yay!
Termi, thank you very much for your time and best of luck.
And I
पहले
wonder
मैं
if they're
डिसिप्लिन
confident in
बनाने
this
का
comp
टिप
that they're
दो.
bringing as well. What do you
एम
guys
तो
think of this?
एकदम माको वाला है.
Interesting.
मयंक भाई सुनो, टूटे जाओगे, मत करो, टूटे जाओगे एकदम हेवी. आज से कम 1.5 साल पहले बोला था लाइफ में डिसिप्लिन लाओ, बोला था कि नहीं? वो छोड़ के सारी बकचोदियां हुई है आपसे. हाँ, और ज्वाइन करके ई स्पोर्ट्स प्लेयर बन गए, माई साइड ऑफ द स्टोरी डाल दिया. हाँ, हेवी दोस्त लोग रखे हैं. क्या लगता है, खबर नहीं है मेरे को? ला दिया, अभी एकदम सॉर्ट कर दिया है बराबर. फुल भरोसा है आप.
I cannot wait to see it as well, because for DRX, Achilles and Paperton, they have to win here if they want to make it to playoffs.
They absolutely do. Can they deliver a 3-map banger series with Haven?
Good evening, Binks. I hope tonight stream you shows the goddess of the goddess. यार आज रात को पता नहीं यार.
We're about to find out as we get ready to jump into Pearl.
Stream कर पाऊंगा कि नहीं?
Some awesome things going on here from DRX's side coming into this Pearl. You had to know this had been the map that they banned when they played a previous best of 3 coming into the upper semis. You had to know kind of what you were coming up against as you got to see T1 run all over G2 in the lower finals on this map. It's very execute heavy. A lot of the things that they're going to do are going to be based off that Neon Yoru combo. Hyunmin, though, taking a lot of damage.
They continue to swing. Izu just playing forward is going to just absolutely devastate them.
आज बहुत गालियां पड़ने वाली
3 kills found, fast tracking that dimensional drift on this map when you're going up against a double duelist.
Yeah, uninstall करूँ क्या Twitter?
That you want to be going through. Flashback just eating the bone here. For he and Mako.
Uninstall कर दूँ क्या?
There's only one option of course here, and that's to fight their way out. For the moment, getting ready to join back in, but everyone from T1 clustered up here. Around the spike, around the box. Tuck away on the one, Mako. Huge headshot.
Game is not over till it's over. It's over.
As they all swing back together. Mako hits the floor, flashback, low on HP. Just get whittled away out of Sylvan collects 2, and T1 take the lead in pistols, take the lead on Pearl.
Izu's been so good these last couple of days, man. He has really been on point. And not slowing down here at all on Pearl. Disgusting. And they walk right into it. They line up for him. It's a nice shot by Mako, but I mean, this is going to be really tough if somebody like Izu just goes on a tear on this Yoru on this map. Obviously, on this attacker side device, it's going to be a little harder to find some of that impact to slow down those double duelists. And that's something that DRX really is going to have to be aware of.
Ping gets one. Should know that the rest of the team is going to be behind this, just given that they have no money, no economy. Nebula to try to slow up. It's going to be disrespected. They push forward. Sylvan able to find another meteor. Out of the flank, Mo's down 3.
मीटियर ने मार दिए
Back up through the smoke.
चार
and even
मीटियर
finds
ने
the
मार
fourth,
दिए अभी
despite being low on health. Flawless anti-eco from T1.
They're just so ready for this. Get a little bit of contact, fall back behind the site.
अरे
Let
देखने
Meteor
तो दो
swing
ना
in
मैच
and do what he
मैडम
was doing on Fracture.
देखने तो
Knock
दो
people
ना
down from the sides.
देखने दो ना हम नहीं है वहाँ
Nice
पे
hold
लैंड
there
में
from
नहीं
Sylvan,
चिल्ला
gets out
सकते
with just a lick of health left. The Meteor, full flash.
अरे इधर मेरी
Full
टीम वहाँ पे
flash
मैडम
up.
चिल्लाए जा रही
Get the fourth in
है
there as well. So you're going to be carrying over all of those guns. Couple Bulldogs, an Outlaw, Guardian. Full armors though, having to be bought up by DRX. Having to buy down to a Guardian because of that Outlaw being in play. That drone, I don't think got the... Ooh, nice shot by Hyunmin. What a swing.
क्या
Swinging
शॉट
out,
मारा बे
able to find the
हुई है
headshot.
इन्हें
Izu put on the floor. Outlaw now lost. Solid advantage.
They were looking for early aggression. We're DRX. They found it and they bested
तू
it.
गई रे
Meteor's repositioned already. Looks like Buzz being called across the map.
12 घंटा सो के दो
Going in
कॉफी
perhaps.
गई है
The Meteor just with a Spectre here.
आज तो मैडम बेल बज तक
Certainly
उठी
a
भी
stack
नहीं है
against him.
कल तो एटलीस्ट मुझे देख के पलट के सोई थी इस बार तो देखा भी नहीं
Now
डायरेक्ट ही
out the
सो
ready.
गई
That's going to be cleared out of the smoke. The push up, but
Well,
ends up
बचा था
getting
तो।
fully flashed out. Hyunmin able to go ahead and collect the second.
एक झटके में बंद किया होगा तूने
मैं भाग
Right
के
now
गया
opened
बंद
up
कर
rotation at the beginning here for
कैसे पता
T1. Buzz on
चलेगा
the swing. Just
दो
trying to
तीन
find
बार
a
तो
timing,
बचना
but ends up
चाहिए
getting cut down and makes things harder for the two remaining players here on his squad.
मेरी टीम कैसे हार गई पहला मैच
Try to find some value now.
हार गए
As Stacks and Sylvan.
DRX
Sylvan's going to go on a walkabout.
टीज इतना नहीं बस का हेटर इंसान नहीं है
There in his face. It's even more difficult.
Hello?
Nice shot by Stacks.
Snappy
अलग
one.
अलग तो डिस्पैच इनकमिंग
It's a lot
चलो ये
more
राउंड
of
तो
that,
गया देखते हैं मैप 2 में कौन आ गया
though. Pushes out here onto that walkway and it's not ready for Bane over at long. Ends up falling down and Mako. Solid one tap. Puts down Sylvan. DRX get themselves on the board, not allowing for that bonus conversion to come through and only lose out on one player.
Yeah, this is a really nice round for DRX. And now I'm going to be curious to see if they're going to start putting a lot more pressure towards the B side of the map. It's a lot harder for a solo Killjoy to lock this site down than a Vice. So if I'm DRX, I'm going to test Meteor on that site. I know
Hello,
he's been
Sai.
good today. I know
3 प्लेट मेंदू वड़ा पार्सल भेज देना मेरे घर पे हाँ ठीक है नहीं कोई सीन नहीं है 3 प्लेट मेंदू वड़ा भेज देना हाँ इसके बाद अगर और से ऑफर आए ना प्लीज अपोलोजाइज करके मना कर देना उनको छी आजा T1 DRX मैच देख कुछ सीखने मिलेगा रख फोन अरे आधा घंटा थोड़ा टाइम पास करने बोल देते मैच में
Puts him to 16. Once again, solid advantage for DRX off the top of the round.
तू खुद
Once
2
again,
डेथ मैच खेलना है एक के
start
जगह
cutting their way across towards B.
love this.
कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ओनर को गाली दिया
Already
बे
drawn
लौड़े
out
करके
a lot of players.
निकालो क्या
He's
इसको
trying
टीम
to
से
make its way over a little bit further to help the rotations, but Meteor's
एक
going to be
बंदे ने
under
30
a
किल
lot
मारा
of
एक ने
pressure.
3 एनी कमेंट्स
There's a little bit of util, has the 1 nano
4 तो पिंकी
there
भी
and
मार
1 in the
देती
back.
यार
Get the first one baited
they
out.
want to dentist
Versus Ward trying to just
4 किल मार
but
देती
here's a
कि
swing
नहीं
out from Hall. Sylvan there.
हां थोड़ा इसने भी साइड
Provides
पे
some
याद
cover. Takes out Hyunmin, but still end up losing on Meteor. Izu catching a glimpse there for a brief moment, but cannot
मार
collect
सकता
the
था बे
kill.
इजू
Bane staying alive. Swing the back Halls, however, Mako not
Guys,
ready
give
for
मार
it.
दिया बे
चांस
They all get massacred. Freeing just now arriving. 2 players, close angles. Spike not planted. Needs to clear it all out. He can't find one. Sylvan. Big round from him. Gets 3. It's T1. Maintain the lead. Maintain the advantage.
Yeah, Meteor.
साहिब भाई एक रिक्वेस्ट है मेरी ऑडियंस
एक
से
तब-
नाम के आगे जो गेमिंग है ना वो हटा दो ना प्लीज गेमिंग में लेटर ज्यादा है आपके किल्स कम है हाँ गेमिंग में 6 लेटर है आपके किल्स 3 है हटा दो पैंच
Exactly,
Best
Sai said the
Mako in
same thing.
halls.
He's giving chance to other young
And that was the
people.
angle that DRX really needed to break
साहिब
open. They
बॉट
were
करके
gonna
रख
get
सकते
through
बॉट
onto
में भी
that
3
site
लेटर रहता है
because T1 was rushing to flood through to deny the
3 किल
plan.
मारा भाई चीब
Because Izu wins that battle, they're able to do so. Let's see what got in store for us. It is a stinger for Hyunmin. Does have his ult though. Could send that through. You can see Meteor playing way further back, anticipating this ult coming in.
शायद तूने रिकॉर्ड किया रहेगा ना
Doesn't wanna
गेम
deal with
डिलीट
any
मार
of this.
देना
Does pop both nanos. Gunman's
लोगों
gonna
का
be
लगे
very aware
पीओ
of
की जगह
that.
पे वॉच पार्टी है, समझ रहे?
There of Meteor. Sylvan, however, also reinforcing that spot. They'll be forced away by the salvos for the moment. Gentlemen,
चैट मेरे को एक बात बताओ,
forward, maybe about to make contact here.
अब हम किसको सपोर्ट करें?
Doesn't want to go for the peak.
अगर लेफ्ट राइट होता है मेरे
Somebody
टीम
swing
के
into him.
तो
Cosmic
T1.
Divide at the ready here for
Huh?
T1.
Push coming in. Finds the first, stacks to fall.
कर
Bit
सकते
of
हैं.
damage on to Izu, but the time is going to be found as Izu swings in before the
ना
flash
close
can
blind.
connect. Just a glimpse of that
ये
corner,
सब
not
मत
big,
कर,
pushing
बकचोदी,
up.
लाइफ सुधारो
The Cosmic
पहले.
Divide, finding one, traded. There's the fake out, push into the smoke.
Man,
Izu
thank you for
collecting
the
another.
4,499 मेरी जान के
2v2,
तो
top of the spike, the time getting away from them here.
Bless you, I wish
Catching
you all the
clips
luck
every
in life.
moment, tucks
Please
back through
do
Hall,
good.
sends out the salvos, delaying and
Genuinely
ensuring their demise.
speaking, as a
They'll look
big
to
brother.
escape, cannot. But nor can Izu. DRX fight back. Only one player surviving. Cash not in the greatest spot. But they keep it close.
They're doing good to get these
सुधार
round
लिए
wins.
बंदे सुधार लिए, देखते
This is
देखते
exactly
वो
what I'm
टाइम ही
hoping to see
बताएगा.
a bit more of from DRX. Punish the lack of defense that T1 is going to be able to set up on that B site. Obviously, you have the dimensional drift. It makes it a lot easier to get that info.
Thank you.
T1 there
Dad,
has
सब
to
लोग
play
इसको
retake pretty much the whole
best
way.
wishes और प्यार दो.
Izu there with a really nice fake out. That got him a free kill on the
He's a
back
good
wall
kid.
site, but now you're, like you were talking about,
गलत रोड पे था.
it's getting a little bit
Okay,
desperate for
बोला
both
था
sides. T1 going to invest a little bit in this round,
एक
but
बार
not
नहीं,
much.
बहुत बार.
Trying to save up for a future
फिर भी हगा है
expenditure.
आपने.
It's going to be the Armageddon for freeing. Let's see how they want to use that. Gunman's going to tuck in the corner. A lot of spam coming through.
Thank you, man. Thank you
Classics.
so much.
Continue into the blink of an eye. For the moment, can have 4 players there from T1. Izu pushed forward. Does have that gate crash just outside of sewer.
DRX को कितना राउंड
all
चाहिए
that
रहेगा
detail.
जीतने के लिए? I think minimum 7.
Killjoy slotted over to A now.
Minimum
Anticipating
7
that
round
this might be the
attack में
tendency of
चाहिए रहेगा.
DRX. They've
Minimum.
gone B a couple times. Thinking about trying something different. How well can you dodge this Armageddon? See how Freeing wants to use it.
Recon does not get cleared. Mako, he's set in astral form. That gets a ping reveal to all of them, but Meteor's still going to be taken down off the rip as Freeing's able to find the kill.
भाई नसीब
The
मीटर
bottom
मरा
line here,
बे.
does not find it. Sacks, however, with a nice
अगर
headshot,
nades
puts
रहते
down the
ना.
enemy Yoru. Love to collect a weapon, but now flashback here on the flank. Can't quite find that kill, but Mako will. Turn sights to Art. DRX tie things up at 3-3.
That's some Binks movement right there.
Yeah, the ultimates invested here.
That's some
Trying
right
to
there,
take that
man.
as T1.
Season 1,
You're on
yes.
a weaker
Next
bye.
match is at
There's the operator. I
5:30.
think it's going to be going
Aji.
into Izu's hands. For the side of T1, we'll see what they want to do with that. You got a couple players that can absolutely pop off with that sniper
आज
rifle.
के पेपर्स अच्छे गए
Combo
मेरे
there.
जॉर्ड्स. कल के भी अच्छे
Nightfall.
जाएंगे. कल का तो बेस्ट
Pain's
जाएगा.
reveal.
टेंशन मत ले.
Presence of the players, and they just swarm in, start knocking them down. Oh, got one through the smoke there even. Nicely done by DRX.
चलो
We'll
ये
stabilize
क्रूशियल
that
राउंड है. ये
economy a
जीत
little
गया
bit
ना,
now.
लीड एकदम हैवी.
Meanwhile, T1 going
अल्ट
all in
रोटेशन
here,
तो है ही ऑलरेडी.
trying to see if they can turn this half around. They're going to slot over a couple extra players, Buzz and Sylvan. Going to be helping out Meteor a bit on this B site. Stack's already rotating
ये थोड़ा
over as
रिस्की
well.
लगता है बे.
So they've got a decent
भाई
range
मैंने
if
यहाँ
this
पे
is going to be
घुसते
a big
ना
hit.
तो
Armageddon
एग्जीक्यूट
though,
करने पड़ता. अगर
force Buzz out.
कुछ रोक दिया ना तो
Jumps
फिर
it back, disconnects over
प्रॉब्लम
towards
हो जाता
stacks.
थोड़ा सा.
इससे बैठा है ये.
Here as quickly as possible. Meteor going to take it down, but Buzz.
Buzz.
Go ahead and equalize. This gentleman will fall. Goes for the re-peek though. Freeing kind of losing the plot. Somehow Buzz comes
Bro,
away with
what the
another.
fuck? कैसे मारा दो
3
मेरे
kills for
जिसे?
him, but now just down to Izu. Cosmic Divide even going to be invested here. Thinking about it, waiting, wanting to try to go for timing here perhaps. To peek the halls, nothing spotted. Looks like it might just be a quick exit, maybe one more peek down below. Into the gate crash to save this operator. Because T1 does not have the catch behind to get themselves another.
Certainly
Save
not
कर
much
दिया.
you can do at this point, so just going to TP out. But
Let's go 4-3.
Really,
भाई बॉस ने क्रूजी
really well
मारा
done by
लेकिन.
DRX. Able to use that Armageddon to clear back halls, to get Hyunmin in there safely. Gets a kill along the way. Buzz does his damnedest to
हाँ?
re-clear that
क्रूजी
space.
मारा.
He swings in there, finds 3. Almost breaks things open for
भाई
T1
बंस
on
लाइक
that
कर
neon.
दिया आते ही.
But instead, it is going to
Thank
be
you.
DRX finding a fourth round. They need to string rounds together here on this attacker side. This T1 comp very much built for their attacker side. We'll get to that when we get there. A lot of ults to think about as T1 as well. Kind of curious. This might be the moment for a timeout. Try to dial up one of those tricky plays that they've got in the back pocket.
What happened to Mind Mishra? Nothing
Grab a
happened.
Hunter's
Super
Fury.
set banda
Have the overdrive in play as well.
kya happened?
Lockdown is there, but with Tejo in play, you know,
Yeah.
it's there to bait out
कौन है ये
Salvos.
सेन जर्सी में? भाई ये गया बे.
Which does
हाँ कौन है ये सेन के जर्सी में? गया बे ये.
quandary, let's say.
गया.
T1 continuing to use, the Killjoy here instead of that Vice,
मेरे
which
जैसा कोई तो
you
है.
look very good on Fracture. Because you know that freeing, he's not going to play something different.
Yeah. I mean, in my mind, it's probably just a little bit more of an attacker-sided methodology in a way, because you do have those nanos for post-plant. I mean, obviously, yeah, you could argue the Razor Vines, and I tend to agree with you. I'm kind of grasping at straws to really sort of put together a better theory. But maybe I think for Meteor, though, in general, like when he's at his best is when he's able to play off of the info utility with the Cypher, with the Killjoy. Even though he, yes, did look very good on the Vice finally, I think, generally he's more well known for his Killjoy Cypher play. He can lean a little bit more into that comfort as well. But yeah, certainly when you're going against a Tejo.
Well, DRX in the lead. 3 rounds consecutively here for them, T1. The attempt he had. Still that operator recovered in hand. Quick little fake TP out.
इन fake TP मालूम रहेगा.
Here for the moment. Plethora of ultimates available. Buzz as well with that overdrive. Absolutely start tearing people limb from
आगे
limb.
जाके बैठा ना.
Stacks. Be under a little pressure. Just a one and done position, but stealth drone there. Meteor tries to play ahead of it. Can't find the
That
shot.
timing does get suppressed. Forced back away.
बचा.
The nano gets cleared out.
ये कहाँ पे है
Got a
मैं
great
इसका
read on this
अच्छा.
as T1.
टर्न के लिए मैं
You
वही
can gum them
short
up
में
right at
तो-
the choke point. Stacks might be able to hit a great Hunter's Fury.
Third set up. Hyunmin TP's forward, puts himself here onto the side, sprays down into the smoke, and it's going to be Meteor who comes out on top. Buzz now, the overdrive in play. Pitch coming through from Art. Mako able to find one. Buzz falls down to 10 health. Marked out, looks for flashback, only gets a smattering of damage. Cannot find that kill. Lockdown going to be destroyed.
That's a lot of fights.
All
Well,
Free
they
has to do
tried.
is save the salvos for that.
वहाँ जाते जाते लो हो गया वरना.
Op needing to find value, and value has been found. Mako going to be taken down. Stacks looks for a little bit more. Izu gets a second. Escapes into the dimensional drift. Narrowly escaping, just trying to buy some time as Meteor with that Vandal. Looks to try to prevent this spike plant. 7 seconds remaining. Flashback finding Meteor. Rotates around towards backside. Izu finds it. Monster as Red Bull.
Lord!
Makes every correct call.
Oh
And ties it
my
at 4-4.
God,
And by the
bro!
slimmest of margins with the timing on the dimensional drift, he's able to get out.
Holy!
This looked so good for DRX. I love the
भाई
patience,
ये
trying to
क्या
wait out those
ये?
ultimates, trying to get T1 to get into bad positions, and it works a treat. But then Izu shows up with the operator, knocks him down. Dimensional drifts hell out of there, and then comes through with a crazy clutch.
By one of the best clutches, bro. What the
Unbelievable.
fuck?
Izu has been absolutely electric.
Quick jump
उसने
peek
देख
there.
लिया ऊपर को शायद.
Mako, seeing the operator, has to just back away. Can't try to challenge, can't try to lurk forward on that angle anymore.
And you're struggling to find information on right now is DRX. Haven't seen much on the map, but they're going to use the dimensional drift instead to make sure that they can figure this out. Backpedal from Stacks and Meteor on site.
He's one. Hyunmin just trying to bring in harass here. Gets himself tucked away at dugout. Meteor forward into the smoke, freeing, pushes up, is able to find him. Buzz
Freeing
trying
का
to
चल
rotate
देगा क्या
around.
लेकिन?
Flashback still able to find him, but it's not quite ready for Sylvan. Just find the kill. Stacks
Ah,
swinging
3v3
towards
पे
Secret.
चला
Hyunmin
गया?
going to be taken down.
इस बार
3v3, the
सेन
wide
का है
swing, but Stacks
गया रे तू
wise to it,
नाइट
cuts
आउट
down Bane and freeing only
नाइट
6
आउट गया पे
HP.
हिटर
Now on the shoulders of Mako, and they're still 23 seconds away from those salvos.
Couple flashes to push this angle.
Grab well, but it's being blocked. They're just holding for the defuse. The swing out, freeing will be good for one, but cannot bail them out.
भाई
T1 will get
क्या
the
हो गया
defuse,
बे किसने हट गया बे टीवन को
get the operator off the floor, and they will get themselves back into the lead.
Stacks does such a nice job in this round, holding the back
किसने हट
lines,
गया ब्रो
freeing there. Nice little crouch spam. Meteor not quite ready for it. Flashback catches Buzz, and then Sylvan's right there to trade. These two wins here on the back of the site are basically what wins T1 that round. Stacks doing a really nice job holding the line. Sylvan, a fantastic round for him as well.
क्या
Great
फ्लिक
awareness
दिया
on the map.
भाई
Seems like the comms starting to come through for T1.
दिखा दिखा
कौन
अरे
Look a little bit better, and you can see the frustration from Bane.
कौन दिखा
रिवाइंड कर
They're
कौन
really
दिखा?
starting to feel that pressure.
मेरा कल वाला बंदा
नहीं
तो कौन दिखा
अरे यार तेरे कैमरा में भी नहीं दिखेगा अभी
कौन दिखा
अरे यार जाने दे
Times these teams have clashed, yes. A couple of those off-season tournaments, best of ones. How much do you want to count that? Kind of up to you, but it's always gone the way of DRX. T1 look to change that here today.
Well, and I think this just goes to show that T1 put this team together because
What a
it
tweet
has
by this man.
experience,
Does the
because
team
it
like
has that
DRX?
ability to
Mutate
get you
language!
deeper into tournaments.
That's
And we've already
somebody
seen it a little bit in Pacific. We might be seeing it here again today. And to think about how important this would be to this T1 organization to be the first time that they've made it to playoffs at an international event.
But also, after having just brought Sylvan back into the
जिनका
fold,
नेक्स्ट मैच कभी है 2 महीने बाद
That's crazy.
for their playoff run.
2 महीने नहीं 1
Kickoff
महीने
is
बाद
gone for their opening match. They plug him back in, and so far this series, he has been fantastic.
Oh, this is
26 assists on that fracture map, on that Brimstone, and right now, in the second fragging position, just 1 kill behind Izu.
Let's see if Izu can find the early pick. Double stack for DRX. Spike here as well, though.
ना ना उधर थोड़ा गया
Flash, he can't escape. Cannot get away. Great little trap
No,
setup there, DRX.
dude.
Play off it beautifully, but T1 quick to reply, quick to shift positions.
And that's an op picked up for this weaker buy, too.
Now
Somehow get a
ड्रोन
plant
है
down on
नहीं
B.
क्या
It is gonna
प्लल
be so
इसको
difficult
लील
for T1
करेगा
to root this out without a really good flank. It's that Armageddon again.
Yep, there's the Armageddon trying to force a forward. Sylvan pushing up into the smoke. Baited by the fake out. Pop of the Prowler, the Haunt as well. Just looking to try to flush him out. Eventually they will be able to do so. Buzz able to hold for 1. Slides back across. Relocates, but position has decently been tracked, but he still is able to stay alive as Meteor and Stacks come to the rescue. They say you might have trapped Izu, but you're trapped in here with me. With Meteor! And they just get shoved into the wood chipper.
This is absolutely bonkers stuff. DRX
क्या
has a great
खेल
execute
रहे
here.
लोग
They get the early pick. They smother Sylvan out with a combo of utility.
क्या हो
The
गया
salvos to force him out of that position, and Buzz just immediately retakes that space. That's such heads-up play from Buzz. That's something that Vitality does quite well as well. So I think Buzz might have had that in the back of his mind. Gives DRX fits. You know, they think they've got that angle cleared, and if you can get there without them knowing, they're not going to recheck it. Very heads-up play from Buzz.
Looking for the check. Prowler again going to be cleared out.
30 का साउंड है मतलब ऑपर इधर ही है चलो चलो
Well, I've heard that shorty. They should know that there's an operator behind
ए
him.
तू स्ट्रीम स्नैप मत करा कास्टर तू स्ट्रीम
You
स्नैप
say
मत
that,
कर
but Buzz usually has one as well, so.
Very true. Go either way. Just waiting for that to dissipate.
ठीक है
Trey
ठीक
one
है
back, so Bane on the floor, Izu gone. Still another duelist here, available for the side of T1, but now he's on his lonesome here on this side. Is that relay ball
ओह
not going to be fast
क्लोज
enough? Freeing
दोनों
just a bit
स्टन थे
quicker.
शिट स्टन
Breaks
था
things
ना
open here
उसको
on B,
मारता
the
था
spike still being ushered across. Meteor
W round
keeping
6-5
it quiet here for now. He and Stack slowly creeping forward, encroaching on this position. 2 players here at back hall. 2 players pushing up from long. Gunman, the first to fall. Meteor able to find one. Stacks continues to break it open. This is round. Once again, looks to get away from T1. Flashback now. Has to do it all. 13 seconds remaining. Meteor stuck in position. Shock dart lobbed in. Plan comes through, but Stacks just swings out. 3 HP, no problem. T1 will move up 7-4.
This is a wild round. The spike drops over on A. That leads to T1 shifting their weight over to that side of the map. And that kind of leaves the players that are over on B on an island because DRX has snuck so far up without anybody on T1 being the wiser. So then Spike gets picked up by Mako after he gets the trade on to Izu. They book it back over to the B site. But it's a great read from Meteor and Stacks. They're able to get there just in time before the spike arrives and shut a couple players down. Freeing does a great job breaking this open, but then they're just not quite ready. The timing is just a little bit faster than they anticipated. Fantastic calling from Stacks here. Great recognition. I know Buzz is
upset at first into elation. As now we go into the last round of the half. DRX looking to try to get themselves into a 7-5 position.
भाई अब थोड़ा सीन है बे, attacking map है बे.
For flashback. So all these players starting to inch forward. Izu tucking back behind the screens, eating an immense amount of damage. That's going to force him to go ahead and take that gate crash across, but he's still nearby. They might suspect that he's a little bit further off than he is. We'll have to just wait and see for now. Flash is getting ready to pop through. Fake outs go flying. Bane, the first to fall, the push into the smoke. Sylvan able to find another. Gun barrel spotted there. Anticipating the push out.
मेरे को लगा उसको लगेगा कि वो है clone.
Still fragging, still fighting kills.
कसम wall पे through push करके मारे ये लोग.
8-4, T1 out in front of the half.
That is an unbelievable half there for T1. Those floods were insane, but we're going to take a short break, guys.
भाई ये क्या
half of Pearl coming
sexy
up.
smoke डाला बे सिल्वन भाई ने. Games are not good. कैसे रे? मेरे को बराबर आ रहा है. क्या साउंड आ रहा है तुम लोग को? ये साल जिन जिन को सपोर्ट किया सबका डाटा पाएगा. लव यू यार. ये क्या लैंग्वेज है? सबका डिस्कस किया था, इनको सपोर्ट चुन चुन के हारा के सब. हेलो राइट दिस नर. अरे मेरे पे थोड़ी है. ऑलरेडी पढ़ना चालू हो गया रहेगी ना गाली सर. ऑलरेडी आ गया नोटिफिकेशन.
यार मेरा तो
मीम्स भेज रहे पे हरामी लोग. मीम्स भेज रहे.
We are back and about to go into the second half. This time T1 coming in with a monstrous advantage, 8-4 on their map pick of Pearl after DRX get that side selection. Now they shift to the attack. This is potentially where we're really going to see this double duelist composition.
फैक्ट वाला बात बताता हूँ. फैक्ट वाला तुम लोग मेरे को कितना भी गाली दो. DRX is one of the finest team. Finest. और ये comeback होने वाला है. It's gonna be one of those fanatic comebacks where they just reverse sweep. समझ रहे हो? From here they're gonna reverse sweep. समझ रहे हो? 8-4 है अभी. 8-13.
And from heaven, and then they'll smother you out of balls. Stuff like that is what T1 can do here. But if you have that vice wall, if you have that vice utility to slow it down to prevent it from really finding that coordination and that speed that T1's going to want to play at, this could be a good half for DRX, and it has to be if they're going to keep their tournament lives alive.
Slow to start. 3 players here from DRX to try to hold this back. Meteor waiting for a late linger. Stealth drone chasing forward, just seeing the turret here for the moment, but will not go far enough to actually identify that killjoy. Buzz
Exactly what I'm talking
sliding
about.
in, yep, joining in alongside Izu.
भाई ये
Sure that
घुसने
there's
का
no one
तरीका
here in
कितना
halls.
बाप है ना लेकिन
As Meteor gets ready to try to go on this flank, disrupt the efforts of DRX. Minor delays there from the salvos. The plant can now come through.
लेट्स गो फ्रिंग बोला मेरे को फ्रिंग का एचपी कितने दिख रहा है
Snack sticks it. Bring down to 41. Meteor unable to find the shot there. Flashback, however, going to be taking down Sylvan as he tries to get himself over in towards that connector. Snack's firing back for one. Buzz now going to be taking down the Hall's position. A little bit weaker, but they line up for Izu. Close him down with a frenzy. Flashback swoops in, is able to find that one, but now finds himself in a 1v2. No, both positions. Gets up over top here of the screen. Has to tuck back. And with just 18 HP, it has to be clean. It has to be one taps. You got Meteor on the opposite side.
Ah!
Safe here on the corner. Gets off here
Blind
for the half. Is trying to bait him forward. Goes for the stick. Meteor tries to run him down and will. 3-1 in pistols. T1 look to bring this series to a swift conclusion.
DRX, I don't mind what they do in this round at the beginning. They understand the tendencies of this T1 team on this map. They've done their study, they've done their prep.
ओमकार भाई कैसे हो Thank you for the 179 Jan Creator. Thank you for the first super chat.
Starts famosing. You better run for the damn hills.
But DRX, man, good reads, but the execution
तेरे
just
पे
isn't
glow
there.
देख रहा है
T1
मैडम
is
के
just out-fragging him in some of these moments.
तेरे पे ग्लो देख रहे हो चैट
You're looking for
12
more
hours.
and is able to find a
कौन
second
बोलता
kill.
था 8 आवर ब्लूटूथ शूट रहता है 12
And that's just the one ghost
कल रात को
behind.
12 बजे से
Everybody
21
else has
सीधा
got
2 बजे उठ गया
firepower.
दोपहर
Everybody else has got rifles. Bane, make this a little bit
इतना
more
झूठ
costly.
बोलता है देवेश
Just for
किधर है
one.
तू
देवेश तो गायब है उसको तो मैं जल्दी हाइड देने वाला
Vandal, Guardian, the
सब
Bulldog
जगह से।
all look to be carried forward. A splashback. Come away with another elimination. Sylvan timing. No, it's going to be Buzz over towards Secret to finish the job.
आफा का बिजनेस छोड़ के भोसी का यहाँ पे रात को राइवल्स खेलता है
T1 get
राइवल्स
up
ने
to
खेल
double
रहे थे हम
digits
बालो
Valo,
खेल रहे
Valo.
थे
here at their bonus.
गोल्ड जा रही
I
हूँ
mean,
मैं
they're
एक गेम में
just so confident right now as T1. So clean.
अभी कमबैक है ना अभी कमबैक है
Everything's
ना
working for them. Coordination starting to
Already
be
refresh
much
कर
better
दिया
than we've
मुर्गिन
seen
भाई।
all year. And this DRX squad may be crumbling after such a good start to the year. Finally able to lift that Pacific
मेरी
trophy.
फेवरेट डिश बनेगी अब
You could see what it meant to those players.
रोडी
But
ने
here
एस मारा कहाँ से
T1
एस मारा
may
अभी
be
तो
getting
मैच
their
नहीं है
revenge.
5:30 बजे
10-4 now. A lot to do.
मैं चूतिया हूँ
I mean, watching that angle, got a brief glimpse. TP's back. Meteor trying to maintain full control of mid. The rest of his team gonna go on a walkabout. Meteor's in trouble. He just got spotted by that prowler.
Fring finding a nice one. Meteor going to be taken down. As well. Whittled away at down to
8-13 बोला था
45. Still looking
थोड़ा
for a
सा
timing. Still finding it for 2
ये
kills.
कैसे मार पा
Pimp
रहे
Freak's gonna be
क्या
dead.
चल रहा है
Frank's still able to stabilize for that one. But Buzz swings the corner.
कैसे
Some of
मार
the
पा
player
रहे वो
advantage is right back in the hands
ऐसा
of T1.
Just the confidence to swing there. Unbelievable.
Getting the bonus conversion from here would be absolutely back-breaking for DRX. They need to somehow bring this back into their
In
favor, but I'm
Marco,
not
we
sure how
believe.
you do so. Stax
क्या
is
बोलते
already
हैं?
out at long. He's got a Hunter's Fury online.
ये ले
On the two, but Buzz holds the line. Shuts down his former teammate, his former IGL. And that sends Bane packing. Desperately trying to hold on to this weapon. Buzz on the hunt, sprinting forward. Looking for the kill. Don't think he'll find it. Sylvan just might, but either way, T1. 11-4. Damn near everything robbed away from DRX.
Just, he went for the fake clone play. He walked right past the Vice utility. That is unbelievable, Izu. That's why they didn't expect
That's
him in
some
that corner.
घर के plays right there fuck इसलिए मार पाया वो what the fuck
Just 9,000 IQ there from Izu.
भाई
What a
साहब
I mean, T1 has got everything going for them, and they're still coming
भाई
up
मेरे
with
को एक
strats
बात
and ideas
बताओ,
like that. And it's
लेकिन
going to bring
अगर
out a
वाइस
timeout
के
from
स्पाइक
DRX.
से
Has to.
यूरो का क्लोन जाएगा, क्लोन
Absolutely.
फटने जाता है.
One rifle behind.
Damn
What
it,
is the
say.
call made? Do you force? Try to stop T1 from getting up to that map point? Do you go for the weaker buy, ensure that you have money, then try to start a massive 8-round streak
नहीं फटता,
to
गोली
get
लगना
into
पड़ता है
overtime?
क्या?
Something that you could not do on that first map of Fracture.
It's hard to imagine a world where that happens. Absolutely, the players on DRX are capable,
देखना पड़ेगा कस्टम में जाके तो.
but it's going to come down to a lot of things because they're getting beat up on a lot
Elimination
of
match है,
different
yes
aspects.
sir. जो आ
You
रहा
know,
हो
on
घर पे.
Fracture, they were constantly playing with a man down. They lost so many of
हमको
those
किसको
first
सपोर्ट
bloods.
करे?
Here on Pearl,
हम लोग
frankly,
पास
they were
बहुत
doing a
power
decent
है
job
अभी.
of getting those first bloods and then just getting outgunned in odd man
T1 का मैच है ही
situations
नहीं.
where they had the
तो
advantage.
T1 का.
It's like everything
हमको
they've
सारे हरा
tried
मिलो
just
memes
has
डाल
run into a brick wall because this T1 team showed up today and showed that they have that veteran presence. They have that big stage experience.
ADG
They
बच्चे
have
उसको जिंक्स
that
कर दो
playoff
ना. क्या
experience
लैंग्वेज है देवेश?
with Stacks and Buzz in particular.
मैं EDG का
Meteor as well, of course. So there is potentially sort of an experience factor. Izu trying to make his way through.
Checking things out. Comes out of the
भाई T1 के
dimensional
प्लेयर
drift.
सब जगह मैप
Knows
में.
the balls, his flashback. Meteor on the lurk. Finds the timing on to Fring. Just has no idea. Flash it towards Hall. The cut across. Easy with a peek. Flashback. Gonna take it down. TP's forward. Bane's stunned up. He's knocked out of the park. Is Hyunmin
क्या
find
कोऑर्डिनेशन है ये?
anything.
बेंच पहला यूरो टीपी
a
मार
flawless
के
round?
साउंड
Team
दिया.
1 are up to
मीटियर के
match
लिए बेट
point.
किया, मीटियर ने मारा.
1 round from their
यूरो ने
first
ब्लाइंड करके
playoff
बेट के एक
on
और
this
बंदे
international
मारा.
stage.
टर्न पे टीपी मार के एक और बंदे को मारा.
They're just in
बेंच.
cruise control.
Shoot.
Izu is so good on this Yoru. He's all over the
क्या
place there. Uses that
coordination
dimensional
है?
drift to get into an awkward spot, but sees that it's clear. That opens up a little bit of room for Meteor to move in and find that first pick. Then Izu
अरे
TP's
स्टैक्स
into the
भाई को
back
हाथ दो यार.
and just knocks
एक
him
तो सामने
away.
DRX है.
Swats him. And here you go. Some hope, maybe, for DRX to try to get back into this, but at this point, you have to feel it's all but over, and all this A pressure may just be a bit of a fake for T1. TP out, Meteor, only against Bane, spots him out and gets the kill through the box.
इसको किधर तो देखा वो लग
Devastating
रहा है.
start. Gunman trying desperately to track that Neon, but cannot.
What a nice agent this is यार.
Slinks in towards Flowers.
It's a crazy.
Meteor continues to scale forward, taking some space. Hunter's Fury now coming through. Hyunmin forced to gate crash away out to safety. Quick cancel from Stacks, realizing that he has the spike. Pop on the fake. Meteor does get gunned down. Izu, however, able to answer one back here alongside Buzz. Weapons gonna be taken away here. Stacks, however, sliding forward, tucked away into the cup. He still has that Vandal. Sylvan out at main, having his gun. The push out of the smoke. Weapons recovered. It's gonna be Stacks who's able to find it. It's Mako needs to go big, or he's gonna go home. 1v2. They're out in front, but he can't find any of them. 13-4. T1 get their first ever victory over DRX. Experience reigns supreme on this day as they qualify into the playoffs here at Masters Bangkok. 1,175 days since Stacks and Buzz as a duo were eliminated from a group stage back at Champs 21. And today, it will not happen again.
It's absolutely unbelievable. This team just ramps up in tournaments. They always look a little slow to start, and they just get better and better and better. And it's that experience that you're talking about, Achilleos, coming through.
But
And you can see the
W for
emotion here.
Stacks, by
These
Stacks
players
में
know
cute
each
है.
other. They're in group chats
W for
with each
Stacks.
other. They're friends.
हाँ?
And on today, they had to be enemies, and someone had to go
क्या बोलते
through
T1 को सपोर्ट
this
करना पड़ेगा
Korea
अभी
versus
लग रहा है
Korea
मेरे को.
battle.
हाँ?
And what a comeback here
W
for Sylvan.
W
Gotta give him
T1
a
भाई
shout
sexy
out.
तो
He
खेला
gets
भाई
put on the
sexy तो
bench.
खेला
He
sexy तो
says,
खेला.
okay, I get it. I wasn't playing my best. He comes in here today, and he absolutely smashes it.
Ends up being the second fragger there behind Izu, 15, 8, and 10. A fantastic performance from Sylvan as well as the squad as they're able to get the banner out a little bit faster today. But this is the T1 that was promised. This is the T1 that we were anticipating as we saw this roster forged during the offseason, as we saw them take trophies during the offseason. And if they can continue like this, the rest of the teams at this tournament better watch the hell out.
Everybody watching this today.
Bye. Thank you for the 100 houses.
Because of how good they've been, but this is the
Heroes
usurpers.
Kattaskina.
DRX has been the king of Korea for so long. This T1 team was put together
Yeah,
to stage that
yeah.
coup, and here in Masters Bangkok, they have succeeded.
Solo trip to Binks' hometown.
How long it's been for them to miss out. That, of course, applies
Just
to
for
DRX as an
Mushroom Heroes
organization.
and Gutbird.
First time getting grouped since that Champs 21, where it all really began, where this tournament, this esport that we all love so very dearly, came together for the first time.
बाहर करवा के मानेगा तो सुजन
It's
भाई
going to be a bittersweet pill.
इसको भी सपोर्ट करता है एक टीम तो बाहर जानी थी मुझे काहे गाली दे
You
रहे हो
have to be so excited for DRX this year with what they've been able to do with putting this new roster together.
भाई
the
देखो
ideas
मेरी
that
बात
they've come
सुनो
in with, freeing on the Taeho.
सबसे पहले एक अपॉलॉजी बनती है भाई
I am sorry, Babu.
I am sorry. I am sorry. मैंने अपॉलॉजी डाल दी है चैट ट्विटर पे ठीक है मैंने अपॉलॉजी डाल दी है ट्विटर पे अब हमको किसको सपोर्ट करना चाहिए आफ्टर द अपॉलॉजी दैट इज द क्वेश्चन मैन एजेंट का नर्फ आ गया आपका कब आएगा उस सही के चैट 4K लाइक्स के तरफ चलते हैं अपन क्योंकि वोट्स तो हो गए 4K लाइक्स नहीं हो रहे बदही बासुंडी लोग हैं तुम लोग सिर्फ वोट करके चल दिता कौन जीतेगा भाई अभी बताओ G2 या लिक्विड बताओ भाई देखो सिंपल बात है कल नाट्स बाय का परफॉर्मेंस देखे आज हम नाट्स फैन है नाट्स लेट्स गो यू आर गोना विन 2-0 लेट्स गो
บ้างในการชนะทีมเก่าตัวเองนะครับผม First of all oh okay it's already spicy it's gonna be a little spicy
G2
but
is
first
in
of all
now.
congratulations
It's the
let's
Nuts
get into the
day
question.
today. Nuts day.
How do you feel about being able to achieve this victory
Yogo Mobile?
against your former team DRX?
바주 선수
네.
승리 축하드리고요. 먼저
Nuts
친정팀
day, Nuts
DRX를 집으로 보내면서 T1이 이렇게 플레이오프에 진출하게 됐는데 기분이 남다를 것 같거든요. 어떤가요?
일단은 이기게 돼서 너무 기쁘고 그 전에 DRX한테 중요한 곳에서 2번 진 것 때문에 더욱더 이기고 싶었는데 그래서 더 기쁜 것 같고요. 또 질 때는 뭐 너무 밉기도 하고 또 너무 축하하는 마음이었지만 지금 이렇게 와서 또 이기니까 너무 좋으면서도 또 탈락시키게 돼서 좀 마음이 한켠으로는 조금 불편한 것 같아요.
बेसिकली मैं बंक्स भाई का स्ट्रीम बहुत सारा देखता था मैं अब तक सारे मैचेस हार चुका हूँ लेकिन बंक्स भाई का स्ट्रीम देख देख के फाइनली मैंने DRX को हराया मुझे बहुत ही मज़ा आया और मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप लोग भी लाइक और सब्सक्राइब करें और मेंबर्स लोग व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप ज्वाइन करें ये बोला है बंदे ने लव यू यार
There was a little bit of mixed emotion here and there.
वन ट्वीट से पूरी 1v5 कर दी बंक्स भाई महेंग भाई कहाँ है कार्ड मारने के पीछे पड़े
Awesome สำหรับคำตอบ
भाई थैंक फॉर 449 मेरे जान के टोके
ได้เนี่ยยังไงเราก็รู้สึกดีแล้วแต่ในขณะเดียวกันก็สงสารนะครับแล้วก็เสียดายที่
Can't
ต้องเป็น
even
คนที่ส่ง
make
ที
it
ม
to
เพื่อน
top
กัน
two.
เองนะ
Right
จาก
now
เกาหลี
they are in
กลั
top
บ
four.
บ้านแต่ในขณะเดียวกันเนี่ยเราก็
It is
แพ้
an
DRX
achievement.
มา2แมตช์แล้วเหมือนกัน2เกมแล้วเหมือนกัน
कैसे भाई थैंक यू फॉर द
ทำให้
मेंबरशिप
รู้สึกว่าแบบ
कसर है
มันก็
मैंगलोर
เป็น
तो
การ
क्लास
แก้แค้น
सुनो
ที่ยอด
काश
เยี่ยมเหมื
तो
อนกันสำหรับ
मेंबरशिप
เรา
जो
เนี่ย
तो जाने
ท้าย
रहा
สุด
तू
มัน
का
เป็นความรู้สึกที่มันผสม
सब
ผสานกัน
वर्षिक रहा
มากกว่าทั้งดีใจและเสียใจในขณะเดียวกันครับผม
निर्लज्ज
แต่สำหรับคำถามต่อมานะครับอยากรู้เหมือนกันครับ
SD
ในฐา
thank
นะ
you the
ที่เรา
40 मेरी
เป็น
जान के
ทีม
टोटे
สุดท้ายที่เหลืออยู่เนี่ยเขามั่นใจขนาดไหน
क्या
ที่
मुद्दा
จะ
है
พา
language
ชื่
उत्कर्ष
อเสียงของทีม Pacific ของเรานะครับ
भाई
โซน
sexy
ของ
कलर
เรา
लेकिन टीम
ไปได้ไกลครับผม and for the next question I would love to ask you because right now you are technically the only team keeping the Pacific spirit alive in Masters Bangkok. I would love to know how confident you are in being the representatives of the APAC region and how confident are you in
आज के बाद
performing
तो
in Masters
confidence
Bangkok?
on top
이렇게 되면서 퍼시픽의 유일한 희망이 됐습니다. 우승에 대한 각오 시원하게 얘기해 주시죠.
일단은 저희가 처음에 약한 모습 보여줬지만 이제 하나하나 박살내는 모습을 보셨잖아요. 그래서 아마 앞으로 만나는 상대들도 다 이제 숨도 못 쉬게 박살내도록 하겠습니다.
Yeah, we started weak, wasn't our strongest game, but as you guys all got to see, we crushed our enemies one by one. And as we make it further into the tournament, we're just gonna be, you know, no mercy. They won't be able to breathe.
No mercy?
And we'll crush them
ये
until
तो
we get the
T16
trophy.
में
Wow.
भाई T1 लोग पोच कर रहेगा मेरे प्लेयर
And
को
I think the fans agree with that. สำหรับคำตอบผมเชื่อว่า
यही
ก็
लाइफ
เป็
है
น
यार
ไปได้
मेरा
ที่บางคนอาจจะยังไม่เห็นว่าเราเป็นทีม
यही
ที่
लाइफ
แข็
है
งที่สุด
गाइस देख
แต่
रहे
ผ
हो
มเชื่อว่าแต่ละทีมที่มาเจอ
लाइव
เรา
कोचिंग
ก็
चल
ร่วง
रही
ไป
है
ที
वहां
ละ
से
ทีมทีละทีมเหมือนกัน และผมเชื่อว่าต่อจากนี้
Next
ทีมไหน
कितने
ก็ตาม
बजे
ที่
अब भी
มา
5
เจอ
मिनट में
เราก็จะร่วงเหมือนกัน
मेरा
และเรา
पैर
จะ
गया
ทำให้ผลงานตัวเองเนี่ยยอดเยี่ยมมากขึ้นเรื่อยๆในทัวร์นาเมนต์นี้จะเจอใครก็รอดูครับเพราะพวกเราจะใส่สุดขึ้นเรื่อยๆแน่นอนครับโอ้โหเป็นไงครับ
Ashram
สำหรับ
Farizad
บทสัมภาษณ์นี้ครับผม and of course that was an amazing game I
WT Bad Daddy says his daughter is saying hi to you. Hello. Uncle say hello to the daughters. Hello. हल्का सा स्टोरी में टैग हो जाता so that we can also see your daughter. तो हम शेयर नहीं करेंगे लेकिन देख सकते हैं. समझ रहे हो? Hello.
Team in Korea now. Come on. 물어. 질 물어.
क्या चल रहा है बेटी सुनो
The human body was built to move, not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day.
अभी अपना मैच है
It's time
Cookie
your
Blinders
chair
के साथ.
evolved. This is Secret Lab Titan Evo. Ergonomically engineered for you, gamers, hybrid
Cookie
workers,
Blinders.
artists, backing your every move.
भाई मेरे को एक बात बताओ ये 7 सेंसिटिव क्या है ये ग्रुप ऑफ फ्रेंड्स है क्या एक 7 सेंसिटिव स्काई है एक 7 सेंसिटिव फायर है I love it too keep smiling you're the best dada अगला मैच कब है in 5 minutes पुकी ब्लेंडर्स को इज्जत सपोर्ट करो इज्जत से पुकी ब्लेंडर्स जीतेगा बे मेरे हिसाब से क्लीन जीतेगा करके उसके बाद बहुत सारे दिखते हैं टीम जितने मेहनत करे और जो मैच देख के पीछे से मैच डिसाइड करते लव यू यार भाई मेरे पे केस लग सकता है यार मैच फिक्सिंग का हाँ यहाँ से अपन कोई अगर मेरे पे वो कर दिया ना CID वाला 100% सक्सेस रेट ओ आवाज आया देखा कमर से बाप रे टक टुक करके आवाज आए बे अरे ये देख टुक टुक में गए सारे लोग हाँ ज्यादा बच मत चल रुको मैं मोबाइल चार्ज कर रहा हूँ मेरे फोन में कभी चार्ज करते रहते तो याद दिलाने नहीं होता है क्या हाँ मेरा ऑब्वियसली एज द पत्नी यू हैव टू चेक नो पति का मोबाइल
चैट बात करो मेरे से Part to you. Very nice part. Part to you too as well. इधर तुम लोग ने वो मूवी देखा है कोई तो मूवी
Welcome
में
back once again to day 5 of Masters Bangkok and our final match of the Swiss stage. It will be between G2 and Team Liquid. I'm your host Yingsu and I'm joined once again by Mimi and Kukuga. Now the people that predicted 4 versus going through are going to be very sad because T1 managed to pull off that upset.
I'm people and that was insane the way that T1 dismantled them the first game. The fake clone coming out at Masters too. What a game for T1. I'm so excited to watch them in playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Them again with the double duelist, making their staple even in an international level on a global stage. I absolutely love it.
We do have to talk about this game here though because it will be EMEA versus Americas. We've seen this matchup a lot and we do have the record here for you since franchising on which region has been coming out on top, and it is Americas, but not by like a massively long way.
Hello.
Yeah, that's significant. Close. It's close.
But
I hate love story with our dialogue.
Especially things evened out a little bit more last.
I do see something in front of you still, something you were coping with before.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, but from the beginning of the game, the rivalry between Americas, what was an EMEA, has always been present. And I think that when we come into these international events and we ask them regionally who they want to go up against, you know, some of the opposing teams, some names.
I think it's also really interesting always because of some of the differences in styles. It always depends a little bit what it is, but here it's like G2 leaning into a lot of some of the very new stuff. Well, you have ATL who's like coming back out, looking like they're playing 2021 Gambit again, and it's still working.
That's a good thing. That's ultimately a good thing.
It is a W for sure.
But the pressure
How was
is
your
on
day
for
yesterday?
G2, of course. Not only are they the last American team here in Bangkok, they also want to be the first Ascension squad to win a global trophy as well. Ahead of Masters, Achilles had the time to sit down with Valen and Jonah P for a quick look back at their journey.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm Achilles, and I'm sitting by the lovely Valen as well as Jonah P. Gentlemen, welcome to Bangkok. Just wanted to take a dip into the past a little bit because at G2, you guys have had a tumultuous journey, let's say, starting from Ascension, making your way into the major leagues here. Second place finishes, so very close to winning titles in the past, but now you're coming into Bangkok as the number 1 so wanted to kind of like look back into the history books here of the team, of you guys as a core foundation for the squad, and we'll get ready to pull up the first clip here, but it's going to go all the way back to when you guys did ascend, and I want to go ahead and take a look here at round 5 from Haven. Valen, I think you've always been touted as like almost maybe the original like fragging IGL.
And maybe strawberry syrup or
tackle
something.
rounds like this, and how do you manage to kind of like just stay in the game so much where you can perform at a high level?
मैं कुछ भी खाने के बारे में बात करती हूँ ना, ऐसे मेरे दिमाग में उसका फोटो आ जाता है,
I just take it. What's in front of me, I just take it and try to play. Like, I know I'm gonna be in a 1v3 situation or 1v2, depends on the round. But yeah, I just think like for me to be a consistent like fragger, as people like to know, it's just you gotta play the game simply. You can't force things. Just let it come to you, and from there, like you can be great. So
does that also apply then to how you, as an IGL, are able to utilize your players, like Jonah? And Jonah, if you could speak to that, like, how do you find communications, like when Valen asks you to do something? Is it just that very simple, like, okay, I understand the what's in front of me, and I have to just tackle this way? Like,
I think what makes us a great team is when he says something, there's no doubt in our heads, even if it's like a bad call. Nobody will be like, no, I don't think we should do that. I think we should do this. It's just if it's a bad call, it doesn't matter. We stick with it. And
coming, bro. Yeah. Look at that TP.
It's a solid.
Did you know I won it after the first kill?
Yeah.
Come on.
I think most of us do when we're watching, whether it's either of you, frankly, alive at the end, because you're both so damn good when it comes down to just clutching out moments like this.
Jonah's crediting me. I want to give a lot of credit to like him and the rest of the guys, because my 2 initiator players, like Trent and Jonah, they calm a lot about how we want to set up rounds, how we want to adjust macro-wise, and even in little details. So although a lot of teams think like, oh, the IGL probably says most of the round, like my guys got me too. So we're just a collectively high IQ group about the game, and so it feels like if one guy is slipping a little bit, someone can pick it up.
We have one more, I believe, and this is going to be from your guys' most recent match versus Sentinels, as you qualified in the first seed to come to this tournament.
TP,
I have not seen this clip. Production's been talking it up. They say it's a nutty one, so I'm really looking forward to this. So I mean, I'm sure I've watched it in passing, but I did not prepare specifically for this interview. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing how this goes.
आज कोड जनरेट करो ना मैं आ जाऊंगा और फ्लैट है वो.
This clip might be the reason we're sitting here right now.
No, actually, we were up 11-3 and we lost every single round, and they were gaining
कितने बजे
momentum. So,
लाइव
like, if we lost this,
लाइव तो मोस्टली नहीं रहोगे ऐसा
but we
ऑफ
never
स्ट्रीम में
lose
मेंबर्स होने के.
All right. So stealth drone, no real contact quite just yet.
Yeah.
Vice
Oh,
on
yeah.
still guarded out.
Yeah.
Shit.
Force up the sheriff. Okay. Oh, the
पानी
fake
का
out.
बॉटल याद दिला देना एक मैप बाद.
Big kill from Zek in there, honestly.
फ्रीजर में पता चला आइस बन गया.
Bang blows up the
Beep, beep,
round,
beep,
but we're alive.
Yeah, I like looking at this
push kar
as a
le.
commentator. I'm like, okay, the
Bas
round is
energy hai
a
abhi,
wash. So I'm
fresh hai.
very curious as to how
Playing
this
this
goes.
bad with the same kill.
करते करते स्लो कर लेना.
Alright, so right here, I get flashed. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I
इससे
tell
मर
him
गई
down,
पट
I'm
से
dead.
एडिटिंग.
I get a kill on narrate. He was slipping.
हाँ.
And right here,
that kill was the winner.
That's
So as soon as he Yoru ulted, I know
Gaming
to rant
करो
to run
बहुत
to
भयंकर.
Drain, I caught a lot of spam because he
देख
caught
रहे
me
हैं
trying to
बीवी को
target
कितना
him.
सपोर्ट करता हूँ
So I
मैं.
just ran and then easy reposition.
तुम लोग करते हो कि नहीं? अच्छा गर्लफ्रेंड ही नहीं तुम्हारी.
On a 1 to 10 scale,
Sorry.
how chaotic are the comms in a moment like this?
Honestly,
not this specific moment here as the round gets ready to wrap up, but like when everything just kind of starts falling to pieces on that entry, how chaotic
yeah,
is it?
like especially when it's like 5v5 and we start getting picked slowly, there's a lot of comms going on. I'm like, because they're in unexpected positions.
अबे इमो 1 आया था तो आप इमो 2 चले गए. Excuse me.
Ice cold. It was just like, yeah, I'm flashed. I'm probably dead. And then he gets a kill. Wait, one
Just
heaven
saying,
dead. I'm like, wait, there's a winnable. It's
को.
just silence in the one
सिर्फ
v1.
पाँच सौ.
Well, clearly, your guys' your cool, calm demeanors, your perseverance, it
मेरा
is all
पैर
paid
दुख रहा है
off. G2 right now, looking on top. I cannot wait to see how you guys are going to be performing at this tournament. I think it's going to be an absolute epic one for you guys. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'm looking forward to the future. So hopefully you guys have a very strong one for us. But that's going to do it for us. So thank you guys for watching.
Nuts भाई आएंगे ना. Strong one कुछ नहीं आएगा.
It's been a great journey for this course so far, but that was before Mimi. They had Jogamo.
And Jogamo was the guy that people thought would bring G2 from
मेरा
a
तुमसे
contender
पहले शादी
to a
कर
team
चुका
that is going to be
वाह,
winning
वाह, वाह.
trophies this year. And thus far, he's been fine. He's been solid. He showed up in their games, had his moments, but he hasn't been the superstar that people
Matches भी
expected.
पाँच से जरूर
And I
से
think
मर
when you look
language.
at a G2 that is in a elimination moment, that is in a very tough position, you have to harken back to this guy at his finest when he was winning
ऐसे तो
trophies.
वीडियो में अपडेट हो गया.
taking
क्या
over all
लैंग्वेज
these
है
guys'
ये?
points. He's playing the Yoru now. It's harder to have that same impact, but I think in a match like this, you have
भाई
to
कल
see the
अच्छा
best
खेला
of
था मैंने.
Rajamo, and he has to prove why he was that long-awaited player that
30
people
games
thought would
win
bring
streak.
G2 to the next level.
Yeah, and he's
Congratulations.
going up against a team that's already in this tournament, Kakuka, proved that they are a contender.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that yesterday we saw amazing things coming in from the side of Team Liquid. Do not get me wrong, this abyss was messy at best. So many advantages
बदुआ दो ना
thrown by the
मुझे.
other team.
भाई जो भी मेरा कास्ट उस मेंबरशिप लेगा ना, मेरे हिसाब से उनका पूरा 1 महीना खराब जाएगा ऐसा लग रहा है यार. हाँ? How to monetize your powers 101. मैं लिखूं, बुक लिखूं इस पे, बुक लिखूं. बंक्स भाई मेरे साथ गेम प्ले वैन कर सकते जल्दी कर सकते हैं. और मयंक भाई आपने जो पीसी गिफ्ट किया थोड़ा सा ओल्ड हो रहा है भाई. एक हरामी स्ट्रीमर अवार्ड चाहिए बे.
Now, Paltek, you are quite familiar with G2. You won
Party
the
Tech
President
बोलते
Prize
हैं.
in Master Shanghai, and eventually you took the dub. So I'm
Yes,
wondering
देख रहे हैं कि नहीं
what was
Party
the key
Tech
to
को?
beating G2 last
Shit,
time,
मैं गया बे.
and how is that going to translate to Team Liquid today?
Definitely losing 2 best of 3s before winning a best of 5. But I think what will happen is, like, if we're gonna be in control, we're gonna win the game. So let's see what's gonna happen.
वाह,
See, indeed. Well,
ये
let's
तो
get
वही
going.
बात होगी.
Dragon,
13 राउंड हम लोग ने पहले निकाले तो जीत गए.
I don't know if I trust Jen to bring them here, but the one person that had full trust in Nats was his #1 fanboy, Chichu. To put into perspective, Chichu did not tweet when he won his game. He did not tweet, barely tweeted when he won Chance, but when his GOAT was performing against Sentinels, he tweeted.
I just want someone to love me the way Chichu loves Nats.
हेलो बस भाई क्या हाल चाल लेट हो गया आज आने में कोई सीन नहीं पहला मैप देखो बहुत क्रेजी था
Can you blame him because this performance?
This was maybe the greatest individual performance on a map in a long time. Nats was single-handedly backing up the years.
Language
Like he
bhai.
was playing on Gambit again. No access to sight. Indeed, he was just perfect on that.
बीजी हरामजादे
4 KD, that was unreal.
Season
I think that
updates
we
though?
all,
Oh,
when
fuck,
we were
Hannah.
watching, we saw that one round where he gets the clutch, and he knew at that very moment that he was not leaving this stage without a win. So I'm just gonna take this and hope for the best for G2.
But I mean, it's gonna be more difficult to do it twice, more difficult to do it back to back, and more difficult to do it against the G2, which you guys have mentioned have looked very, very strong. It's time to close out the Swiss stage. This is it. Show some love and bring out potentially for the last time G2 and Team Liquid.
I would like to apologize. ठीक है अब भी बोल रहा हूँ
Team Liquid Hopcup D2.
There is only one spot left for playoffs, and it comes down to a classic regional matchup. EMEA versus Americas in this showdown. G2 versus Team Liquid, and the loser will be going home today.
जो को आ गया वही स्पीड से जाएगा नॉट
For Team Liquid, they're comfortable here. They made it to the finals here. But for G2, seeing them on the verge of elimination is a shock for a team that had such high expectations.
And of course, we have to bring out the conversation around the map, Vito. What is going to happen? We saw G2 leaving that bind open, EDG peeking onto it, and them getting the defeat. The good thing about Team Liquid is, as you were saying, Mimi, a lower bracket run, especially the one from Liquid and EMEA, guaranteed them so many reps on so many maps, so many things that they tested, so many things that they changed as well. But for G2, those numbers are smaller.
Yeah, and also, do they want to play against G2 on Pearl? Surely it's going to be the
Opponent
exact same thing as yesterday. Yeah, there we go, where they float the Lotus.
But they lost yesterday to Sand on Lotus.
Even Lotus
G2
2-0.
also very good on that.
Let's go
So
Liquid, let's
I think
go.
that one's tough for Team Liquid. But it's interesting
Yeah?
to see the binds left open and TL not go into that one again.
Yeah,
They looked lights
एक और
out
normal
the
बैठ
last
दे,
time they
बहुत
played
हो
that.
गया.
And it was a big struggle for G2.
Yeah, I think they just want to go for comfort, like the split is out. I think that #2, it has to be that haven for them. I also love the Lotus. I think that is going to be a brilliant map to see from both of the teams.
I think all things considered, this is a really nice map pool for Team Liquid. Them getting Abyss as the third map, that's the map they want to play every single time. So you feel pretty happy if you were them about this.
And especially thinking about how the Americas team have done in that third
Nats
map.
बोलते
I heavily favored Liquid because that is probably their best map.
You say that, but I think it's really strong for G2 as well. It's the one.
मेरा फर्स्ट एपिसोड मेरा फेवरेट एपिसोड love you Dave love you thank you for the 100 minute जान के
They proved
today
that when they stomped Trace. So I think they have a real fighting chance on map 3 if we do get there.
But yeah, if we do get there. But let's talk about this first map pick here. How do you guys feel about them picking the Haven?
It's just comfort territory for Team Liquid. They looked really good on this in EMEA. Both teams play the Breach tail. The biggest difference is that G2 is locking the Vise, pulling out the Yoru, and they have a ton of great ideas cooked up to combine with Jojimo's Yoru.
And I want to see if the preparation is going to be on the side of Liquid here, because as I'm saying, even though they get all those reps, there is also all that day to watch for G2. We know that they're going to be heavy on prep, and they feel so comfortable with this composition.
No Yoru clone to deal with the Vise. I think the attack side, Nats has to be figuring out how to bait out this utility, call around it, and find the right site at the end of these rounds.
And I'm going to say this again, Kamik on that. Tejo is fantastic on Haven. We're ready to get this elimination match started. So let's send it over to your casters. Here's Panda.
I love the nickname. It's just making me smile. And so is this game. America's up against EU. I mean, you can't help but love it, but the momentum couldn't be more different between these two, right? You've got G2 coming off a devastating loss, heart-wrenching sort of thing. And then Liquid with probably the upset so far that's caught my eye, somehow besting Sen in a way I didn't think possible.
Yeah, the way that third map closed out was just simply ridiculous. Now they have a chance to eliminate another team from Americas, but this G2 squad was looking so fierce. If you'd asked who wins this series 5 days ago, everyone says G2 2-0. Now,
100%.
We're not so sure.
No, because again, look, I'll never beat the allegations about my EMEA love, but
let's go Liquid.
Pick G2, right? Seeing what we'd seen, everything looking good, but there's something in the water. We had a Nats that was such a vintage performance, but that's all aside for now. Team Liquid going to be starting out on that attacking side, and of course on the other, G2 need to look locked in here today.
Yeah, G2 doing a lot of work to clear out any late wraps, any late lurks going in, but what it means for G2 is with 2 players on the flank, this retake is going to be fairly weak coming out of spawn, and Team Liquid are set up with 3 players eyeing this choke.
Look at the timing, maybe they get the pinch right, but it's actually Leaf to go down first. Allows them now time to worry about that flank. The trip's been broken, the eye should turn, and suddenly all this pressure feels a little bit segmented. It's not having the same impact! Oh, Nats might be back, I'm so terrified if he has like he did against Sen.
Let's go!
G2 might be done.
I'm watching that round thinking just not again, not again. Nats was just the America's killer yesterday on the Viper. Now on the signature Cypher too. But really in this round, I think Team Liquid choosing to fight 5 players on site, looking so much towards C-Link there, did wonders to counter out what G2 were trying to accomplish on that multi-flank.
And we kind of talk about it as well in this. I do want to see Liquid keep this round clean. They're going to be up against what looks like classics. Bigger picture, G2 have tape on Liquid, so if you're going to be like coping super hard about the EDG stuff, you could say maybe there wasn't enough tape on EDG to see what they were going to be like with that new meta. Nonsense, but sure, maybe that's the way you see it. You've got tape on Liquid here. This is something you can really lean into. This team has played a great deal, so there should be no excuses.
It's also not a revolutionary comp or anything like this from Team Liquid, as they make quick work again. G2, I'm a little surprised to see them showing so many of these flank looks already round 1, round 2. But that early conditioning, trying to keep that in the back of Team Liquid's minds that, hey, G2 are going to be testing those extremities.
Again, when you've got someone like Nats, I feel like we're saying his name a lot in this, you're going to be thinking about flanks a lot of the time, considering it's one of your biggest kind of, I don't even say win cons, but it certainly looks good with him at a 5-0 start. And someone else who's not necessarily fall below the conversation line, but Kiko coming out of that regular season was probably one of the front runners in my mind, certainly putting up numbers here. Outside of that as well, Patatek didn't have the best performance either, even in their victory, I would say. Considering we know his heights, I'll be very interested to see how he does here coming into this game up against G2.
Disco support कर रहे हो Liquid baby. Nats is Nats.
Back against G2. He plays
5-0 be. Nats banda hai be.
Valorant, but look at this Jogamo stepping down into mid here.
Trying to be aggressive, assertive, and it might be rewarded. It is! Back-to-back damage, looking for a third, and he actually might get out with his life. No trade, no punish. It's Nats to try and claim at least something back with a pick towards Leaf.
Now look at this, once again, G2, 1 player on the flank, now looking for the retake. Coming into the side, Jogamo's already found Green.
Yeah, this time he's not letting this one slip. It's all down to Nats in a 1v4. Made to a 3, but it doesn't matter. G2 calm and composed, and I love them stamping authority of confidence.
Bhai, Jogamo वहाँ पे जो गया ना इतना जल्दी.
They just find that moment to slip over into
zero
money.
Rate था,
and you can see Jaw as
zero.
well, sort of eyeing, do I go for the flash and peeking for that 3rd kill? He chooses not to, and I think that decision sort of saved the round. It was very near to falling apart here after he gets that 2nd, right? Because he hadn't quite converted. But G2 keep things composed, and Jaw already looking good here to start.
And I think that's something that's essential to this team, is getting Jaw having that big performance as well. Seeing him light things up, do well, get that confidence building early.
अभी तो नहीं, अभी तो time है
नहीं. Talk about that disparity in those previous results, how much that can affect a player's mental going in. But now we're going to have at least Liquid on the buy, so we see what they can do with theirs. No massive ults to bank on. Yeah, they've got Natses, but it's not exactly a headliner.
No, not at all.
से भी कर रहे हैं यार, मेरे को B नहीं
Team
पसंद.
Liquid moving into this mid space once again. G2 a little bit overcommitted towards A early on in the round. By throwing that early cage, Team Liquid thinking
Mostly
keep
B
an extra
to
player
C
over
करेंगे
there.
ये लोग.
A little blast from the breach is going to push them back, and Camo will do good to break the Vise wall on B. Early into the round as well. They only wasted 30 seconds to deal with that utility.
Yeah, and I'm looking to see them kind of go through the protocol list here. I want to see how well Liquid managed to
C में
navigate.
end होने वाला guys.
Exactly. Now they pulled players to B. It's time to re-clear A. It's just Jaw over there. And what they can do is, actually, if they take out Jaw, they remove that ultimate from the retake.
Okay, spots one. Stick around too long. And I like the reaction though from G2. This pressure down middle.
They're walking down into mid, and Jaw is going to find 5 players. G2 can heat up on this flank and try to potentially pinch in, except that Team Liquid have already found the timing with Jaw falling down.
Okay, this is going from bad to worse here. Nats is holding the flank as well. He knows where everybody is. The original icon is still doing this sort of work. Trent irrelevant to outcome, and Liquid made G2 look foolish.
That is crazy. I'm not joking. Like, G2 were in a perfect position there.
Stunning, right?
Jaw's ultimate sees everyone. They've got a flank coming in, but Team Liquid react to it perfectly. Okay, well, they turn around, they get this kill, and then Nats is just finding kill after kill, spamming through this off of his ultimate. It's just a bit silly. Even the choice to fight into spawn, realizing that G2 were a bit scattered.
हर बार कैसे कर सकता है ये बंदा?
I couldn't compliment it enough. The reaction to re-clear middle, very proactive, pressure that flank. I loved it. It all fell apart in what felt like a second. So Util being, I think, kind of tested towards garage early and a very
nice agent, very nice agent, हो भाई.
I love the single from
गाफ
Pico.
लगने वाली है मास्टर्स होने के बाद.
Over into the corner. That is gorgeous. It's just a fantastic anti-eco as well, because what have G2 done on every low buy? It's these slow creeps. Usually it was out into mid, but here realizing that the lobby is going to be that space.
Big identifier of the follow-up player as well. They're not really falling for any of the tricks here. Joel trying to make something happen for himself, but there's no one really taking this, right? No one wants to walk into it. There'll be no reason to. And it looks like Liquid do have this preference to go towards the B side.
Yeah, I think they've realized a couple times now that G2 are grouping up very heavily, trying to fight around Jogamo. Spotting that out, dodging, getting free entrances into the site.
Yeah.
Has every round just been an open site?
So far, it kind of felt a little like it. There is a fight back in the form of Leaf, at least. The rest, again, clearing this deep flank. But I like this reposition from Liquid, pushing through the extremity. But Jaw is still around it, so he can backfill that a little bit.
Jaw's going to be pretty critical if G2 are going to have a chance here on the eco.
If you're Liquid, you've got to be wondering, where the hell are they? They've got to get moving, and Valent's done really well. Patatek goes down, and suddenly you're starting to get a bit more nervous on the side. Jaw appears. We said he was critical, and he is, but the one man still standing, brought to his knees. G2 with a little switch up in pace there, patient on the play back in. And they keep the scoreline close.
Yeah, honestly, when you look at that round, it looks like Team Liquid had the right read, because they're getting flanked, so they fight forward, but then they backed off. They didn't want to overfight. They got stuck sort of on this B site, and as soon as they lost the one fight over towards garage window, then that pinch comes in, right? His gun goes down. He can look too many directions. And Jaw, off of info from his teammates on minimap, is finding spam kills with a stinger through smoke.
And I feel like G2 really needed that, right? That's a little bit of a weight off the shoulders. Not getting so worried. The scoreline doesn't feel so massive anymore. You've got a nice little divide there from Valen as well. You're going to be one away from Trent. A couple big ults here, right? Giving you some of those keys for potentially retaking on some of these very tricky sites. But as it stands, operator out for Camo. New look here.
Sitting that op down underneath the window is really interesting. I think what I'm sort of reading here is it's usually been an early A open, and then after Team Liquid have fought into mid, G2 have moved multiple players onto the B site and can maybe catch a player over peeking for that one. And it's not a bad read, especially with his teammates making presence into garage. A lot of times the response is to walk out of B.
But G2 are willing to retake this space. They'll put bodies behind it to clear those question marks. And Jaw is in the right place again. That's big info, though, for Kiko.
Team Liquid now, though, with a little bit of trouble because they haven't found anything with the off. The round is slowing down, but the alert could open things up. If Kiko hears the footsteps coming across, Team Liquid can choose to speed up into the A side or reset back into that lurk.
I like this.
Beautiful.
I really like that. Camo, patience pays for Team Liquid here. Smoke gonna go in, and it's gonna force G2 to. You kind of feel like you have to commit to this.
They're already flooding.
They have to go for it. He's seen him. He's absolutely seen him. Jonah B gonna find Nats, but it's Kamek to instantly trade out. He was spotted early. But they do they know about this man? It's late, but it's not pretty enough. Kamek get all of those.
Kamek just takes that distraction, I think, from Camo and just lines him up, takes him down, no problem. Team Liquid, I really thought they were going to be in some kind of problem with that flood coming into the site. We'll check it out again.
Yes, sir.
Great work here on that first shot to knock Trent out of it.
Team
Liquid. Okay, Camo hunts down the one player into short. And yeah, resets to cover his teammate. Beautiful work.
Ult bhi aa gaya uske paas.
That's going to be a bit of a stressor for G2. Gonna feel nice here because it is going to put the money in a pretty uncomfortable predicament. You're going to be down on a hero Vandal for Valen, Guardian for Jonah P. And that round, I quite liked what they were doing. They seem to be in the right places here, but they were behind the curve towards A. Trent going down leads the gates open. I'm a bit worried. And we're seeing Liquid looking composed. It's this patience. I hope that's
It's almost too much patience out of Camo with a knife in his hand.
Don't start.
Curious. Well, he's doing a lot of very good tricks right now.
It'll be fine. I'm getting flashbacks, man. Like, don't do this.
The thing is, I've only
This feels really weird.
I've only seen Nats and Patatek move, and it's about 2 steps each.
भाई डिफेंस वालों को कुछ नहीं पता.
I think so too.
I don't want to say it yet, because then I'm really cursed, and I know I'm cursed at this point.
How iced are G2 off of this though? Like, where are Team Liquid? We haven't seen any utility.
Okay, well, hopefully we find out what's going on. I mean, clearly G2 haven't got the memo, but they'll be going, guys, there's nothing happening. That's weird.
Well, do you think this could just be a Team Liquid save?
Yeah. The old French save, just no one saying
you know, look, we're 30 seconds left in the round. They haven't really gotten any information of where G2 are on the map. So it's hard to exec now.
Yeah.
I hope वो लोग को ये info ना मिले कि Nats ऑफ कर रहा है करके.
Do I need to go up there and call? There was no damage done, right? Yeah, we'll see. We'll get an update for you guys. So do, you know.
Don't panic. Don't panic.
Panic.
No panicking.
Panic.
It's gonna be fine.
I don't know if it is. I really don't know if it's gonna be okay.
How do we feel about Trent hunting down the players?
It's a little naughty, isn't it? A little naughty. A little naughty, Trent. Relax.
Base में मत आ.
Though, isn't it?
I believe that's the call.
Yeah.
Remake.
I'm trying to see who it was. I swear one was like looking at their mouse a bit. Have we got a mouse issue?
भाई मस्ती बहुत ज़्यादा है ना Trent में.
I heard a lot about the famous Pansy Tech pause. I never thought I would have the pleasure of experiencing it here today.
I'm sorry to do this to you. I genuinely wait. I want to see what's he messing with. What is it, keyboard, mouse?
Turning the volume down.
It looked like a mouse problem. I don't know, man. It is wild that this happens to me. I don't think we've had that many tech pauses, have we?
No, I don't.
हुआ है मैडम
think so.
Pacific में
And
इतना
I do
नहीं हुआ
believe
है यहाँ पे हुआ.
we got a confirmation the round is 100% being rolled back here, so.
It's all good.
Yeah.
We're fine. Everything's fine.
If anything, the team's had a little bit more time to
Arshal
think
map
about what their
replay कैसे
approach is
करते
going
हैं?
to be coming into the
कर
round.
सकते हैं.
Do you think G2 enjoyed that?
No. The worst part is too, like, if you think about the sequence of rounds we just saw, G2 win that eco round, right? And then they've got the bye, it's going great, the clock's getting a little bit low, and then that one slips away and they're forced back onto yet another eco.
That's rough.
So we genuinely haven't seen G2 win a actual bye versus bye round, because all they've got was the anti-bonus and that eco so far.
10-1 हो रखा है भाई.
He's up and about. Go on, cameraman. I dare you to be brave and show him up and about. Yeah, that's what I like to see.
SMA feature आ गया बहुत पहले से.
He's behind the desk. Someone get tech support up there. Help the poor man.
Has he tried unplugging it and plugging back in?
No, that is the classic fix, isn't it? Just very different USB slot. It'll be fine. I swear to you. Poor old Camo Bad. He's having a day, isn't he? He's trying to stay locked in. It wasn't mouse. It was keyboard.
No, it was keyboard. That'll happen.
And it's going to take about 10 minutes as well for the in-ears coming back in.
Yeah.
Then the headphones. Get cozy.
पूरा round में
I'm
होगा
surprised we
जो
haven't
last
seen
round
anyone
है.
kick the chair all the way back yet. That's my favorite.
Oh, you mean like the full lead back?
the full loss boss, as we call
2-4
it.
से चालू होएगा.
Do you think G2 would?
3-4 हुआ था ना नहीं रे खेला ही नहीं ना
Honestly, I feel like G2 have to be locked in.
It'd only be. I feel like who could do it?
Because also
10-3, by the way.
Think about G2's situation, because they played 2 days ago. Have that insane
कहाँ
overtime.
देखने मिलेगा अभी नहीं देखने मिलेगा if we go
Play another, the third map, they get
आगे तक
blast out
तो
of the
शायद
water.
देखने
So then
मिलेगा अभी
they
देखने नहीं
are
मिलेगा.
chilling at the hotel.
Yeah.
They're watching Team Liquid series yesterday.
Why
It's
remake
like,
keyboard issue?
Sentinels, it's not looking too bad for them. And then they see what Nats did to them on map 3. Then you come into today, and Nats has 9 kills in the first 4 rounds.
And it does feel like I didn't want to kind of curse it, right, when you're talking about
भाई
Nats,
Nats
'cause it
3
was
मारना
like a
चाहिए, बाद में
one-off
Sentinels को
performance to see
tweet
it
करना
beat
चाहिए
that
G2
high.
को.
You know what I
How
mean?
does
Like,
it
Nats is
feel
very
now?
good, everyone knows that, but to that extent, he exploited a lot of the issues.
या
that
फिर
they
ऐसा,
had.
we feel you G2.
I'd be incredibly impressed if
Let's
he
be
finds
friends
consistency
now.
at that level of excellence, but so far so good at 10-3. We are back into this, so thank you for
दोनों
your
के साथ
patience.
Nats हुआ है.
4 rounds to Team Liquid and 2 to G2, and now we get back to business.
Love the change of pace from Team Liquid this round. Getting it quickened, it's Nats with the operator.
दोनों ने क्या
Not
मारा
the
है?
first time you're going to see it, and it probably won't be the last. And you probably wouldn't expect him to outdo Jaw, but this time he does, and Kamek very aware of the angle.
Hold on now.
दोनों
Jonah
क्या
P,
मारा है?
cleaner with it, controlling towards middle.
Trent the only A player right now, and it's just a Sheriff in hand, but Valon's got a hero rifle, Jonah's already gotten one of the Guardian, and there's some pretty hefty ultimates for G2 to try and convert this numbers
Oh,
advantage.
दोनों दिख गए.
Okay, they're building. Nats here, going to get the ult. He can go back down towards Sewer.
Oh, that ultimate is going to try and push players into Leaf, who sprinted up into window.
Makes no difference. Like, they can pause on this one. They're going to get the info on the ult here unless Leaf moves now, and he... Ooh, ooh.
Frankly, like Jonah P finds that
Bunko
opening
net
kill
गया
into mid,
क्या?
right? That's a big one. They toss 2 ultimates in to make sure they're
यहाँ
securing
पे तो
it.
नहीं दिख रहा कुछ.
It's a little bit shocking, especially considering that. Okay, yeah, we took him down. Jaw had a Marshall. It's not a true 1v1 just yet.
मेरा speed 5 kbps.
Again,
तेरे
and
लिए
I
तो
do
research करना
think
पड़ेगा.
there'll be question marks if it continues this way, right? Because we're back on a bye now.
नहीं, अभी तो net जाके आया शायद, net जाके आया.
Well, excuse
Bucky.
me. Bucky coming out for camo. Does have the
Because-
knives to lean on, but they do like to go for these explosive B approaches with this sort of thing, and it looks like once again they're at least implying this early.
Yeah, that
Elnet,
smoke to
पता
teleport
नहीं,
into,
जब
Jet
से
can
शादी
dash
हो
into
गई
the
है.
Disciple. See how aggro we're getting? Look at that, Bucky already trading 1 for 1, and Team Liquid are still on the warpath. Kiko diving in towards C Link, but Trent has done well.
क्या
to
लड़
slow this
रहे
hit
भाई?
down.
Trent's
हाँ?
done exceptionally well. He's kept them this B site. He's kept them in
यार,
the numbers game. He's
Nats
kept
को
them
जिंदा
in a
रहना
man
था.
advantage. He is the hero that they needed right
Candle
now, and he might
है
have to still keep going.
क्या?
Kamek and
Candle.
Pantek alive.
क्या
here.
candle?
They can hit
मेरा
the pause
candle.
button for a
पता नहीं क्या.
second.
Big drone.
Yeah, they don't get much off fit, sadly. They're looking for almost a slam dunk. They're going to force the swing. Uh-oh, what
Beautiful.
the hell? They're making it work. Jorgamo going to strike back. It's all on Kamek.
1v1.
1v1. Operator for Jaw. He's got his ult as well, as does Kamek.
Need
But
be ult
again,
भी
in
है.
these situations, how does this unfurl? Kamek going walkabout's completely unknown. Jorgamo took the TP out, and back to back. Jorgamo now finding that impact on the side, but I've got to say, again, in my mind, Trent doing well in this round. So much impact coming out from G2's individuals.
Absolutely, right? G2 go for that fast flood into the site.
उससे क्या अभी बस
And
क्या
they had the
language है
early
ये?
stall too, which allowed them to actually get in position for that one. The fact that Jogmo finds the pick onto Nats, who's going for the flank into window. It's a really chaotic round, you know? Team Liquid really tried to blow things open.
साहिबा ये जीरो एंट्री वाला जो रेज है बाइंड में, इसका क्या किया जाए? जीरो एंट्री वाला रेस मैंने जिंदगी में पहली बार देखा है बाइंड में. मेरा स्ट्रीम देखता नहीं है लगता है लोंडा. फूकी लोग को मार के बज रहा है साई. क्या जमाना आ गया. मैं इतना और चेंज करके फूकी लोग को मार के बज रहा है. देखो क्या जमाना आ गया.
Guardian and the Sheriff in Americas, Trent too. Fantastic.
तो बजट में अरे मैं बोला लिक्विड
Even when,
जीतेगा स्वयं भाई नाम लेके
Jogmo
बोला.
is falling, or when he's stuck on the operator on the opposite side of the map, those guys can step up.
Yeah, and this becomes the kind of puzzle solving for Team Liquid. Already claiming 4 rounds, but
हेलो गायत्री जी हाल
normally if that
दिया.
timeline kind of felt more honest. You'd kind of think that G2 side would win more and more gun rounds, but that felt like the most stable gun round they've actually been able to convert in a minute. So it hasn't fully stabilized yet. This is still very much up in the air, but it is going to break Liquid's bye, right? So they are going to be down to the Stingers, maybe odds and ends to even out the money a touch, but
ज़्यादा ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं. ठीक है 2-0 कर देना.
huge flaw in G2's approach. I don't love these kind of straight into Bs. They haven't been working
Right.
out. I want to see them explore the rest of the map here. I think that pace change could come in incredibly well for them.
It's going to be important too, because G2 are switching up their side holds, right? Jogmo's moving that operator over towards C. Leaf on the Vise, going to be playing A and looking to place, I think, a forward Vi as well, over towards Stack.
they'll end up leaving this B site a bit weaker. But see where Jonah P is. He's just got stun in hand, ready to stun into Garage or B off of either of his two teammates' contacts on the areas.
And I can't compliment enough. I want to see if he's again going to be the one to be doing damage off this. Jonah P is layering on that utility, keeping it very controlled.
But ये smoke अच्छा है बे.
Generally, Liquid have been going for those extremity pushes, which once again they are doing. Jonah P does outgun them though, as does Jaw. And now you're going to see that crunch come in. Late presence through Garage, don't forget. Oh, a little sloppy, but it gets the job done. Leaf finally getting on the board with two of his own. Going to keep this well in hand. A 2v4 is not easy, Nats. You're a nasty boy, Nats, but they've got to get moving! Uh-oh, how is this happening? Leaf is still doing work here, but it's a 1v2, and Nats knows where Leaf is, but there's a time in
Shit! भाई सब कैसे मर गए?
G2 manage in the mayhem.
सब कैसे मर गए?
Yeah, there's Nats shooting him in the side of the head, but it's all good.
Nats है बे,
G2 now have realized that Team Liquid's heavy anti-prep in this game has been to fight into spawns every round. They're playing super aggressive post plans, and now G2 are doing a much better job of identifying that and holding it down.
So we look at depth, we look at capability. G2 is everything right now. 3 consecutive rounds. Money getting a little bit better for themselves. Alt starting to through as well. Pressure back towards A, at least on the early implication. No full follow-up to it yet, though.
Yeah, I think the annoying thing for Team Liquid is because they went for the B rush on the eco round. They haven't actually seen what the differences G2 have in their setup coming out of the timeout. They don't know about the Vi setup on A. They don't know exactly what Jog is going to be doing with that operator. So they've got to be very cautious working forward here and don't have a lot of cues to play off of.
Who's the one exploring first? The stun. Force him.
बहुत है.
For now. Playing out of the connector.
Oh!
Wow. Jonah P. Gonna just put that to the chest of Camo, and that's a man up to the good around the minute mark. And look at Jaw going walking.
Creeping down into C. Team Liquid have no space on the map. Apart from, I guess, Kiko, who's held down A long, but he's not in a forward position just yet.
Still with that Vice wall there, right? You still got security in that. They're happy enough leaving one on it.
I think this round is going to hinge on what Nats can accomplish on B. Team Liquid have very little time to make presence known over into A, so Nats is going to have to snap onto something. Because if he takes too long, I think that stack is just going to run out of time to work with. They don't know about this Vise yet. Only now do they realize there's a wall and this stall is going to hurt.
Yeah, this is rough now. Paranoia's gone in. They're going to have to make something of it, but look at the time being bought here. It's perfect. And this is just outdone G2 with a magnificent approach. You got 10 seconds. There's nothing you could do. Wrap it up. Spike's still down there. Yeah, Leaf, go deal with them. Okay, not like that. I need more time for it. Kamek can go farming. I don't care. The round is gone. And it's a misstep.
try कर रहा था देख पता है B जाके Omen ult मारने का.
Exactly, and I really do believe this all goes back to what Team Liquid chose to do on the eco. It's a really hard decision to have coming out of a timeout on an eco round where it's okay. Do we go for the rush play that might give us a higher chance of winning this round, or do we play slow and figure out what the changes our opponents have made? And because they went for the former, they just ran into time issues without any type of scouting. As soon as they lost their duelist, it was just.
What do we do? We have no plans.
It's not good enough to be walking in blind like that, just hoping, praying that it'd go in your favor. And now we look at the pace again. Much heavy a look towards A. Still got a buy. Yes, could be lacking in some areas. Obviously, Paditech, they're just down on the Sheriff. This looks simplistic in approach, at least for now.
G2 have a double setup in mid. Nats could be running into some serious trouble if he tries to play into that B space.
G2 के सारे player अच्छे हाँ घर पे जाएंगे ना अभी इसलिए.
It feels like they're pulling the players over. Yeah, G2, that's 3 players now towards 8.
भाई मैं actual में मैं बोलूँ तो मैं जगो में fan हूँ लेकिन
but still, it's all going to be held down by
जब
G2.
से Nats भाई ने वो किया है ना.
It's falling flat, and it is. G2 making light work of Liquid. This doesn't look threatening at all. You didn't see Nats. Guess where he is? Right behind you. Good luck, Kiko. Have fun, Kamek. You're not going to do a thing here. G2 have elevated in the last couple of rounds. And Kamek can try and make it look good for the scoreboard, but that'll be about it in a 1v4. G2 back in control.
Yeah, Trent and Jonah P keeping it locked down over on the A site. Finding the 2 kills through the spam, then their util is coming back off the cycle because the hit's coming in right on that 1 minute mark. Just
stopping Team Liquid in their tracks completely. Those are the guys that, again, Jogmo's off in Narnia over on the B side. He's not helpful. So to be able to lock it down like this is just fantastic.
Feels very readable right now. I feel like G2 have been doing their homework and Liquid just, I don't want to say falling short. 4 rounds is doable. 5 would be much better for them, but still, this doesn't feel inventive. It doesn't feel unknown.
कोई सीन नहीं. 5 जाओ गरज कुश्ती. ये मेरा वाला कॉल.
Right now, Team Liquid
मेरा वाला
go
कॉल.
play back in link.
This is wild camo.
Come on, bye. Let's go. Come on, man.
Good in this sort of chaos. They've kept up with this. But it's a lot of players in a very awkward situation. Jaw is surrounded. He wants to fight out. Jawbo will not back away, and maybe he should have, but he couldn't. G2 still staying in this with 3 standing, but the C site is lost.
It's a 3v3 right now. Alan has an ultimate. There's fighting garage. This determines everything. Jonapi opening it up now can call in his teammates to ult back into the site.
And there it is. Ult comes in. Cavic was ready. This was nice. 25 HP. We've got to know that that space could have been occupied. Jonapi is on the money now. G2 looking so much better.
That was wild. Team Liquid just blow open the round. But again, it's Jonapi finding those kills. It's Jogamo turning around to deal with Camo's jet when he's surrounded on every single front.
Feels like Liquid ran out of steam there, and G2 showing their depth at 8.
Dustin bye, bhai thank you so much. Already cut liya meri jaan ki roti.
Locating targets. One enemy. One suppressed. All missiles away.
Wait. Nice, boys. As we take.
Had it with your old phone.
Up.
Got you. At Verizon, trade in any old phone for iPhone 16 Pro.
अब डिफेंस में G2 के साथ क्या होने वाला पता है ना चैट तुम लोग को. हाँ, एक ट्रैप में एक फंसेगा डीएड, दूसरा ट्रैप में दूसरा पड़ेगा डीएड, कैमरा से चूपा पड़ेगा वो भी डीएड, फिर बाद में नेट्स पर अल्टी मारेंगे टोपी उतार के 2 हेडशॉट. दैट्स अ एस राइट देयर. समझ रहे हो? It's gonna be comeback. मैप अटैकिंग है, अटैकिंग मैप नहीं है, डिफेंसिव मैप है. जिधर नेट्स भाई है इट्स अ डिफेंसिव मैप. पूरी दुनिया के लिए रहेगा अटैकिंग मैप, बट नेट्स भाई के लिए इट्स अ डिफेंसिव मैप. लेट्स गो. भाई मेरे हिसाब से अटैक अच्छा किया था यार G2 बोलो लिक्विड ने अटैक अच्छा किया था, लेकिन थोड़ा और पुश ज्यादा हो गया हर राउंड में. ऐसा लगा कि इनिशियल फाइट वो लोग का सब अच्छा गया था. सारे इनिशियल फाइट वो लोग अच्छे गए थे.
Was a volatile start. You know, Liquid came out swinging. It looked like we had a bit of a game on our hands. Nats looking like maybe it was another sort of, you know, one of those. Owning. But G2 made it. Suddenly, what, 7th round? Looked like they had no problems at all.
Yeah, 6 in a row.
Easy.
Yeah, 6 in a row to close it out.
Honestly,
if you want to just talk game plans for these two teams, it felt like G2, after that timeout was called, lights out, could not be touched. But Team Liquid came in with a really interesting read. It was all about fighting forward in those post plans, stopping G2 before they could really get into their retake. So I sort of feel like Team Liquid will have a lot of these hard reads on G2 coming into this series, do or die series for them. And on their defense, I wonder what that's going to be. It's going to start on pistol with a heavy fight over C-Long.
ये ना ये लोग के साथ क्या हुआ पता है, जब तब आके जो बजे ना दोनों गेमिंग छोड़ के वहां पे वार्म अप करने का, हाथ गरम छोड़ने का छोड़ के लाइव स्ट्रीम में आके बज रहे. अब बस्ती के हाँ उधर रूडी बोले इम्पैक्ट किल से, इसलिए अरे ब्लेंडर था.
How on earth
did TL only get the one?
Their utility was genuinely perfect. We're going to have to wait to the replay because I thought they had absolutely everything they needed.
Oh, that's gutting as well. That's a wind out of your sails, right, for G2. You're grinning, right? You've just got...
Hold on.
Yeah. Kiko? No way were you going to make that anymore. He's made it doable, though. He's brought it down to a 1v2. Trent and Valen suddenly having to really focus up.
Valen's on 10 HP.
Oh my god, timing. Still gonna jab. The timing. Trent, you absolute superstar. He was phenomenal during the regulation rounds on that B site. He was impactful there, and he might have just saved that one from becoming a tragedy. But the start of that, Liquid knew it all.
Yeah, please, let's see that again. Oh, there's a counter stun, so at least Patatek is stunned. I'm not sure what happened to Kamek and Nats on the other side.
One down.
It felt so good.
Yeah. I mean, benefit of the doubt is there could have been, you know, some like Yoru flash something that forced them off the line. I'm gonna assume, but that was hard to see through all the mess tossed out there.
हार गया. TC9 का छोड़ दो, ये देखो. Liquid जीतेगा.
That has got to be an absolute gut punch for Liquid in their mind, because they had the right read. But doesn't matter. Still got to click the heads, and it was G2 out on top, dealing with quickly going to get out of there.
Just barely misses it.
Yeah, it's the finest of margins. But in the meantime, G2 have staked their claim on this C site. And yeah, there's Sheriffs on the other side, but they should be 10, right?
Yeah, I mean, G2 went for the full buy here. They don't care about the bonus. It's just about winning that round. The call with the heavy round advantage coming on through here. Double stars to stop the flood out from C-Link too. All to cover the flank. This is a solid anti-eco setup.
This is really uphill. Liquid looking for options and finding very little, and that's the only one to do it as G2 stalwart on this site.
All over the last flank.
They invested heavy into this round. They were not going to take any chances here. Eco, if you get one more, he's keeping him close to sight. There we go. G2 going to recover.
एक और गन गिराना था, मजा आ
जाएगा. Guardians and bits and bobs. Yeah, and the Bulldog there too. All good.
Now the thing is, Team Liquid bought a lot of Sheriffs that round. Yep. They've got 4 light armors. Getting all those kills, they see the Sheriffs on the ground. This could be a time to force up into an Outlaw, genuinely, for them.
I'd love to see it. Why not?
It's a weird call to make, because on the one side, when you have such a buffer, 10 to 4, it's like, just take the bonus here, build up your economy, that's totally fine, but this could have just been the nail in the coffin had they gone for it.
Here. What a course correction for G2 this would be. After what was probably a real sour game for them. Coming back into this and looking like they are really on the money. This is dreamy. But can they even make it hurt now for Liquid? They have the better guns on the Liquid side. They should have everything they need, but once again, into this retake scenario.
A lot of good utility for G2 to play with multiple flashes for this fight into Garage and the teleport out with an early kill. G2 can now fall back into long because there's no smokes.
Yeah, that was just profound aggression, and it works wonders, leaving just Liquid, as I said, down to 4, struggling uphill. G2 making it hurt, turning the screws. As Patatek gonna face the music on 23 HP, and Kamek by his side, but how are you meant to deal with this? You can't. You know you can't. Time is going to be going, and Leaf, a little unlucky on the time, but it doesn't matter. They're going to make it to 11 on this round. This is more than the first nail in the coffin. This is the gateway to the map, pretty much.
That is just brutal. I mean, how many flashes do G2 have just continually fighting into Garage? Kamek needs to keep this rifle online. Has to be a potential hero, and he does. The faintest size of relief for Team Liquid.
Look at the money now for G2, 3 back-to-back rounds. You don't often see that. Liquid are on the ropes here in map 1.
And this is the absolute worst feeling as a coach, too. You've played 3 rounds and you have to call a timeout. You have nothing to go on. You've seen a pistol and anti-eco, just these like random C hits. You don't have anything other than looking at the forecast your next few rounds. How do we get ultimates to play with? How do we win this big swing round for us?
But hey, this is the G2 we wanted, right? I think you said it well at the start. Head-to-head between these two teams at the start of this tournament, everyone would have gone for G2, right? It was the logical.
तुम लोग को esports समझ में आता है कि नहीं आता? ये पहला मैप है, पहला मैप. ये वार्म अप हो रही है. समझ रहे हो? लिक्विड क्या चीज है ना, तुम लोग को अभी नहीं मालूम पड़ेगा. मैप 2 में मालूम पड़ेगा जब वो लोग अपना मैप खेलेंगे.
Again. But they're on 4 rounds, and G2 have come
I'm back, Binks, bye! Thank you for the 5 pounds with Jan Jode.
They are arguably the favorite team. You could throw EG in there, you could throw Vitality in there, sure. But pound for pound, they should be putting up 11 rounds to the likes of Liquid. This is much better from G2.
They turned it around after losing the pistol, those few scrappy rounds early on in the half. They've just been
Lotus है भाई Liquid का Lotus.
Genuinely, I'm really happy with how Jonah P has stepped up in a lot of these eco rounds, and Joggamo as well, because I think Joggamo got completely shut out in that series back versus EDG. Now Team Liquid, with everything riding on them to keep competitive in this opener.
Now we kind of get into the rougher end of this for Liquid too. Their buy now going to be shattered, right? They can get some bits and pieces, but it's Kamik's Vandal that is their prized possession.
Oh!
Great walk.
Well, that's bold from Paditek, and it's labored, but it's got the job done. Leaf is removed.
You've just got, you've got Nats playing up towards heaven, trying to get a kill off the trip, but there's too much utility to break the trips. Yoru is just unfair. Easily dealt with, but the flood coming in quick.
Yeah, they've got to make this one work, though. Paditek going to put his life on the line for it. Pressure starting to mount now. Nats dives in, head first. He takes the fight, but Trent again in these critical rounds. Trent comes alive. I can't stress it enough. But an ace?
जाना नहीं उसके साइट में.
Whole minute to play with, but that spike is in a bad way.
Oh yeah.
The thing is, when he goes for the exec, he has the missiles. He's got a stun to play with. Camo and Kiko are stacked. There's a world.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the story of the Trent 1v5? Started off with 2
Surely
incredible
not.
kills. He was down to 79 HP, almost full util left here, and then he goes for that play out from sewer, the spike. Awful position. Swing comes in. It wasn't this round, actually.
Right,
yeah.
It was that other one.
It was the other one.
Yeah.
Hey, lifeline for Liquid.
Yeah,
Right, they needed
that.
It was probably a round he was playing Sova on Ascent.
Yeah, that's
usually the
that's
Trent 1v5. But genuinely, okay, so Team Liquid, what have we seen from them in that round that gives us a little more faith? It's that mid-walk, right? I think one of the things playing this Eyes is you have a little bit less like scouting control over mid-space than you do with a Killjoy turret or a Cypher camera, those types of things. So maybe a small theme Team Liquid have identified, trying to flush out that space. Looking at this next round too, they've got 3 players ready to fight there as well.
Might be the right shout, but the job with that all is going to be an issue, right? He's got that stinger nice and close as well. Any America's hands looks good. Kiko doesn't want to leave this, but he's going to have... Oh, his team's... Nats saved him! I thought he was dead for sure. Surely Kiko was going to die there, but no. But now Panic Station. Utilities coming in. A dash to the side. Counter roll. It's an absolute mess. Kamek even taking down Camo. And Jonah P putting them in their graves. What the hell has just happened? I couldn't tell you. But Paditek and Kamek, the only 2 alive, split on the map, but an opportunity beckons, takes away Trent. Now we've got to see a response from Paddy too. He's got to take some space here, but look at Jonah P's position.
Oh, yeah.
It is stunning. Offsets the time, wins the fight. He's basically won in the round. Kamek's going to have to go nuclear in this. Util Porons there, and they're not going to engage with him.
Back up.
Look at this.
It's not going to happen. G2 somehow see through the pandemonium on that. I mean, double Tejo ults. Valen's trying to just dance around both things. Jonah P spamming people through smokes. It's just a little bit wild.
Just a touch.
Isko support karo.
Okay, Drunken's team stunned there, coming out of the ult a little bit early.
Nats
and they still win the round.
भाई ये बंदा Nats कैसे जिंदा है जरा बताओ.
Next one, yeah, okay, he's just shooting.
Must be nice. This is not a good look for Valorant in general. I think there was, again, there's going to be that League of Legends co-streamer having a watch, having a giggle. That's not going to go well, and I don't think I saw a single one of those kills, all through smokes. Right, redemption in this one. Liquid need to do it now, or it might be never. Already a 2-1 straight up, and G2 straight up with the upper hand.
I mean, Team Liquid just effectively ran the same play 3 rounds in a row out of the timeout. G2 aren't going to be fooled again.
What are you meant to do, right? What are you meant to do?
Lotus
now that you're down in numbers, you almost have to sort of act out a little bit.
Sure, rat around somewhere, try and find something, I guess, lower percentile. That's not going to do it. G2 looks so in the driving seat here. Nats and Kiko, yeah, probably some of the 2 heavy hitters from this team. People have looked at these 2 as the ones to be able to bring them back to the forefront. Jog did not care. 13-5, it's a dominant display from G2, and that is message sent.
Just beautiful Valorant from John Jonah. Fantastic work between the 2.
On the defensive side, locking it down, jaws off was excellent. And once G2 realized that Team Liquid would just go, 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 they slowed down the rounds. They knew exactly what was going on. They had Team Liquid's number.
क्या करे अभी चैट? Professor. भाई लेकिन in defense of Liquid, I think the attacking was
classic. I
good.
sit on 3 of them with no armor, not even touching me.
ना Liquid का attacking actual में अच्छा था यार. वो attacking में बहुत depth था, लेकिन वो depth के वजह से ना थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही deep चले गए वो लोग. हर एक अर्ली फाइट अच्छा किया था बे. पिस्तौल राउंड में भी ये लोग ने सी फाइट लिक्विड ने मस्त रीड किया था, तो उनके साथ कुछ तो लेफ्ट राइट हुआ है, पता नहीं कुछ तो लेफ्ट राइट हुआ है. ऐसा स्कोर लाइन से नहीं हारना था, कुछ तो लेफ्ट राइट हुआ है लिक्विड के साथ. इसकी तो नजर लगी है मेरे हिसाब से. मॉड सी हिट दे रहे सुपर चैट करके. ये टाइम आ गया है भाई. 4-8 मैं राउंड के बारे में नहीं बात कर रहा हूँ, गेम के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ. मतलब दे डिड एवरीथिंग राइट, बट वो ओवर हिट होने के बाद है ना, फर्स्ट पिक होने के बाद जो पोस्ट प्ले उधर मिड गेम में थोड़ा सा वो हो गया. अर्ली गेम सेक्सी खेल रहा था, इसकी तो नजर लग गई भाई. इम्पॉसिबल है स्कोर लाइन भाई, जिससे अब तो लोग ने खेला है. हाँ चलो गाना सुनो. मैं वॉशरूम जाके आया, पानी लेके आया, टिश्यू में अपडेट देख के आया. Be right back, Chad. Nice for a drink of fat fish. You ready? I'm going gold, dude. One game away. आज मैं गोल्ड जा रही हूँ. फिर करूँगी मेरा रिवेंज आर्क फ्रॉम गोल्ड टू असेंडेंट. हाँ स्विगी वाला क्या? हाँ 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 पर कल आया था. मेरे को भी कुछ पर्क्स थे. अरे मैडम मेंबर्स ओनली छोड़ के आ गई. हाँ मेरा मेंबर्स ओनली. जॉर्ज कांग्रेचुलेशंस. थैंक यू थैंक यू थैंक यू थैंक यू गाइस. थैंक यू सो मच. गोल्ड वालों में हाँ ब्रॉन्ज वाला क्या करा. ये क्या स्पीकर था? स्कोर देखो. क्या है क्या स्कोर? 6-6 हो गया. नहीं हो रही बड़ी वाली, क्या करा जाए. कोई नहीं यार चलेगा. Membership.
Hey guys, I'm here right now with Josh of G2.
Thank you
now,
so much
Team
for the
Liquid, they got some early
$2.
momentum that time, and then you took a timeout,
But
and G2 started ramping it up. So I'm
Maybe
curious
your bank
what you told
card
them that
का
time that
कुछ
really
रहेगा,
gave them
limit
that
रहेगा
momentum.
Told them to just trust their reads. I felt like they had a good idea of like how the other team is calling. And we just like kind of messed up some micro. So it's just a matter of like easing into the game. We tend to do that in some of these like stage games so far. Like so once we're warming up a little bit, getting used to our like teammate comms, we were just flowing. So yeah, I mean it was just again reiterating trusting your teammates.
So it should be smooth sailing from here on.
Hopefully.
Well, good luck to you guys.
I mean, G2 looked extremely comfortable on that map. I am your hosting, so I'm back here with Kakuka and Mimi. Given how the way that the map started, are you surprised on how it ended?
A little bit, because Team Liquid, I thought they came out with a really good read going into a lot of these B hits, fighting forward in the post flank, but Josh called that timeout. The players warmed up, and they just kept that momentum rolling for the rest of the half.
Yeah, and it's so important to understand like the way that Team Liquid was repeating maybe the same plan time and time again, and I do think that that timeout changed things up a little bit, because it's also like relying on the composition and your strengths as a team, and as I said, with the comp as well, that gave them what they needed to close that out.
You gotta love a Josh RT timeout. I feel like it always works out for them, but that brings us to our Verizon high-speed moment. We talked about how Jogomo wasn't performing as much as we wanted him to, and he is here turning up.
Yeah, this is a 1v2 that I thought he played really, really well. TPing away, sending a TP over towards A as well, and then full walking back to the position he was just in. And you see here, Kamek just looking the complete other direction, expecting Jaw to come from that TP. And it's little things like that that are getting Jaw a lot of his kills in kind of this year for him with G2. It's not the double satcheling in, flashy raise plays, but what he brings to the team is really consistently well thought out ideas with the Yoru and those occasional big flashy rounds still as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I think time and time again we were seeing Team Liquid just repeat and just go into B, and I feel like G2 got the idea most of the times, and they were delayed so much just because they didn't want to face the rest of the utility that was planted all over the map, that I think they got a little bit lost there.
Yeah, there was a few rounds, right? Liquid just looked a little bit lost, but G2, they fully capitalized on that. We have a round 10 here, and also Jonah P is playing out of his mind.
Absolutely. I think that, as you're saying, he's playing brilliantly. Is at the beginning, this kind of utility plus the peak challenging what Kamo was doing. Yes, finding the kill. This happened in many, many rounds, and then just thinking about like G2, Team Liquid thinking about that plan B became so complicated, because on one side of the map you have Yogemo with the TP out and the operator, and once they get to A, they see also that the device utility is put on there, and just the delaying from G2 makes it an unwinnable round for them.
Yeah, G2 do a really good job, I think, of providing enough pressure on other parts of the map to force teams into these vice sites late on. But you mentioned Team Liquid doing the same rounds. After losing this round 10, they went back into a similar idea. Lurk up towards B, look for a hit there, lose a player, late A exec into the Vice utility. And there was quite a few rounds here where they were going for those late execs into the Vice's site and honestly getting cooked. But the guy doing the damage in mid was Jonah P. I loved how he would get aggressive at times in that area of the map, peeking in, protecting the Vice wall, getting his pick or two, and then playing into the percentage play of going for the retake with the rest of the team.
How dire is the situation for Liquid as we move on to map 2?
I think the most concerning thing, I think that we mentioned it quite a bit, is the throwing up the advantages. Even though we're speaking about, oh, G2 getting the first kill, this and that, in most of the occasions, it was actually Team Liquid getting the opener and just not being able to capitalize on that. G2, as we're saying, relying more on their plans and just making it look good for themselves, understanding their winning conditions. So now moving on to Lotus as the second map, it might make things difficult for Liquid.
Well, I want to see what Coach Lohan had to say ahead of map 2.
Yeah, आज ये stream continue करना पड़ेगा लग रहा है.
Right now with Lohan of Team Liquid. Now, I wanted to
क्योंकि
ask
8 बजे को
famous
5v5 है.
speeches and how
ये
do you
match
see
खत्म ही
these
होएगा
words,
7:30 बजे.
impact the players during really dire rounds, during
काहे
really
गाली
important
दे रहे हो?
moments, and how do you see the team transform after hearing them?
He's a great leader, honestly, inside and outside of the server. I think he's a reference for the boys. And I think if there's someone that can pull the boys up after this game, it's him.
हो जाएगा, मजाक कर रहा था, नया स्ट्रीम करूंगा.
100%.
Heads off है
Really
बेशर्मो.
showing in the game, so best of luck to the team.
मैं देख रहा था कौन-कौन सपोर्टर है, कौन-कौन हिटर्स है
I
करके.
see why they all have a lot of trust in Nats as well, because this is a very, very difficult task for him now. The comp that they showed yesterday, the Lotus that they had to play Mimi just wasn't the best.
He was actually really good on the attack side, but defense fell apart. I think that they really struggled to find the right rotations on that side side of the map.
Five
They're
है,
playing
लेकिन 8
over
बजे.
on their C site a lot, but the attack did have really good macro. I think Nats was calling good rounds there, but I do expect that this is a map that Team Liquid expected to see in the
आएगा
series.
तुरंत देना आएगा.
And I expect it'll be something that they put a lot of attention on after losing it in their last series.
But now the question still is, how much trust did they have on winning that first map? Because that Haven was their map pick. And as we're saying, we're not only confident in the chances for Team Liquid, it's also how well G2 plays this map, Mimi.
They're incredible here, and no surprises.
Oh my God!
Okay. I said that for G2.
Yes.
It's a neon for camo.
Okay,
Yeah.
I absolutely love this because it brings us back to how important is the meta and how it balances out with the comfortability of players.
Yeah, and this is what I kind of expected from Camo a little bit before, because we talked about how he has never played some of the agents they had to run here, but he has played the Neon here before on Lotus, and he looked really, really good doing
Neon
it.
versus
this is a great change-up against G2.
no Sentinel.
G2. They're one of the few teams that doesn't run the Sentinel, that
इसका
doesn't
मतलब
run
पता है
the
क्या है?
Buzz. A lot of their defensive game plan is around fast lobby takes with all
इसका
the
मतलब पता है?
utility they have in this comp. Neon can slide past that,
जल्दी बोलो
circumvent
इसका
it,
मतलब क्या
and
है?
completely change the pace of the game.
तबाही,
for Team
yes.
Liquid. It's do or die
Liquid
for them,
जीतने वाला
and
है.
I think this is a great decision. Going
Let's
to
go.
Lotus.
Finally, we are gonna go
About
map
them being
3
in
और
sync with
लोड़े लगते
Kamek,
मेरे.
with Paditek. I want to see the same things that we see on Abyss in terms of gameplay.
Oh, the
क्योंकि
road to
भाई
get
8
it for
बजे तक
Liquid has
खत्म कर
not
देना.
been easy. It's been a long one. Pansy and Ender, if they want to keep their playoff streams alive, they have to win on Lotus.
It has been an arduous task to get here for Liquid, but now you are facing off against some of the best in the world. G2 coming out on map 1 looking lethal. However, Liquid have adjusted things here. Whether or not we think it's enough, we'll probably find out mostly in the second half.
I mean, genuinely, yeah, I'm excited to see what those execs are going to
क्या
start
कैसे
looking
हो
like
सब
on the
बढ़िया best
attack
of 5
side
है
of
नहीं
things,
best of
but
3 है.
I think what
Best
this
of 5
speaks to
है
me
ना
for
8
Team
बजे.
Liquid is a very heavy anti-prep, right? Mimi's
Yes.
touching on it, how good the Neon can be against
ये
no
शरत
Senti,
है
and the
मतलब
lack of necessarily needing a Yoru, but really to me, this is reminding me of what the first half of Haven looked like, with all these aggressive plays they
apology
had to
movie
read, they had a
चाहिए
game plan.
language.
And I think for Team Liquid, what's important is the game plan sticks early and they adjust as G2 continue to mix things up.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy to put G2 into that box, though. Again, they have been at the receiving end of what it feels like to play against an aggressive Neon. You know, hopefully they forget map 3 and recent enough series.
I'm trying to push that out of my mind, personally.
But for G2, they faced this problem. They didn't do well at facing it before. They were brought down to their knees, but I don't know if Liquid have that capability, that level to go to, because I feel like we're back in reality, right? The game just gone against Sen, we saw what could be with Liquid. You know,
Exactly.
that was the highest potential from them, an absolute thriller of a game. But reality hits you quick, right? You're brought right back down to earth. And G2 have a point to prove. A lot of people,
सर
a lot
आप
of
कब
question
खेल रहे हो
marks
विजिट
at them
में
after that
कल
performance against EDG.
कल और
Map
परसों
1,
वो
they're
मेरा
writing
गेम्स है.
at least my worries. But whether or not they can make it happen in map 2, we're about to find out.
G2 have never had this high of expectations coming into a global event. Always been the second seed, but they finally won in Americas. Now it's about sending it home. Making it into the top 4 is the sole Americas representative sticking in.
So coming in, G2 on the attacking side, of course, meaning Liquid on the defense, and that Neon doesn't quite have that same impact, but I wonder if Liquid would like to play that as maybe a little bit of flavor to this.
It's interesting, G2 waiting for the aggression, waiting for Team Liquid to overplay their hand. But eventually they've got to do something, and they're going to move back over into a C-trap.
They might be rattled after what happened on that last map, having the right read, but sadly couldn't stick the landing. But now, step for step, mirroring the rotation.
It's a great adjustment from G2, moving over into the A site, and Baby Door not broken, I don't believe, so Kamek's going to rotate back into spawn. That should be G2 getting onto this site. Not too difficult. 2 players going to jump into TL.
But I'm looking at this flank as well for Camo. That lack of Sentinel will be a factor. He can get behind them fast.
Oh!
But can Liquid hold down the side? Kamek getting a little baited by that one, but blinded as well. Will to be done. Paditek and Nats spinning on a dime. Liquid this time, making it count.
Let's go! भाई कैसा जीता लिक्विड ये राउंड परफेक्ट ब्लाइंड था परफेक्ट स्टन था
those rotations just right.
यूरो हेवन में था किसको पता नहीं what the
G2 finding the
fuck
opener on the side hit, and then Nats, Paditek, holding down the fort. Not too shabby.
the fuck
Okay.
They came after G2, avoided that early stack. Yeah, I want to see this
ये
again,
मारा
because Kamek didn't really have much of a chance, but Yeah, okay. Attack just holding Nats' left while Nats can deal with the right. Those two guys, shoulder to shoulder. Not going to shut them down.
And I do quite like what Liquid did, almost herding them straight through towards A, right positioning for it. Very similar beginning. Again, this kind of 2-2-1 leaving that hyper passive on that A site, willing to let the site go.
अरे मैं सोचा था nerf gun का लेकिन गलती से आँख में लग गया इतना close.
Especially play B, it means very fast rotates into both A and C. Again, we're seeing Nats play off site, wait for his teammates to get over, and look to jump back down.
Oh dear, these sites are not looking all that accessible right now. And now Jonah P and Leaf gonna try and put something together, make it a little costly, get warmed into this one. You're not looking likely to convert the round, and especially in Leaf's position here. Spike left very far away. If you could do a bit of damage, that'd be very nice.
Yeah. That was nice from Leaf too. I think he had to use the height of the cage to give himself a little path to drop on down with. So Leaf finally ends up getting spotted here. Quick rotate from Team Liquid, already working wonders for them. Expect to see G2 really start to slow down the pace of these rounds after getting punished, accelerating in. Now Leaf's going to run into a high-low. Yeah, fun times.
Very nice. But look, map one, it kind of felt like this a little bit, right? We were like, oh, Liquid look really good.
Right,
wow, they've got some great ideas. And then G2 took that one timeout, and it was like, well, game's over. That's map done. Brilliant. But, you know, again, for Liquid, they've clearly done their homework here. They've come in with a really well-made plan, it looks like, at least.
And you know, we heard Josh RT sort of talking in his interview there about how G2 can sometimes be a little bit slower to start. They read on their opponents. One thing he's great at is calling those timeouts and then having exactly the right read on what TL, what their opponents are going to be doing. See here, though, TL playing very light on this C side. Camo's trying to show there to say, hey, it could still be that trap play, and then bait G2 to finish into A like they have the last two rounds.
Do they do it? Joel's going to get building towards ult, that's fine. And it's a very different setup as well. Door, not in the same sort of look. Different utility setup as well from Liquid. Heavier emphasis, at least towards that initial B approach. Wondering if Nats does adjust. He's going to be caught out in a little bit of an uncomfortable spot here. Nearly got punished, does get away. But it's very indicative this A approach is happening now.
Yeah, it's tough for TL because I think they overthought it a little bit, rotated over into C, didn't think G2 would do the same thing 3 rounds in a row, but they have.
Waiting as Kiko can get out from this as well. Yeah, nice. Nats still playing around on the side too, turns the flash, but he can't get some full safety. Wait, hold on, he's still alive, and Liquid flooding back on the side. G2 just depending, banking on Jonah P to save them, and he couldn't do enough. G2, I felt, had that in hand.
Nats को report कैसे करें?
Apparently.
What the hell?
3 rounds in a
क्या
row.
बंदा है
Once again,
भाई?
Team Liquid trying to drop into that site quickly. This time it's Kiko with the Outlaw.
Nats.
क्या है ये भाई?
Well, look at this. I mean, getting all 3, yeah, that's lovely, but still finding that space to work.
क्या बंदा है यार Nats यार?
He's much earlier on the angle to arrive, so G2 aren't, you know, slowly trying to clear him out. He just gets pushed completely out.
0.
Camo. This is really dangerous. This could be a lost vandal here, but do they check? They absolutely do. Very diligent from G2, punishing these positions that have worked well for Liquid.
Still, they don't want to overcommit into this B side. Team Liquid are here again, so quick to move on the map. But it does mean they leave their C site a little weak, their A site weak too. So now that the ultimate comes in from Jogamo, he's going to realize that it's a very passive setup from Team Liquid on C.
Yeah, still holding towards Waterfall, still holding towards CT. I don't know how much Jaw's going to see. Gets, he commits! Outrageous, goes for it up towards Kiko. I guess he had to at that point, but traded in. Now they can start fighting back towards the site. They're going to clear through site itself. Trent, you can't forget about Trent, but it's Jonah P up in the feed, waiting for a victim. That's outdone by Valen. And again, G2 on these bonuses, well, not even bonuses, half buys, these stingers come out on top.
I am scratching my head a little bit because it's oddly reminiscent
Why does it feel like
of Haven. Right, Team Liquid come out with a great read. They know exactly what to do to beat G2. And then all of a sudden, it's G2 with a MasterCard Thrifty stealing away around.
That feels like a really big identifier. Like, starting to see what's happening towards B, these fast rotations. This is big info they're gathering, and they convert the round.
Exactly, abusing the
play of the year.
Main, knowing that there's a little bit of gap to work with, so he can get the shots down to deal with that player.
Now getting to the meat of things. Gonna see 2 Guardians. Yeah, so Camo and Kiko on those.
This is the real test round for Team Liquid because they've changed their setup. Now it's Camo solo A. He's been solo in a couple of these rounds. It's all right. As long as he's good on that first contact. And the difference for Team Liquid is they're not showing really any forward presence. The only forward line they're holding is Camo over here. And you'd
come on, bye. Come on, man. Come on, man. Kill 2.
Where G2 currently are heading towards, getting nothing off the Teo utility, and Camo, that's enough. That's more than enough information to try and back away. You don't want to outstay your welcome. Falls deeper towards site.
I imagine this time Baby Door is broken. Team Liquid threatening maybe a little bit deeper of a trap play over towards that A site. G2 have decided just to embed Leaf.
B जाएगा तो ठीक है. C जाता तो नाट्स में 3 मार.
Invested here and there, trying to draw those rotations around the map.
These are the rounds G2 love to play. Get the perfect read against their opponents. They can use this clone to break the tripwire in the choke, but again, Team Liquid have a couple of guys here to stop them.
Yeah, we saw that heavier emphasis towards C, towards that B site, leaving just that one-man Camo over towards A. G2 trying to just brute force it, I guess. Have to respect the util again. A good little stall, 20 seconds. Flank potential. They were towards C, didn't go CT.
They're gonna go
through door, and they're gonna run it. They have to, I guess. They were getting no luck towards that B site, but they're running low on time. It's a little bit deadly. They don't have the full information, but they have to take a gamble.
It's a brilliant call from Valen, realizing the fast rotate from Team Liquid, but check this out. Jonah P stepping forward into stairs. He gets the first kill, but shut down quickly by Camo.
Nice trade there. Not going to let that get too far, but man advantage still with Liquid. Very deep post plants. Look at the util they have. Trent going to have util. Leaf has util. Valen can play a little closer, play a little further forward.
That's going to be such a problem from the space, though, and Valen doesn't clear him away.
Clean.
And away you go, the salvos, but Nats! Look at a little vintage again, but time. Leaf can buy time. He does need to go nuclear, and the stance there. They're just running him down. Diffuse needs to come in.
निकाल लिया.
Oh, good this time.
Oh, close that.
Yeah, all good.
Right? Don't do it to me again, but let's kind of talk about that round, because it felt like it was all in the shadows, right?
Yes.
This kind of brilliantly baited rotation. Util here, util there. Camo having to keep his nerve on that solo side hold. But then sticking the landing.
ये जो भोपू बजा के आप न्यूज़ दे रहे हो ना,
exactly right.
उससे अच्छा काम करो, काम रिजल्ट देगा.
Team Liquid are sort of over-rotating.
पता ही न्यूज़ वाला बन के बैठे हो.
They're always getting bodies on site. Every time G2
भैया
exec,
जी मैं
they
कितना
see
grind
3,
कर रहा
4,
हूँ.
sometimes 5
अभी
people.
मेरा स्क्रिप्ट
So he
खत्म हो
realizes,
गया.
okay, with
अब
Leaf
मैं
over
रैंक
towards A,
राइड
we
करूँगा,
can
कल
move into
मैं
that
वापस
side of the
स्क्रिप्ट
map.
करूँगा, फिर
The
रैंक राइड
problem
करूँगा.
was, because that
टूर्नामेंट
rotate
रहेगा
went through
तब मैं
Baby
हार
Door,
जाऊँगा.
because that door's been broken down, Nats is
जाओ
going to
रेवेंस
be
के
a
लिए हो गया आपका.
constant problem. And G2 playing full off-site opened up that angle for him to punish.
चिल करना है, चिल्ली करोगे अभी है ही नहीं मैच तो चिल्ली करोगे और क्या करोगे?
Glimpses of map 1, doesn't it? Almost a similar timeout as well, but 4-1.
जीत गया DC9. Yay!
Neons on this map in a while, right? You've got to kind of re-bring that to the forefront. I do want to see what they come up with, because it was the perfect cure to their woes on Haven, right? Those adjustments were fantastic. It left Liquid looking a little shallow on their ability to adapt. So does G2 have that same brilliance here?
I would imagine. So honestly, Josh RT has been so effective calling these timeouts, having the right read. And it's those identifiers, right? Where it's not just fixing the next round, it's solving the next 3-4 rounds. We've seen so many of these, 4-player setups, these trap setups, front B towards C. But that last round was different, right? Finally, we saw a look with Camo playing up into rubble. There weren't players behind him that time around. But I think G2, if they do earlier scouting into A, that will sort of unlock whether or not it's going to be that neon trap setup BC or a heavier rubble.
I just feel like I'm waiting with bated breath to see what the masterminds come up with, right?
Well, the thing is, right, they see the neon sun over towards A, they see the Kamek missiles as well, so it's time to speed up on a C hit potentially.
But I've never seen Liquid go this deep. They've never gone this far. Leafs in trouble. They disrespected Camo once more. Now slow down and held back. Trent and Jonah P with the revenge. Get the trades and get the man to the good and punish this aggression.
Now G2, we still got a minute and 10 seconds, and they've left Jogamo towards C. This is something they love to do. His TP isn't very deep, it's just to send him, a little bit back towards sand. Wait for this re-aggro into mid. Nats is going to get the trade on through. But still, now G2 realizing that a little bit can move back into jaw.
So they know where both players are now, right? They know where Nats is, they know where Kiko is. Doesn't need to do too much, right? You just hold the space you got, make sure you facilitate that cross, get that spike in safely.
It's a good angle.
Wait. Kiko's still on for this one. Yeah, he is! Kiko takes away Jaw, the safety net now removed. He's starting to feel a bit more threatened here. Has Nats closed in already? Is he on the flank? Where the hell have they gone?
And Kiko puts the smoke in center sight. So again, he could be moving around. He could be trying to flank. Sticking this plant here is risky.
It feels really unnerving, right? Your palms getting a little sweaty. Trent still close to sight. Same with Valen. They're not taking too many risks. And there's no reward that time. But can Nats again clutch up here? Valen on the other side. Plenty to play with. Lovely work from Valen. It felt so uncomfortable, but he finds crystal clear clarity at the end.
I was wondering who was going to be able to 1v1 Nats. It's going to be the IGL for G2.
और मैं अभी आपका वॉर देख के खेला ये हुई ना बात मैं वही बोला ऐसा खेलना चाहिए
G2 have done so well to wait and pause, feel out that aggression.
देख रहे हो टीचर आते देख रहे हो इनकम 40 रुपए सुपर चैट दिया बंदे ने
Figured out Team Liquid's tendencies now.
That's a big round too, right? Wow, that's got to get them.
I mean, you could too if you wanted.
Yeah, but not wrong. But a huge round for the momentum swing as well. Down to bits and bobs. The money not great for Liquid now. You can see how close these rounds have been, that it's broken so quickly. And of course, for the other side for G2, it's a nice mental reset, right? Starts feeling reminiscent of Haven. So I feel like you've got that nice approach.
थोड़ा सा लीड हाथ से जा रहा है
honestly though, Liquid also had a similar timeout, of course, in essence, because they controlled the same one that G2 called. So for them here, I like them going aggressive in that timeout. It kind of keeps a little unknown. I don't mind them being disruptive in it.
And then to go for this more passive setup. Now, G2 have actually dodged this play. It's a fake hit into C. But what this ult does is it pulls Team Liquid. They had a 4-player trap going off the Cypher camera on A. And now the Spike can slowly walk in and move onto that side of the map as G2 leave Giacomo on the site. That's no problem. Actually, he's going to TP back over to A now.
Oh, भाई चार बंदे पट से इधर आ गए.
Going on, right? Like, but you are being pulled around the map. It's just.
Sorry, I'm sorry. It's not Jaw that's going to be inserted B. It's going to be Jonah P.
But of course.
Yeah, there's always that way.
But of course. Ooh, okay. Well, suddenly this round doesn't feel so kind of flat. You've got an invested ult here, but this time it runs out pretty quick, right? You got to get moving on this. If you want to get some value, you got to get going, and you're going to get nothing. And there's that flank. Whoa, that's crispy from Jonah P. Good trade right back in. Okay, look, I'm not out of this round yet. Make me a believer in something here, Liquid, because it's looking like it's going to be solid from G2. They needed a secure round. They're going to get a secure round.
And Kamek hits the ulti.
What?
I mean, that would have been real nice if there were more players left on site to maybe swing off that, but that's a major investment in a 1v3.
Huh. A little surprised. I mean, I guess you could say Jonah P used theirs, but I mean, that's sort of the whole thing, right? That got you a whole round. That's fine. That's completely acceptable. This felt about 10 seconds too late.
But you got to remember, it's such a high-pressure situation, right? You know, life on the line in the tournament, you're already down one map. Sometimes you get in these situations where you feel like you've got to be a hero.
Sure. Going runabouts, having a wander, having a go at things.
Was baby door broken for him? That's nice.
Oh, that B site is looking absolutely vulnerable. Leaf going to try and set this up and really secure it. This is going to be an absolute muddy round. Paddy's just going to go in for it. Trent's going to find Kamek. Good luck finding any of these kills. Leaf, Jaw, all in unison. And in the chaos, G2 looking composed. And Liquid left once again in a similar scenario, not having the answers. G2 now right back in the game at 4 apiece.
Can we check if that's the fastest round in Masters? Because that was maybe 25 seconds. Absolutely mental. Just sending it flying into the site after G2 run a fake exec, after they played all these slow rounds. Finally increasing the pace. I'm a little bit shocked too, because again, Team Liquid had 4 players here ready to flood into that site. But all chewed up by the Viper's Pit, by the Snake Bite. Just not going to happen.
That's a string around starting to form here, right? Like,
3-1 था ना, 3-0
the similarities are eerie.
It's a bit unnerving, but this is again where we compliment G2, their depth, their ability to adapt, to identify. And I want to be able to say the same thing for Liquid, but so far haven't seen that. Their money has been an issue. Obviously here as well, down to the Sheriffs. And clean rounds are something you don't seem to get this often. A luxury you're not afforded.
Right.
And there is a player chilling over towards A. Nats hanging out by the door.
Don't forget there's a Rolling Thunder here.
ये जा रहे वापस भाई ट्राइड कर रहे हैं G2 वाले
G2's macro is just next level. It's all about leaving these inserts that hear all the rotates. They know Team Liquid don't have sticky feet. They're running all over the map. They're making noise. Valen is playing with his food right now. I'm not even kidding.
Spike का sound करके वापस ही जाएंगे.
Liquid have no idea what's going on, right? This just feels really uncomfortable. That's still over towards A. There's a lurk already ahead of him. Valen behind them. Liquid are just lost. G2 getting a full grip on this game. Barring that one shot coming in from Kamek, cool. But the round's looking like G2 flavored from start to end.
Yeah, Team Liquid are like, where's Leaf? Leaf's already killed Nats over on A. This guy could be coming in everywhere. And somehow he's just slipping around him like a ghost.
Yeah, this guy's just behind him the whole time. He's on a secret mission. Liquid just lost in this. Oh, that's lovely. Jaws on the site. They finally made it over here, but there's threats everywhere. George just gets to dance around on the site. They're going to need a bit more than this.
Come on, man.
Oh, there's still util. If you thought it was going to get close, that should really be the final hitter if needed. It's not. G2 continue their march back into this one.
Leaf's just in their walls. Like, no matter where they look, he's going to be there.
ये लोग को लग रहा है ये लोग जीतने वाले हैं.
Played this map twice so far this year. They played against C9 in kickoff.
Attacking map है. अपना comeback आएगा.
There's not a ton of tape, but what you'll see on their attacking side is always looking to embed these works. And you think about it, it's been a different player basically every round. The first we saw was Jog, then it was Jonah, now it's Leaf. So you can't just rely on the fact of like, oh, I didn't see this one guy.
A Nats, for example.
Exactly. It's just very hard to read, and G2 have the book on Team Liquid.
It's genuinely like a pleasure to watch a team be able to pull that off and be able to kind of interchange that individual, be it, as said, Leaf one round, Jonah P another. It doesn't really matter. As you said, it could be any of them. So you never get any security in trying to identify where these players are. And G2's been incredibly slippery.
जीता तो 500% सुना 150 का membership नहीं लिया तूने patch के
site approaches, you always feel like they've got another player somewhere else. They're heading to another site. It's a long rotation. Liquid, I feel like you almost have to go over aggressive and take some space somewhere. You know, really stamp some authority on the map.
There's two schools of thought, right? One is go aggressive, always move forward, is sort of beat, so they can't be behind you. And the other is fall back into trap plays and stop over rotating, right? Because since round one, they've just been full abandoning side down. When G2 were committing to the side hits, but G2 are no longer doing that, and it's
एक जगह और fight करने पड़ेगा bro.
It looks like they're going back to a very early.
दोनों और लेने वाला है.
That's very passive towards A.
The 2C2B. That's just their pistol. Maybe a little bit more passive than that.
Forced away. Kiko actually decides to take matters into his own hands, and I kind of like it. Sometimes you've got to pull up your own number. It is highly risky, but he's won them a fight on an extremity. We do see them now exploring towards this B site. They still have Leaf on the other side, so it's certainly not without an idea.
Look at Camo spot right in the
they
corner.
Clear
No
it,
one's ready
they
for
clear
him.
it, right? How are they letting Camo get away with that? Two big kills, and suddenly Liquid looking like they're back with a sign of life here. And now just Leaf.
Come on, man! Come on, man!
Nice setup. You never expect Neon just sitting in your corner with a drone going forward.
Don't come on, man.
Too much pushing against him. Team Liquid are on the hunt. And that's what I wanted to see.
5-5.
Right,
attacking map है. ठीक है, ठीक है.
It's the early aggressive play right from Kiko. He's going to be the hero, and then it falls back into the trap setup. You can do a little bit of both and still find those angles to punish a team.
Well, it did feel a bit coin flip with Kiko though, didn't it? It was a bit like, you know, it's a risky look, and I don't mind it. I don't mind it once in a while, right? You gotta
yes sir, Arden Rao, yes sir.
You can't feel like you're gonna be losing every single fight that you swing on, but this then kind of puts G2 back, maybe in the same mentality of how they dealt with this first, but it's a further investment on player towards C. 3 bodies here now.
Yeah, gonna be a quick refight here off of Breach Sun, presumably. Here it goes.
Oh my god, yeah, they're going in for it. They want to fight. They want to draw blood. They are after it. G2 slip away into the night. How far would Liquid want to chase this? Surely no further.
Benefit of the double teleports. Valen can get out. John the Aura, no
problem.
And Leafs used this time, seeing 3 players on the C site to work into A. You know, knows the Cypher's going to be set up there, so G2 now testing out B, making sure no one's in that corner like in the last round. Could maybe even work to re-clear into sand, potentially.
They want to at least put the pressure on that, right? Kind of force away some of this aggression.
The fake re-clear into sand is nice, and TPing out.
I think top 2
Actually a whole lot of trouble. He's going to try and run this side. There's no escaping it, looks like, but he's found a pocket to play from. And it's Camo to take away Chocobo. The madness on the site itself. Bomb is not secure. Nats is still here. He's been left with this side. He is in control of it again. It doesn't matter the number or the odds. He's always good for it. Nats is outstanding at his job.
Give the man a raise! He's lifted his whole team up! Nats is sitting 16 and 6. I mean, this is vintage. This is peak. Back when this guy was on top of the world, he was doing stuff like this consistently, and now it's just another day at the office for him.
Unbelievable. God. We're getting more and more glimpses of it, right? You know, we saw it in that Sentinels game, we're seeing it here. The original icon of the role. It almost became like this cautionary tale of what could be, but it's been a while since we've seen it so regularly. But back into the things here. 6-5. G2 still at the door. But a good adaptation from Liquid after these timeouts, but it's pacey here from G2. Trent could be in trouble. They focused on fighting towards CT, but they've left a gap here. Trent trying to stay alive. How are they doing this? There's 4 players from Liquid on the site here. Trent's still standing. I have no idea how.
Just a mess of a round. Trent now calling in his teammates to get back into the site, using a site smoke for that, and he finds the opener.
Trent's been good in all the chaos before as well.
भाई कितना ही यूटिल के बीच में प्लांट हो रहा है, सप्रेस हो रहा है, स्टन कर रहे हैं, वाह ओमेन ब्लाइंड दे रहे हैं, यूरो टीपी मार रहे हैं, ब्लाइंड दे रहे हैं, कितना यूटिल.
Yeah, you can see as to why. It's rough by all accounts. G2 closed this one down, tying things up at 6 apiece.
Switching sides.
Absolutely blistering round from G2. Speeding into the site, overwhelming. And madness as well. Team Liquid flying on in. These rounds are scrappy, they're messy, but Team Liquid are continuing to challenge.
जो बंदा स्टन है उसको तुमको ब्लाइंड भी करना है, सप्रेस भी करना है, खेलो भाई तुम लोग ही खेल लो. सीधा.
So a much closer affair here.
Alt F4.
Once again, we do have a little bit of a treat for you, hearing from Valen with the Omen player moment.
Nice day.
What's up guys, I'm Valen and I'm the IGL for G2. Yeah, tough loss versus EDG in the previous match. They played a phenomenal game, so I'm not really intimidated or scared after that result. Key takeaway for me is just how pressuring they were playing. They were taking back a lot of map space, and so they were shrinking it on us. Felt like on that last map, Fracture, we were just running into a brick wall every round because they just kind of knew our intent. So for me, it's more so denying that information, and from there, you know, we just got to keep the defense on their toes.
Loves a bit of it. Yeah, oh, okay, all good, Leaf. All good for Leaf, lovely for him.
The fans here in Bangkok are phenomenal. I know you guys were cheering for EDG mainly, but every time I step on the stage, I feel like I'm at home because you guys are fans of the game, and I appreciate that. And to the fans back home, you know, long hours, you know, you guys are busy, but you're getting up early to watch us play. It means a lot for us. So we appreciate all the love back home, and we're gonna make you proud.
Hear Valen talking about the fans in the venue here, saying how much he appreciates them, and I can hard vouch for this guy. After map 1 ended, all the other 9 players left to go to the back, you know, have a banana, go to the back, whatever you need. Valen walks to the front of the stage, raising his arms up, getting them hyped. He is living for moments like these. And now,
very humble. To
use that energy to close things out for G2.
Okay, now we get to see that neon on this side as well, right? This was meant to be the thing that garnered all our attention, that maybe gave us a reason to believe in this Liquid approach.
Yeah, and I love the switch up coming in. Again, G2 don't play the Sentinel, so you don't need the Euro clone to break the Vise wall or the Cypher util, anything like that. What they can use Camo for is very fast fights again, maybe even looking into fighting towards spawns pretty consistently. But in this round, G2 ready. with a defensive fault line to catch out the front B aggro.
All missiles away.
Okay, we're going to be in straight for a brawl apparently. How are you looking so calm under all that? Just walks in, takes two.
आगे पीछे चलता बे क्या dodge करके मारा उसने दो?
Just brutal. The spike was in front B as well, so it's not like G2 or Team Liquid rather can speed up into the C site. Kiko's just going to toss out that top side smoke to threaten some kind of a walk in there. But G2 have already backed away.
कौन जिंदा
Play the
है?
numbers advantage, shrink together. It's only going to be Jaw left on that forward line towards A.
कौन बताओ कौन?
Chances it looks like for G2, right?
Nice.
It's always with numbers advantage with them. Very fundamental gameplay. What it does mean is it offers a lot of space to the attackers.
भाई बहुत मार लिया दो बहुत हो गया
I
चलो.
think G2 know, what space is given, how they want to approach it. Leaf trying to find a little bit of gap to play from, and he's actually done really well in this reposition here, and he can kind of check. No one slipped through. No one's now trying to sneak in towards B. I'm good. He's just checking. He's just making sure, but...
Hold on.
Okay, but now the timing, speaking of that...
He slipped in.
Just after Leaf checked this. Oh, that's gutting. Okay, that's going to be heard. That's an additional body towards CT.
They're going to stall the plant for the kill.
It's fine, it's fine. Kiko going to find Jonah P and get them that security through Waterfall to be able to focus towards CT, but there's a flank on the way, and Kiko makes an absolute meal of it. It's Nats and Patatek now feeling a little bit surrounded.
Let's go Nats, come on, show them!
Swing can't do it, Valen looking like he can. The new showman himself. And G2 taking away another chance here for Liquid to show off that Neon.
Yeah, that strong opening fight just sort of neuters the round from TL. Kiko maybe found that timing to get the kill. And G2 responding very nicely with a flank of their own. And it's not super common that you'll see G2 go for a lot of early fights. With the Breach Sun especially on this map of Lotus, a lot of times they'll hold on to that ability for, stalling out your hits, maybe looking to use it for some re-clears. So I think even just bringing that in as a look versus TL catches them a bit off guard on the pistol.
It's going to start feeling a little uphill for Liquid. Sheriff's going to be coming out. They want to feel potentially competitive. But G2 look really comfortable in these sort of rounds. Again, it was some of them. Haven. This time,
come on, man.
Come on. Takes away Jaw, but Leaf controls that B side. Through here for Palisade.
Door open, trying to push into Jonah. He's got the Guardian, so time to flash and fall back into sight, calling the reinforcements.
He looks good, though. He doesn't look like he's going to be swamped here. He does. Re-peek into Nats, maybe. A little bit of a wake-up call. You can't take this too lightly. And they've wrapped the site, trying to gap close towards stairs. Handled again. It gets dangerous.
Come on, man! Come on, man! Come on!
1 minute to play with. Spike is in hand.
मेरे तो भाग के सी जाता था. पूरा इसका भागता था ना वैलिन भाई पकड़ ही नहीं पाते. Power of Neon. हाँ? भागते रहो.
Hasn't found a gun either.
That Sheriff rang true, and it might be ringing again. He gets around the corner. Paranoia primed. He does the dance. He gets away to safety. Another step. Camo looking back.
अरे यार गन मिला.
Hard. Team Liquid can be down on 6 as G2 make it up to 8.
That one stings too. Team Liquid think they have a moment to get themselves back into the round. It started with Camo here. Again, his whole team dies if he doesn't get that kill. They're all stunned. But he got in front of it. Then after bringing it into the one-on-one, he was pounding his desk. He was not faltering in that moment.
Clean Mara.
It's because you can feel it, right? You can feel how close that was. Almost tangible, pulling off what felt like a near-on miracle, but what it is. It's now a nice bonus for G2. Guardian Stingers, odds and ends, sure, but they've got a lovely little lead here. Liquid need to start cooking now.
Huh?
Look how many bodies are on this site.
This
door opens, everyone's stunned.
Oh god, door's not stuck, it's gonna be stuck. Is there any way out for them? It's Camo to take down Jonah P, so actually, Liquid standing tall for now, but G2 looking a little bit tricky on this one. I like it, trying to get under their skin.
Camo steps up to be the hero in another round. But Team Liquid in a tough spot. They don't have a lurk, they don't have much space. With G2 holding the fort down, good shot from Kiko. Will equalize.
अल्पन बराबर टीम को नहीं मिल रहा है यार, कम्बो को मिल जाएगा।
Away, but he's now gonna have to keep this in mind, right?
ब्रिज को चाहिए थोड़ा किल।
Valen's got Nats. Valen is in the smoke. Valen is in the smoke. Someone, please don't let Valen get away with this. He's such a cheeky little player. He'll take those high risks. And Liquid looking like they're stalled out here. Yeah, they're pausing for a second, waiting for that util to come back up. But why do I feel G2 are a bit naughty about this one? The timing might just be right. Valen got caught looking away, it felt like, but Trent's still standing, as is Leaf. Numbers could be an issue now, down to a 2v3. And Leaf's recovered an absolutely prized possession. They're not looking this way at all. Surely someone's going to keep an eye on this at some point. How close can Leaf get? Okay, Kiko's having a glance now. Shoulders it for a second. Got to have some distraction. Help him out here. Trent's the one to find it. Trent can try and clear the corners here, but the likelihood, the chances are starting to dwindle. 6 HP in a Sheriff.
Left, right,
not quite the same impact as Leaf with the Vandal. And I think we know how this is gone. Kiko going to find it.
Shit, party है ना?
That was a bonus.
कम्बो का ult पे जीत सकते हैं।
It was a bit of a spooky one, getting stalled out for so long in tree. I was spooked.
I mean, yeah, no, I'm with you.
I was spooked for
बहुत stall किया भाई, बहुत fight किया लोग ने
लेकिन.
लेकिन.
Didn't actually fall to the stun missile combo going into back rubble. Dealt with
अगर देखो तो too much once a legend एक में एक फंसेगा, एक डेड दूसरा फंसेगा. Language haters.
They just look a little dour, don't they? If you're looking at Liquid, they don't look pumped up even in their wins. I mean, you're probably not proud of that one. You're not walking away going, great first buy there, boys, loving that, more of that. But, you know, I want to see them get a little lively here. Get pumped up into this. As already you can see that first hand, that first move shown with that Viper's Pit towards B.
Bit odd, throwing up the neon wall onto C, trying to fake an exec, but no one running on through. Really, Team Liquid, I think they're expecting some kind of reaction from G2, some sort of forward fighting after this Viper's Pit went down, but it hasn't really happened so far. Okay, Team Liquid here, a Teho drone over towards C, maybe think that's going to be the strong side of the map, but G2 are already starting to shift into an anticipated A exec.
I almost feel like you'd want to double back towards C after hearing that Teho drone. You show a little bit of presence towards A. Overall, what it short, looking lost or like a little out of it on that one. Maybe not fully focused on what was coming their way. Nats has got a great lurk here, but
exactly.
Do they now call the retreat? Right, he's in a good position, but it's not super forward.
The thing is, because no one stepped out into sand space, Team Liquid are reading that G2 have rotated through spawn quickly into A. Once you go down in numbers, those are really your two calls. Are you bolstering up the defense on A, or are you looking to scout for some kind of info? I think this is great macro from Team Liquid.
चलो जीत गया. अभी तो बहुत अल्ट थे यार. अब तो continuous snowball कर सकते हैं.
And very disciplined from Nats there. It's not once maybe take the temptation to take that space early would have obviously been there, but again I liked it, waiting for everyone to come over.
10 seconds
No. We're gonna be able to plant, right? We're not gonna be stalled out, right? You can see them there, like guys, do not let Waterfall go any other way than ours right now. Let me get that spike down and then we can talk. But they're all gonna come down and keep G2 at bay.
Wow, Team Liquid throwing everything into that. The firing squad for Waterfall. Now G2 on the approach.
They're up by ramp though. This is really risky. G2 clearing house. G2 break down the door, sweep through the sights. And where the hell was Liquid in that? Looking asleep at the wheel.
It's a massacre. G2 without a duelist. It doesn't matter. I've got to see that one more time because that just takes all the wind out of Liquid's sails.
I'm amazed they played so dedicated towards the site. They were so risky at that point.
They had the breach ult to play off of, so you'd think they could have done something with that. But then once they didn't fight forward into water, they were just kind of
breach ult के साथ लड़े कैसे नहीं बे?
So odd. You can see tons of that utility coming in from the breach Teho, forcing them off the lines they're holding, forcing them off those complementary angles. And then all of a sudden you have to look two different ways. G2, the timings they're taking out into the site, punish it perfectly.
Pause for Liquid here. And again, if I'm looking around imagining it's frustrating, after what felt like a very good read, Nats with that very late lurk, kind of pulling those rotations towards A, and then again, him finding that nice timing to take the site. Now the post plan is going to be a real frustration, I can imagine. And especially at such a pivotal moment, right? This is going to put their money in question, and then it's double digits for G2. And then you're starting to think, well, they've also got map 1. This could be a 2-0, right? This is when it all compounds.
Yes. And you're also thinking about the ultimate cycling going on through because they invested the Breach ult in that last round. Okay, Team Liquid, you have no real power ults coming up. You're still pretty far away for Cammy K. It's bad when your opponents have a pet name for you and they're beating you.
Rough.
And it's worse when G2 have the ult cycles coming in, the Yoru, the Breach, the Taeho. Like, you win this round here from G2, and you are set up beautifully to snowball that through the rest of it.
And we have to stress, this is life on the line, right? This is staying in this. Elimination between these two. So if Liquid let this slip between their fingertips, they only have themselves to blame, as G2 looking sharper and sharper by the second. Camo going to take the space though. Fallon the one to deal with it, and this is down to pretty much Camo and Kiko trying to make something out of nothing, but it's controlled again. G2 at the helm, looking unfazed by Liquid.
The kills went in all the right places for G2 as well. We've got Dimensional Drift, we've got a Tail ult coming online. G2 are primed and ready for this next round. But this will have been the one team we're seriously talking about. Hold some good rounds. Post plants have been an issue. Finding ways to unlock Nats as well.
I'm so sorry, buddy.
Hey, look, it's for the greater good of the round, but we are into this one and it's pacey, at least as an early start, right? A show of force.
Yeah, it's a funky one, right?
Chalo bhai,
show a lot of presence
it's time. Dekho, elimination match hai, 7-10 hai. Guja!
Oh my god, he's a lucky boy today.
Chal mein kaun gusta hai?
He's just walked into his death. Jonah P on the punish. It is traded by Nats, but they're feeling desperate, and desperation reeks throughout this. Jaw gonna find Patatek just wandering away. What is this?
What's going on? There's fights on two fronts, and G2 are winning everywhere. Camo gets the spike, but he has to be a hero for the team. He gets the burst. Camo staying alive here, baiting out shots, but now it truly is him against the world.
I know
where you are, and they're closing in. G2 wanting to put Liquid in their graves as Camo tries to shift around.
Come on, man!
2 on one side.
Come on, man!
On the flank. You give him a 1v1 though. You're playing a risky game. You've got to tighten up.
Come on, man!
Camo could absolutely do this, but Nerve's starting to play a factor. You can see it. Trying to toy with the time, and he's got the angle now. Hold on.
Come on, man!
And they double swing. G2 fighting together. Not letting that slip. Not allowing Liquid in the door. That is another round for them. And Liquid, what was that round?
Just the final glimmer of hope, it felt like. Going away. Kamek tried to take that timing, punish the player he knew was out in B, but G2 have been playing together on that site. Weren't gonna let that happen. It's just heartbreaking for Camo again. I feel, right, he had that one moment earlier against Valen that just slips away.
Close.
Even there, he had isolated fights, getting chip damage, but couldn't quite finish off a kill.
That's the difference here, isn't it? You can't win all on your own. You can see when maybe Nats has a good game or two, but to ask that every single time it's just not going to happen, and G2 won't let it happen. This could be 12. This could be match point coming in. Jaw wants to go for a walk. Takes himself forward and he's not alone. You're rarely alone with G2. It looks like they all swing and they take a stand. Valen willing to brawl out on it. Takes out Patatek too.
2 kills there is just unbelievable. Team Liquid having to use the Taeho drone to re-clear this just to secure the spike. And G2 were set up in front mid. They could pinch these players trying to rotate.
The timing's everything. It's good. They're at least going to get another on this one. They're keeping the man up to the good here, and they get the information to boot.
And you're looking at this retake. Jonah P stun's going to be coming back. Jaw's got full utility. G2 have all the pieces with the scouting too of the dimensional drift to get things going.
G2 on the verge, on the precipice, it feels like, of punching in that 12th round, but still, Nats and Kiko gonna need to go big. Nats tries to get Techie with a little slippery towards Kiko! Oh, it's heartbreaking, you can see it. It's falling apart at the seams for Team Liquid.
Nice!
Really starting to hit as they are now going to be 1 round away from going home.
G2 are just catching every single break right now. Every little angle the team looks like might have to get themselves back in a round. And it just narrowly is missed. That shot's absurd from Kiko, but he couldn't keep it carrying through to the end of the round. Now they're going to be faced off against the ticket home around the corner if they can't come back in this.
Get it. Hey man, let him get it. Hey man, let him get it.
Let's go. Leafs on 21-11 as well. He's looking sharp today.
Liquid, do or die
time. All on the line now. And it's
not
been
players
a pretty
मार
well
रहे
so far.
जोगो मोबाइल मारना चालू करेगा तो क्या
Cause it is.
Oh,
कर लिया
Jogo first blood.
कर ली ना ये बात कर ली ना bro कर ली ना तूने एक चीज कर ली ना.
What are the options? What are the options? That will help. Leaf gonna go down, but now the pressure starts to mount. Nat's in position, trying to hold that back line. Finds his fight and takes down the man. But Trent with a fight back in towards site. Spike now loose. Kamik and Nats called upon. And all those moments for Nats, they were great to get them here, but they may all be for nothing. They bait him in. G2 setting the record straight. 13-7. America's keeping their hope alive.
G2 get a little bit of vengeance for Americas and for Sentinels, shutting down Nats,
taking
out Liquid. Not gonna let EMEA be on top 2 times in a row. And look at Valen out there.
मैं देखो टेक्निकली एक बात अच्छा ये हुआ कि मैंने ऑलरेडी आई एम सॉरी बोला. अभी लोगों को वो नहीं मालूम कि आई एम सॉरी किसके लिए बोला. तो इट्स अ कंबाइंड सॉरी फॉर बोथ द टीम्स. इट्स अ कंबाइंड सॉरी. समझ रहे हो गाइस. कंबाइंड सॉरी है. कंबाइंड सॉरी है. इससे बे इतनी अच्छी टीम बाहर हो गई. वैसे G2 भी अच्छा टीम तो है. G2 भी अच्छा टीम तो है. समझ रहे हो. ड्रॉ का वेट करो. ड्रॉ का वेट नहीं भाई. थोड़ा जिंदगी में इंसान को थोड़ा सा रेस्ट लेने दो. ड्रॉ हम बाद में भी देख लेंगे. 8 बजे मुझे एक और स्ट्रीम चालू कर देंगे तो मतलब 7:50 को मेरे को वापस लाइव आने का. समझ रहे हो. तो हम जाते हैं यू और आते हैं यू. 8 बजे होएगी 5-5 और उसके बाद देखते हैं क्या प्लान बनती है. ठीक है चलो 5-5 के बाद रैंक पुश होएगा या क्या होएगा देखते हैं. थोड़ा लंबा स्ट्रीम करेंगे नॉर्मल स्ट्रीम और उसके बाद रात को मेंबर्स ओनली में डेल्टा वेल्टा करेंगे. ठीक है चलो गाइस मिलते हैं. तुम लोग भी थोड़ा ब्रेक लो. मुझे ही देखने का अभी थोड़ा टाइम में. ठीक है चलो गाइस बाय. आदियोस चिड़ में पादियोस. टेक केयर. सी यू. लव यू. कांग्रेचुलेशंस G2. कांग्रेचुलेशंस. बाय 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 बाय. 8 बजे लाइव आ रहा हूँ. ठीक है 8 बजे लाइव आ रहा हूँ. 5 8 बजे लाइव आ रहा हूँ. 8 बजे 8 बजे 8 बजे 8 बजे.
Chance can't see